Locker room. This is your home for Chiefs football. 96.5.
I get to make is seeing kids graduate.
I find it the most meaningful to be able to work with kids and see the smiles on their faces when they figure out how to read.
I felt really strongly that my faith was calling me to be a person who serves others.
The only way that things are going to get better is if we all try to lend a hand.
Volunteer in your community. Visit showmeservice.org. Sponsored by the Missouri Community Service Commission and the Corporation for National and Community Service.
Here we go again. Windows for Warriors is back, baby. Powell Exteriors KC accepts nominations October 1st through November 1st for military veterans and first responder heroes as a thank you for their service and sacrifice to our country and community. Veterans Day, we will announce 5 lucky recipients of free Energy Star window upgrades. It's this easy. Go to powellkc.com and click the Windows for Warriors link to nominate your hero today.
I'm Bob Burke, founder and chairman of Burke America Parts Group, a family of brands that includes RepairClinic.com, an appliance and HVAC parts solution company that's grown into an international brand. Before AmericanEagle.com, we partially launched a new technology platform developed by another firm. American Eagle helped take our technology to a whole new level with digital marketing, software development, and business insights into our key markets, appliances, HVAC, and outdoor power equipment, and did so both on time and on budget. AmericanEagle.com has the resources, experience, and talent needed to produce solutions. Our new technology platform, developed by AmericanEagle.com, has produced tremendous results with higher traffic, conversion, engagement, and online revenue. If you have any home repairs you need to take care of, check us out at RepairClinic.com. If you need a world-class website or technology project, then I would highly recommend AmericanEagle.com.
Call AmericanEagle.com at 773-NETWORK. That's AmericanEagle.com, 773-NETWORK.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. Ever wonder why the big wireless companies want you on an unlimited plan? It's because they need you to help cover the cost of the 20-somethings who are using a lot of data every month. Fact is, according to the latest research studies, most people 50 and up, like me, only use 12 gigs or less each month. Don't get bamboozled by big wireless. At Consumer Cellular, pick what suits your needs. Whether it's 1 gig, 5, 10, or unlimited, the point is, pay for exactly what you need and nothing more. We use the same towers as the big guys, but since we don't own and maintain them, we can pass the savings on to you. Our plans start at just $20 a month, and you'll get the best customer service in the business. I want to invite you to join the millions of people who choose something better than big wireless. Because if you're not using all that data, you're probably getting used.
Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com/facts. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional facts.
Get ready, Chiefs Kingdom. We've got a powerhouse lineup of guests this season. Mitch Holtis, Dayton Hughes, and Josh Klingler bring you insight from the booth to the field on weekdays and game days. Insider scoops from Nate Taylor and Josh Briscoe keep you up to date all week long. Former linebacker Derek Johnson, and oh yeah, 2-time MVP Patrick Mahomes. Don't miss a minute all season long right here on your home for Chiefs football. 96.5. This is your home for Kansas State Athletics. 96.5 The Fan. KFNC FM and AM HD1 and HD2 Kansas City, an Odyssey sports station.
Oh, hard to believe, but it's Thursday, baby. Just one more day to the promised land, a Friday, and then a noon game on Sunday. And
Boy, you talk about the promised land. I'm not sure what more of the promised land is, the Friday or the nooner.
Well, the nooner, it's like the 4th of July.
Happens once a year?
Yeah. No, it happens, and then when it's over, you're like, well, that's the weekend.
Yep, there it is. It's
back
done.
to work. Either way, glad to have you here on 96.5 The Fan. You can check us out on YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, Facebook. Have us on the live stream.
Yeah, make sure you put us on the live stream on YouTube and tell us that you're on the live stream on YouTube today. Let us know, or we'll have to start, calling out people. No,
Blazing.
Yeah. Bob's trying to up his riz.
That's right.
On the YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
No, it is fun. You get pictures from people like Maloney does it. He has us on in every single bedroom of his house.
That's right.
Bathroom, living room, bedroom, kitchen. You can do that.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, I know people that put it on their TVs in their office at work. And I'm like, all right, that's kind of cool. It's like watching what you'd watch on FS1.
Well, it would be like
ESPN.
us. Yeah, we watch the NFL Network or ESPN or whatever, or AI ESPN or whatever we're calling it these days on, I mean, if over 50% of the articles you're reading online are now AI, just so you know. That came out yesterday. Sad. Exactly. That's why the AI ESPN power rankings are AI. But anyway, put us on TV, watch us this morning, and have some fun.
Yeah, I love it. It is interesting because somebody will be like, yeah, like you guys don't realize that your facial reactions. And I'm like, oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
They're, like when you said what last week, when we talked about the.
That was great, yes.
Because you can see like he's reading like something on his laptop.
Awesome.
And then he's like, I'm like, I don't know what I just said. What?
Talking about pull-out game. Bob's like, whoa, what? One of my favorite parts of the video.
It was like a time release gummy that hit him. What?
What? What the hell was that?
I mean, it was
perfect.
I think we had it definitely saved in the system. Just like it stops right there.
Yep, yeah, we do.
It's something, man. Yeah, my mouse is.
No, you're good. Oh, that mouse is. Jeez.
Yeah, here it is. I think it's what you said. The pullout game. I mean, I don't know what I'm saying right there.
What?
I'm sorry.
It's so good.
What is he saying? No, but big game, nooner on Sunday. Woo. Can't wait. We'll all be there. My seats are hilarious. But hey, I'm going with a group of guys. We are 50-yard line, last row up.
The upper deck.
That's right.
Love it.
Right above me is the press box.
Okay. Oh,
So
okay. All right.
My back will literally be against cement.
Yeah. Well, hey, at least if it rains, you're undercover.
Dude, I'm happy about it.
You're good. You can chart plays up there. That's the all 22. There's some guy right now who pays for the all 22 that is effing jealous. You're going to be up at the top row, seeing the all. You can see the play develop up there.
You're probably next to the PFF graders.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Yeah, the PFF graders and you sitting in those same seats up there. You and Jordan Love's mom going to hang out up there.
Hell yeah. I'd kick it with Miss Love.
You and Bob Euchre in the Euchre seats up there in the top of Arrowhead Stadium.
I would take her last name.
Love?
Yeah.
Dusty Love.
Dusty Love.
Right?
It's a great last name.
Awesome.
Yeah, Dusty Love is actually a pretty good name. I like that.
Then you could put the Love Burger on the landing menu.
Would you do the hyphenated name, though? The Dusty Likens Love?
I think I'd go Love Likens.
Love Likens? Dusty Love Likens?
Love Likens is good.
Yeah.
DLL Stinky.
Well, she would be Dusty. She would be Love Likens, yeah. I mean, Jordan Love Likens, yeah.
Love
BBL
Likens Island.
Stinky.
Yeah. I don't know why they say my BBL stink.
Yeah.
There's no open wound. Speaking of BBL Stinky, it's Raider Week, baby.
Experience going against Mahomes in the past in the Super Bowl just kind of helped heading into this game and for the team too.
Yeah, I mean, for me alone, I ain't scared. I know a lot of people look at him as for what he is. The guy won 3 Super Bowls or whatnot, and obviously, but it's just good to have experience being able to play. And I treat every game like a big game, but to go on the road and be able to go in their house when they got a good stadium. And be able to do what we do, so I know I'm gonna be poised, and I have my guys ready to play.
Situation where you're matched up with Kelsey, what's that coverage like? What's that challenge like?
Devin White gonna win. That's all. Devin White gonna win when I'm against him.
Okay.
I love it. When they got a good stadium, does he know something that we don't know? Are they building a new stadium? And Devin White got the information on that because he said he's going to go in there when they have a good stadium. So I'm just curious about that, but not scared. I don't blame him. You shouldn't be scared. You're an NFL player. What are you scared of, right? It's a football game. It looked worse in writing than it does when you listen to it. Again, these quotes, people put out there. It looks like it's oh my God, I can't believe he would say something like that. He faced Patrick Mahomes in February of 2021 in the Super Bowl. That's a long time ago to bring up facing him in the Super Bowl. That's many years, many moons, many players, many teams ago for Patrick Mahomes and Devin White to get matched up. But if he thinks he's going to win against Travis Kelce, man, that's the one that kind of perked me up a little bit because I don't know if you're going to win against Travis Kelce at home against the Raiders. I think this is one now that you have put up a little bit of bulletin board material for Travis Kelce more than anything. Like if he didn't need anything else to get kind of motivated, I like the fact that Devin White's out there saying he thinks he's going to beat Travis Kelce and stop Travis Kelce. Let's go. Let's see what happens on Sunday, my man.
Devin White gonna win was the quote. So maybe I'll have that up in like the top of the Devin White says. I guarantee you I'd be on television.
Yeah, you would. Oh, of course.
Devin White gonna win, and it'd be all the way up there. And then there's that one what do you call it? The dream shake. That's what Travis Kelce's audio said when he hit that play against the Lions.
Shake.
It
He's
is.
like, you don't remember what Akeem Olajuwon? The guy's like, no. Like, well, you go back and watch Akeem the Dream, man, the Dream Shake.
Yeah.
No, I'm excited because I don't necessarily know if like that's the bulletin board material. I think the bulletin board material is the fact that they've been doing this without Rashee Rice and he's back this week. And, EGE, man, everybody going to eat. And I think that's kind of the material all they need is that number 4 is back in the building and practicing with the team and the vibes are good. And this is a division game, and you have a chance to go above 500.
And you have a chance to start, separating yourself from the other losers of the NFL that are out there right now, too. Like, this is kind of that moving day weekend, right? You're sitting at 500. It's time to get above 500 and never look back and really take control of this thing because they're playing like the best team right now in the NFL. They're playing like the best team clearly in the AFC. A lot of teams out there have a lot of warts on them right now, including the Chargers, including the Denver Broncos, both who right now are ahead of the Chiefs in the standings. And so you have an opportunity to get an AFC win, which you need at this point in time because you look at the losses. You got 1-2 AFC losses already on the schedule. So you need to get an AFC win under your belt. You need to get an AFC West win under your belt. And you need to keep this thing moving in the right direction and continuing to show success from an offensive and a defensive perspective and continue to get better from where you are. I just think this is one of those games where the Chiefs are going to go out there and probably put their best foot forward that we haven't seen in many, many years from an offensive standpoint. Like Devin White can talk all he wants about shutting down Travis Kelce. Fine, take Travis Kelce away. We've got Rice, we've got Worthy, we've got Brown, we've got Juju Smith-Schuster. We've got all these other guys that can go out there and beat you now. Travis Kelce gets eliminated, great. You took away the best player on the field, arguably. The other guys out there will have that opportunity to beat you, though.
I feel like the Chiefs' offense is like a very well orchestrated, like NBA starting 5. Right? And I think, Mac, you and Bob can relate to this because you guys really love the Knicks and Celtics when they battle each other. But it's like, when you have a team where you have a shooter, a really good point guard general that can manage the floor, you have your small forward that's just like your absolute athlete, you got your center, and then you have like kind of like your rotational guy that can hit a 3, hit the mid-range, do all that sort of stuff.
Role player, yeah.
You have all 5 of those in this game. Mahomes obviously being the controlled point guard, and then you have 3 wide receivers in Brown, Rice, and Hollywood, or in Worthy that can all do something different, right? Like I would say that, your 3-point shooter would be like Xavier Worthy, right? He can get outside and make points fast. You have Rashee Rice who can do everything like role player, mid-range, he's got the shot if he wants it. He just kind of can be anywhere. And then you have Travis Kelce, your center. Like you want to put him, you want to play zone and he'll just go find a pocket, sit there and he'll take 7 free yards. Okay. Well, if it's first down and he gets 7, now the playbook's wide open. Anybody can draw up any play for anybody out there. And I wonder if defenses look at the Chiefs like you would look at a starting 5. Like, hey, we're just not going to let this guy have his 25 and 10. But if this guy beats us, then darn, right? Like if Hollywood Brown has 2 touchdowns on 5 catches and 40 yards and beats us, I guess that's what happens, Detroit.
Yeah.
Or maybe in this game, it's like, okay, we'll see how healthy Rashee Rice is. All right. Well, if you want that to happen, then that's going to open up so much more elsewhere. So it is interesting to see how many points on offense they have, not by a score standpoint, but like how many different options Mahomes can have and where he can kind of be like the Magic Johnson of Showtime.
Yeah,
right? Like he can just kind of sit back and be like, all right, today Kareem's going to be the guy. Today I'm going to be the guy. Or tomorrow Worthy's going to be the guy, no pun intended. And, have that sort of option. And how good of a point guard is Patrick Mahomes going to be now that he has all these options?
Yeah, it's going to be outstanding. And I love that analogy because we don't know right now who's going to be the guy on Sunday afternoon, right? Like you can go in with the best game plan. All right, here we feel like we can get Rashee Rice involved, and they will. And we'll get to this Jeremy Fowler question that was asked yesterday, which was unfreaking believable. I'm sitting there watching this Andy Reid press conference, right? And this guy asks about Jeremy Fowler, and Andy Reid's deadpan response may have been the best thing ever. Of course they're going to get Rashee Rice involved early. At least that's what they want to do, but maybe that's not there. And so you get out there on Sunday afternoon, and maybe the Raiders got a defensive game plan where they're like, all right, we're taking out Rashee Rice today. Okay, well, Hollywood Brown's going to be the guy that's going to eat today. So I think it is more of a basketball analogy going into this game because you really don't know who is going to be the hot hand, how this defense is going to play. And when you have so many different options out there, it's great. It doesn't matter. If they want to take away Travis Kelce, fine. If they want to take away Xavier Worthy, fine. There's other options out there. There's other dudes that you can get the ball to that can get it in the hoop, that can score the points. And that's the beauty that the Chiefs have right now. And who was it last week that said pray when we asked about what you're going to do? Was it Danon, right, this week when we said, how do you prepare? And he said pray. Yeah. And that's kind of where you are. When you have all of those options out there and you're that defense, you just don't know what to take away, because no matter what you take away, they have an answer for what you stole from them.
No doubt. Coming up a little bit later, we'll talk to Ben Maller at about an hour from now. Plus, I kind of can't wait until tomorrow to talk Alabama, Tennessee. I saw that scroll down on the bottom. I was like, what's Matt going to do for this game? We dive in more to what is a cancellation of another thing in the NFL. Last year was Aaron Rodgers. This year, we're not the only ones getting rid of something that's been around for quite some time. 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City sports.
This is Fescoe and Dusty, brought to you by Golden Oak Lending. Do you need extra cash? Golden Oak Lending can convert your home's equity into cash in as little as 14 days. Let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues. Your home for K-State athletics. 96.5 The Fan.
Well, I'll tell you, my friends over at Park & Go are ready for you to take that trip and park your car with them where it's covered the entire time. That's right. At Park & Go, when you park at KCI, you're going to have covered parking the entire time, because every spot is covered at Park & Go, and they make it so easy to make a reservation with Park & Go. I always do it right after I make my flight reservation. That way I know I took care of business, right? I go to bookparkandgo.com or with their easy-to-use app, and I make my parking reservation. I then prepay. When I prepay, I save money, and I love saving dollars. Right? So do you. Save money, prepay at bookparkandgo.com. And then you're set for your flight. You show up on the day of your flight, scan that barcode, and they'll direct you right to that covered parking spot that they reserve specifically for you. And as soon as you get there, the van meets you and takes you right to the airport terminal. You're not running around that lot hoping somebody shows up to take you there. They are there on time. In fact, they may beat you to that parking spot. And when you get back, just grab your bags and walk outside, and there's the bus. Jump on it, and it's right back to the trunk of your car. So join their frequent parker program and earn points towards free parking. Reserve your spot today at bookparkandgo.com. The best deals in parking. Bookparkandgo.com. Park & Go, family owned and operated.
I'm McCall with Lee Summit Subaru, and it's time to make a big deal out of nothing. Announcing Lee Summit Subaru's 0% event. Up to 0% financing on select 2025 Subaru models for 72 months. And we have the largest selection of Subaru certified vehicles in Kansas City, starting as low as 1.9% for 72 months.
0% event and a lifetime warranty. Fall in love with driving again at Lee Summit Subaru.
Based on January 2025 through June 2025 Kansas City inventory listings.
Hello, Kansas City. Christopher Youngers here with Cafe Trio. The seasons, they are changing. And if you haven't seen Cafe Trio during the holidays, from Halloween, the Plaza Lights, and Christmas with all of our decorations, well, then you've missed out on one of the most seasonally spectacular dining experiences in town. Offering live music, very spirited holiday decorations, and farm-to-table fresh menus, Cafe Trio is the place to be for the holidays. 45th and Main, cafetriokc.com.
Morning, Zoe. Got donuts.
Jeff Bridges, why are you still living above our garage?
Well, I dig the mattress, and I want to be in a T-Mobile commercial like you. Teach me, Saldana.
Oh, no, I'm not really prepared. I couldn't possibly. At T-Mobile, get the new iPhone 17 Pro on them. It's designed to be the most powerful iPhone yet and has the ultimate pro camera system.
Wow, impressive. Let me try. T-Mobile is the best place to get iPhone 17 Pro because they've got the best network.
Nice, Jeffrey.
You heard them. T-Mobile is the best place to get the new iPhone 17 Pro on us with eligible trade-in in any condition.
So, what are we having for lunch?
Dude, my work here is done.
The 24 monthly bill credits on experience beyond for well-qualified customers plus tax and $35 device connection charge. Credits ended, balance due if you pay off earlier. Cancel. Finance agreement iPhone 17 Pro, 256 gigs, $1,099.99 and new line minimum $100 plus a month plan with auto pay plus taxes and fees required. Best mobile network in the U.S. based on analysis by Ookla Speed Test Intelligence data 1/8/2025. Visit T-Mobile.com.
Sports fans, listen up. 1 in 8 men will be diagnosed with prostate cancer, and bladder leaks can be a side effect. That's why Depend is teaming up with the Prostate Cancer Foundation to encourage screening. Because health is a long game and it's yours to win. Now here's the cool part. Through November, Depend is contributing up to $300,000 to prostate cancer research by donating 25 cents for every purchase of Depend shields, guards, and Real Fit products. Void in Mississippi? Learn more at Depend.com.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance supervisor at a manufacturing facility, he knows keeping the line up and running is a top priority. That's why he chooses Grainger. Because when a drive belt gets damaged, Grainger makes it easy to find the exact specs for the replacement product he needs. And next-day delivery helps ensure he'll have everything in place and running like clockwork. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Hey, football fans, tune in this week to kick off with Boomer and Valenti, where the guys break down the biggest headlines and storylines from across the NFL. Kickoff with Boomer and Valenti is brought to you by the Home Depot. When the job calls for the best, call on Makita, available at the Home Depot. How pros get more done.
Hey, Chiefs fans, Crown Royal is the official whiskey of the Kansas City Chiefs. And this season, it's not game day without the generous spirit of Crown Royal. Whether you're at the tailgate, in the stands, or watching from home, Crown Royal is the reason and the reward for coming together. Grab a glass with the Crown Royal rig at a stadium near you, because we'll be sharing the generous spirit with fans across the country. Crown Royal, fueling game day with a generous spirit. Visit www.crownroyal.com/Royal Rig for more on the Crown Royal Rig Tour. Please drink responsibly.
You're listening to 96.5 The Fan from the DM Injury Law Studios. Mike's got this. Here's traffic, brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
Brought to you by the Kansas City Wind Supply Group Vendor Showcase, Thursday, October 23rd at J. Rieger & Company Distillery on the Missouri side, heading out of Kearney, 35 southbound with an accident before the merge with 69 Highway. About 2 miles of slow traffic to get through now. Left lane is blocked on that wreck, and there's another wreck reporting in the backup that's adding to delays. Discover the latest HVAC, plumbing, and trade solutions with companies like Honeywell and April Air and 20-plus other vendors at the Kansas City Wind Supply Group Vendor Showcase, Thursday, October 23rd, 3 to 6 at J. Rieger & Company Distillery. Plus, enjoy complimentary food, drinks, tours, prizes, and networking. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan. Traffic.
Back in it on a Thursday here on 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City sports. Nate Taylor today, Ben Maller today, and then it's Friday, baby, and no turning back now. Let's see what the Chiefs get graded this week, as if it matters. A lot of people coming after Pro Football Focus. Most recently, J.J. Watt on Pat McAfee's show.
I'm getting hot. I'm getting hot.
Oh, I like
Keep
that.
going.
Keep going, Jay. This is how you summon some change. Exactly. You know, you got to get passionate.
Personal stories of Uber drivers telling NFL passengers that they break down film for PFF and that they watch the TV copy only and put a grade out after the game.
That Uber driver's
You can't watch film on the TV copy and create a grade. You can't break down a person's grade and know what they're supposed to do if you don't know their exact assignment. Like D-Butt just said, I know defensive line play unbelievably well. I could not go and grade a game for a player and give him a definitive grade without speaking to him, his coach, the scheme, everything. It's just a fact. PFF has a ton of great stuff. Player grading sucks. Stop putting it out.
He's absolutely right. I've been telling people this for years, and I was looked at as the idiot on the island. And now everybody's coming around and going, oh, yeah, you were right, loudmouth, years ago with semi-pro football out of focus. Spoof. That's exactly what that is. That's the acronym. Semi-pro football out of focus is spoof. It is a lie.
Spoofy season.
Spagnolo really is the guy who really finally brought this to light a couple of weeks ago.
What grades are you using? That's what everybody uses. The only thing, Chris Collinsworth, I think he's a good dude, and he's involved in that company. I don't know how you put a grade on somebody when you don't know actually what their assignment was or what they were being told. So, I don't know. It's like from our standpoint, I thought Chris in this particular game had a real big effect on the game. They obviously found ways to double him, whether it was two linemen, the running back at times was chipping inside, which you don't see a lot, because that was the Chris Jones effect. A number of times that he didn't get there, but I think he forced a quick throw or step up. So, from my standpoint, I don't remember what Chris's actual grade was, but I know that at the end of the game, I thought the guys up front, Chris included, had a big effect on the way things went.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll take a coach's word for it over the Uber driver who's grading the TV game, right? Like that right there is enough that you need to know we've got to stop listening to this. I was talking to my friend Paul a couple of days ago. He goes, the nerds ruin everything. They're ruining sports. They're ruining AI, all of this kind of stuff. They have. Nerds have ruined baseball. All of these analytic dorks that sit around.
AI?
Yeah, well, ruining the world, I guess, with
gotcha.
AI.
Yes.
Ruining the world with I phrased that wrong. Sorry. Ruining the world with AI.
Heard.
You know. Yeah, but the nerds and the dorks and the dweebs that are up there in these front offices in baseball justifying their jobs by coming up with stats or this semi-pro football out of focus, grading people when you don't know what the test was about. It's like it's all crap, and it all muddies the water, and it all has an impact on, I think, some fans, and they believe this stuff is gospel because Chris Collinsworth started a company and started it, and he's the name on this company, and he put it out there, and everybody's like, well, it must be true, and there must be hiring all these scientific experts to grade this stuff and whatnot, and they're not. They're hiring whoever, the Uber driver, which is a great story, grading it off the TV. Like, I can't believe people have looked at this semi-pro football out of focus all these years and thought this was legit information. It's not. It has a good name. They capitalized on that. But it's a fraud. It's a joke. It's anything different than the three of us sitting around making up grades and coming up with stuff like that. And then you've got these dorks in baseball that are sitting around ruining the game with all of their analytic overdoing it and justifying of jobs in every baseball organization out there right now. Let's get back to the eye test. Let's get back to what's on the field. There's some room for some of this stuff, but I don't need people grading players and telling me what players were doing when they don't know what the assignment was.
Yeah, I don't know. You look at the audio we listened to the audio before was J.J. Watt, who is, I think, credible, right? Yeah. I think we could sit there and be like, oh, you guys are just letting these two guys give you an opinion. Okay, well, let's break it down. J.J. Watt, I don't know, probably top 5 defensive end we've seen in the last 25 years.
Hall of Famer with he could go in yesterday and nobody would have cared that he didn't wait his 5 years type of guy.
That's not a hyperbolic take, is it?
No.
J.J. Watt, right? He won Defensive Player of the Year when Justin Houston had arguably the best season in Kansas City, linebacker edge rusher history.
Yeah.
20 and a half sacks or something like that. J.J. Watt. Oh, well, he had 22 and a half sacks, plus he had 6 touchdowns or whatever the hell it was.
Yeah.
And the other one is Steve Spagnuolo, right?
Greatest defensive coordinator of all time.
I arrest my case. No further questions, Your Honor. That's
I love it.
That's where I'm at. So, it'd be one thing if it was McAfee and Dan Orlovsky. No discredit to either one of them. But again, one was a punter and the other one was a quarterback that ran in the end zone.
Right.
That's where that would be at. And I like both those guys. I really do. I think sometimes Dan's takes are a little bit too analytical and he's thinking too much. Mm-hmm. And I think McAfee's great for what he does and for this industry that is entertainment and sports all in the same nutshell. But this is J.J. Watt and Steve Spagnuolo that are telling you, yeah, it's cool that Chris started all this stuff, but they don't really do all of what they're saying they're doing.
Right.
They're giving you a grade based on, did he hit the quarterback? Did he sack the quarterback? Not, was he double teamed and chipped by a running back? Those are things that when you hear that, you're like, oh yeah, I didn't think about that.
Yeah, right, exactly.
Maybe we're a little too harsh on Chris Jones because yet he's still getting 83% pressure rate and he's double teamed, triple teamed, and getting chipped by a running back more often than not, which, as Spag says, that's the Chris effect.
Right.
And then you have J.J. Watt telling you that there's no possible way a guy who is a Hall of Fame, Pro Bowl, All-Pro, one of the best to ever do it in the game of football, and tell you there is no possible way that you could purposely, honestly grade someone's entire game effort and give it a score.
Right, by watching the TV broadcast, he said, too. And especially, the one thing that really has opened my eyes to this, and I always thought it was a bunch of fraudulent nonsense anyway, but I'm not as eloquent as Steve Spagnuolo when he said, you don't have the questions to the test and you're grading it. How do you know what the answers are going to be? And once I heard that from Steve Spagnuolo, I knew I was right all along in my analysis of semi-pro football out of focus, spoof, as we call it. And I remember, initially having these feelings and being ostracized by a lot of people. How could you not do this? This is everybody's looking at this. No, I was right years ago about semi-pro football out of focus, and Steve Spagnuolo putting it in those kind of terms really was the way I've been trying to do it for years. How do we explain that this is kind of fraudulent, right? And Steve Spagnuolo's like, you don't know what the assignment is. You can't grade the outcome if you don't know what that person was supposed to do on that play. And then I was like, That's how you tell everybody this is just a bunch of hot garbage. And it's entertainment. It's no different than Miss Cleo.
It's
really,
fodder.
it is. It is. It can be. Maybe it is, but it's no different than watching Miss Cleo on TV. To bring back what we talked about yesterday, it's a psychic. It's made up. It's fake. It's fun to look at.
Very average game, 75.
That's exactly right.
He missed a couple of holes as a running back. I don't know why she's a leprechaun.
That's the way Miss Cleo talked. That's the way she was. Yeah.
She was Jamaican. I don't know if she was like chasing marshmallows in a bowl of cereal. Yeah.
No, but
he doesn't like me Lucky Charms. He likes me Fruity Pebbles.
Yeah.
67.
But they always put on like certain things like for entertainment purposes only, as their disclaimer. That's what semi-pro football out of focus should be. For entertainment purposes only. None of this is real. It's all made up. We've all just created it by ourselves. We're like, if you looked at a game and I looked at a game, I guarantee you they would be absolutely different grades too. So it's very subjective and all of that kind of stuff. And for whatever reason, it came into the NFL, and I think because Chris Collinsworth was behind it and on Sunday Night Football, everybody just assumed this was the way that everybody was doing it now. And it's not. It's not even close to the way everybody was doing it.
Mahomes, though, he's graded so well.
Yeah. I can see Mahomes is good. I don't need a grade for Patrick Mahomes.
Stop it.
And
not again.
And honestly, Chris should look at his PFF grading system because he loves Mahomes. Mahomes is 13th.
Yeah, is he?
Yeah, look at your grades, Chris.
Well, the reason we put him at 13, Mike, is because Travis is best friend. Stop it. We've heard it. Stop it. And Taylor Swift, her favorite number's 13. Right? I named my son Jack. That's like 13 syllables. Stop it.
Oh, that's funny. I love Patrick Mahomes. You have him graded 13th. Well, yeah, exactly.
Well,
exactly.
Reasons here, He cut his hair. That's a couple grades off. He's not the same killer. Stop it.
Yeah. If you're not going to believe Hall of Fame coaches or players, just look at it for yourself. Kenneth Walker had 10 carries for 34 yards and a catch for 3. Bijan Robinson, 19 carries for 176 for 68 on the catches. Walker had a higher PFF grade.
Come on now. Based on what?
Because Bijan sounds a lot like Dijon. It's a little too spicy for my sandwich.
Yeah.
Right, Mike?
Come on, dude.
I like a yellow mustard. It's 0 calories. Dijon mustard it's a little too hot and it's brown. What is it? Stop it with the Bijan mustard. No one's asking.
Oh, God.
Kenny Walker seems nice.
That's great. That is fantastic right there. Kenny Walker had a higher PFF grade than. See, exactly. Why are we doing this? Why did anybody think that this was something that was real and something that mattered and something that was truthful? Because I think for about, I don't know, let's say a decade or so, maybe a little bit less than a decade, there have been so many fans and people that have gotten caught up in these PFF grades and have let that determine how they view and how they watch a football game. And it shouldn't. It should not have any impact on literally anything. If you want to I can come up with the Fescoe scale and start grading people.
Yes.
It's no different than the Chris Collinsworth scale of fake grades and making things up and creating things. And honestly, I guarantee you the PFF ratings have had impact on players as well. People say your PFF
100%.
score sucks and all this kind of stuff. Like, people rip players with gambling and stuff like that. I'm sure people are saying your PFF score sucks and people are talking about that and people talk about that inside the locker room. Like, that's just another voice and another piece of noise and another piece of mental anguish, quite honestly, that these players don't need. Because if they feel like they had a good game and they walk in there and somebody goes, your PFF score was low. Wait, what did I do wrong? And now the subconscious is they've got to believe that because people are using that like it's common practice. And it's not. It's a made up situation. It's a made up grade. It's a made up scenario by some Uber driver in his mom's basement.
That's insane. I like the FFS.
Let's do it.
Fescoe's football scores.
Okay.
Yeah, there we go. That's it.
FSS.
FFS.
FFS. Yeah. You won today. You get 100.
Yeah, there it is. Yes. Lost 0.
100%. You win, you get 100. You lose, you get a 0. That's why we're here, folks. Win the game, lose the game. Score more points or not. Yes. It's either you win or you don't.
PFF, more like PISS. Am I right?
BBL, stinky.
Here's our piss scoring.
Yeah.
His stream's a little to the left. He must have been up all night on a bender. 89. Here's a guy who drank water all day, ate his vitamins. He's a weakling. 64.
64, yeah.
Mahomes last week, 22 of 30, 257, 3 passing touchdowns. He had 10 rushes for 32 yards and a rushing touchdown. He had 1 fumble, didn't lose it. He had a QBR of 132.2. He got a 72.
It's awesome.
Right? It's
perfect.
Right? So stay with me.
He got a C minus.
So stay with me. Okay, so here's another stat line from another quarterback that played this past week.
All right.
His stat line was 15 of 26, 180 yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, sacked 4 times, rushed 6 times for 42 yards. His rating was a 72.6. His PFF score was a 71.
No, the same as Patrick Mahomes.
That is Josh Allen.
Josh Allen.
That's right.
That was Josh Allen. He
And
got
lost.
this and lost and had turnovers and stunk. And Patrick Mahomes was brilliant on Sunday night. If anybody watched the game, I mean, maybe Semi-Pro Football Out of Focus doesn't watch the games because it looks like they don't watch the game. That's incredible right there. Patrick Mahomes and Josh Allen graded out at the same score on Semi-Pro Football Out of Focus. You wonder why this thing is a clown show.
Somebody says from the text line, Geno Smith has a higher PFF grade than Mahomes.
Ooh,
yeah. Uh-huh.
Look, I mean, his name's Geno. I mean, I like him so much. When I play the game Uno, I just shout out Geno. I got 1 card left, Geno.
Maybe he thought it was Alex Smith, and
What
not
a
Geno
guy.
Smith. You know, I mean, there's got to be something there. But see, this is what we've been talking about. This is
Can't say
why
you get those two confused.
Well, but one plays, one doesn't, right? I mean, you've got a situation where you're looking at made up stuff, and it's become way too commonplace in the NFL. And I'm glad Steve Spagnuolo started this campaign. I'm really glad that J.J. Watt followed up with it as well, and basically letting people know that this is a fraud, this is a joke, this is a clown show, and nobody should be paying attention to the PFF grades.
Oh, by the way, we played yesterday. Chris Long as well.
Get Mahomes quarterback 13 of 32 off my television screen. We're talking about legislation, what our kids shouldn't see at school, what they shouldn't be learning about. Like, should we have political ads on television? I want the PFF scores off the TV as bad as I want political ads off the television because, like, God forbid there's somebody watching the game who doesn't know who Patrick Mahomes is. Right. They're going to be badly misguided, brother. 13th best quarterback in the league. I mean, if I was Nandi, and maybe he earned it this year, but I would sue. I'd be in Chris Collinsworth's backyard, dude. You know what I'm saying? I'd be at the window.
Like that guy that left me a voicemail. That's Chris Long.
Yeah, but again,
this
another
message
one.
brought to you by
Chris
BSS.
Long. Yeah.
I'm BSS, and I approve this message.
It's unbelievable, though. Like, you got Chris Long this week. You've got, J.J. Watt this week. You had Steve Spagnuolo a couple of weeks ago. People are over it, and I think that's good. I think we're going to see a groundswell of support to ban the nerds from sports. All the sports, fire the nerds. Get rid of them all. They're ruining the game.
Something that's going to ruin a lot of people's game this weekend is the Chiefs wide receiver core. And I think the biggest attribute that this
Hello.
You all right there?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Okay.
Yeah, a little fired up.
Your radio grade now is going to go to 68. That's a rookie move. Let your face hit the microphone.
Hit the
there.
headphone on the microphone.
Bob
68.
Bob had a really good take. 10,000 views. 61. But no, I think honestly, when you look at this wide receiver core, they are all talented in their own way. But I think the one way they all share the same talent is that there's no true ego that stands out above any of the others. Are they egos? Or are there egos? Absolutely.
You gotta have
You have to when you play that position because you got a cornerback barking in your face all day long. You got people trying to take your head off. You play for a team that everybody hates, including national media players. They don't like you. So you got to have a little bit of an ego when you come to this Kansas City roster, especially at wide receiver where you have the 13th best quarterback in the league throwing you the ball. And I love it because you look at what the saying is, EGE. By the way, that shirt is available for you if you want to get it. 96.5 The Fan's going to get those out. Follow us on Instagram to see where you can get those T-shirts at. And I think the thing that's crazy about the EGE, the acronym of everybody's going to eat, is the fact that it's true to their words, right? Like, I really don't think Xavier Worthy would ever get flustered or upset if in the next 2 weeks Rashee Rice has 8 catches in both games, 120 yards, and 2 total touchdowns in the next 2 weeks. Both games, right? Just goes off. And Xavier Worthy has 4 for 55 and, 2 jet sweeps for 31 yards. This team literally is unified as a vibe in that receiver room, and it's anchored by, again, we'll talk to Mitch about this on Friday, the door hinge and Juju Smith-Schuster, right? Juju can be a dog, or Juju can be like your hype man. And you got Hollywood Brown, who's like, I'm just happy to be here, man. Like, I know what this is. This is a short-lived run with a very good team that's going to boost my morale in my career if I ever go anywhere else. You look at Xavier Worthy. I'm happy to be drafted by this team, right? Buffalo traded up. There's a little bit of fire for me. Now I'm balling for the Kansas City Chiefs. And then there's Rashee Rice, who has a public perception of people don't like me because of what I've done, but I've also got myself better. Like, if you really want to know my Richard of the Week early, it's Ryan Leaf. But if you missed that yesterday, wow.
Did he go off on Rashee Rice or something?
The one guy that can't talk about Rashee Rice went off about Rashee Rice. Oh, it's wild.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, look up Ryan Leaf on Twitter. And so I think that's the best part about this unit, right? Because what does Philadelphia worry about? Is A.J. Brown going to get the ball?
That's right.
Not is Goddard, is Brown, is Devontae Smith. Are they going to get all back on the same page? It's, well, we got to make sure that A.J. Brown gets his, right? But you don't see that in Kansas City. And I think that's probably one of the best qualities this wide receiver unit has is the vibe as a whole, that they are EGE together and they are this team that's like, we don't care who's the guy because you don't know who it's going to be, and that's more fun for us.
Well, and it's awesome that way that you have the ability to have players to do that. And that starts with Andy Reid, right? You know, the EGE, everybody going to eat. That starts with Andy Reid, and that starts with Patrick Mahomes as well. Both of those guys as the leader, making sure that these guys know, hey, this is not about individuals. It is about the team as a whole. And when the team as a whole does good, everybody does good. Look at how many people on this team right now have benefited from the successes of the organization, right? Even the trainer now is in commercials, right? We got Julie in commercials right now. Megan too, yeah. He does sports. I love that drop, by the way. We got to find that. But he, I mean, she's even in commercials now. That's how big this thing has gotten here. And it's gotten here because of team success, not individual successes. And if you're willing to put your individual records aside and don't worry about that kind of stuff, you're going to be part of a winner. You're going to make money. You can stay here forever. You can be in commercials. You can do all this kind of stuff and have the ability to kind of cash in because you bought into this team mentality. It's no secret with Tyreek Hill. He wanted money. He was no longer buying into the team mentality. They got rid of him. They don't have anybody on this team that is a me guy. And if you become a me guy, well, they send you away. You see it happen, you know, quite frankly, a lot. We saw it with the defensive back, Marcus Peters, back in the day, right? Me. Look at me. All right, you're out of here. You're not focused on the team. It's all about moving this team forward, and it's unbelievable that these guys buy in, but they buy in because they do see the success, you know? It's like what came first, the chicken or the egg? Well, the rules came first because Andy Reid came in and said, this is the way it's going to be. It's going to be about the team. It's not going to be about me, and it's not going to be about the individual. If you're all about you and the individual, get the F out of here. We don't have room for you here in Kansas City. You're buying into the team concept, and that's what we want. And all these guys have bought into the team concept. It's unbelievable and that's leadership. That's the veteran leadership of not only Mahomes, but Andy Reid and his presence on this organization.
Jeremy Fowler asked Andy Reid about what we can expect from Rashee Rice.
Coach, Jeremy Fowler reported earlier that there's not going to be any plans for ramping up Rashee Rice. You're going to give him as much as you possibly can. Can you confirm anything about that, or is there some sort of plan for getting him steadily back into the offense?
Well, he's going to play. I mean, how many snaps he gets, ask Jeremy, he'll tell you.
Spicy Andy, baby.
Andy was spicy yesterday, guys. He really was. Like, that was a spicy press conference yesterday. Ask Jeremy. He'll tell you. Like, do you really need to ask Andy Reid? Like, when has Andy Reid ever eased anybody back into the situation, right? Remember that song, ease on down the road, right? Mac doesn't remember that song, I'm sure, but it's a great... I
just acted like I did.
You did? It was from The Wiz back in the day.
I didn't see the Michael Jackson version.
The Michael Jackson, yeah.
Talking about that song?
Did you know that song? Oh, you do? Okay, good. All right.
Okay,
cool.
From The Wiz? I didn't know that.
Yeah, it was from The Wiz, right? Okay. Nobody beats The Wiz. So it was ease on down the road, right? They're not easing anybody into this offense. They never have. You're back, you're ready to go, you're full go. Yep. There's never been. And so Jeremy Fowler has that report. If they're not going to ease him back in, yeah, we know that. But whoever asked that question, man, that's unbelievable. Jeremy Fowler said, and Andy Reid's going, who the hell is Jeremy Fowler, and why do I care what he has to say about how I'm going to use Rashee Rice? So if you want to know, Jeremy knows. You just ask him.
Yeah, ask Jeremy. He's got it.
Andy, I love it.
Kansas City once had a team called the Wiz.
That's right. That was the Wizard. It was the Wiz, then the Wizards, and now Sporting. And they had to change it because of the store, the Wiz. I think there was a little bit of a lawsuit infringement there, and then the Wiz went out of business like weeks later, and then the Wizards, you know.
You can give somebody else the rest of the week off, even though it's only Thursday. A.J. Brown is reading a new book on the sideline, One Man Dynasty, written by Gary Myers.
That's good. I like that.
Coming up on the other side, we've got to read some new rules because Dan Campbell is getting two different sides, and now the Chiefs are corrupt, according to the rest of the world. Here on 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City Sports.
Good morning, Kansas City. This is Isaiah Pacheco, and you're listening to Fescoe and Dusty on your home for Chiefs football, 96.5 The Fan.
Brought to you by Golden Oak Lending. Do you need extra cash? Golden Oak Lending can convert your home's equity into cash in as little as 14 days. Let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues.
Well, today's the best day of the week. It is Thursday, and that means it is steak day at Hy-Vee. Of course, you're going to get a freshly grilled steak for $12. The potatoes, the green beans, your sides, all for $12 today at Hy-Vee. So you need to get in and take advantage of steak day at every single area Hy-Vee. And also, you know what? I know how busy everybody is. You've got all kinds of stuff going on with the kids. You're thinking to yourself, when am I going to get into Hy-Vee? Well, maybe you don't have to get into Hy-Vee. You can use their aisles online. It's easy. Just download the app or go to Hy-Vee.com and choose your store, select your items, and Hy-Vee will do all the shopping for you. It's awesome. And then all you have to do is pick up your order or have it delivered to your home. Try it today, and new customers will get $10 off your first aisles online purchase with code. So do that today. Get that steak. Save on the gas that you get at Hy-Vee like I do every week. Save time, save money. What could be better? Only at Hy-Vee.
I'm Mitch Holtis, voice of the Chiefs. Everyone develops cataracts naturally as they get older. When your vision is affected by cataracts, you should see my doctor, Dr. Steven Silverstein at Silverstein Eye Centers. Dr. Silverstein is a world-renowned cataract surgeon who performs life-changing laser-assisted cataract surgery with premium lens implants to correct your vision up close and far away. Trust my eye doctor, Dr. Steven Silverstein, Silverstein Eye Centers, 816-358-3600 to schedule an appointment.
It's football season and snacking season, and nothing goes better with football and snacking better than Daisy Dips. And now Daisy came out with a delicious Daisy French onion dip and a Daisy ranch dip, and these are a game changer. From chips to wings to veggies, they all go better with Daisy Dips. And I love dipping pretzels into the Daisy French onion dip. It's amazing. And the best part, these are delicious as homemade dips because they're made with real herbs and spices and other ingredients you find in your own kitchen. Look for Daisy Dips at a grocery store near you.
You don't need to be a financial MVP right out of the gate. At Main Street Credit Union, we're here to coach you through it. No matter where you're at, lining up for your first play or deep in the game, we'll help you move the ball forward. From building credit to launching a business. Because here, it's not just about money. It's about progress and having a team that's got your back. Learn more at mainstreetcu.org.
There's nothing like when you get that part from eBay and it just fits. Yeah, the first time. So you can do less of this and get right back to more of this. At eBay, you'll find all the parts you need, guaranteed to fit, at prices you'll love. Sounds good, doesn't it? eBay, things people love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Nationwide is so much more than a great insurance company. They're one of America's largest financial services companies. Like how I'm more than Saquon Barkley, the NFL's reigning leading rusher. I'm also the NFL's leading husher. Shh, hush up back there. Wow, I might have just set the hushing record. Well, almost. For your insurance and financial needs, Nationwide is on your side.
Nationwide Investment Services Corporation, member FINRA, Columbus, Ohio.
Sports fans, listen up. 1 in 8 men will be diagnosed with prostate cancer, and bladder leaks can be a side effect. That's why Depend is teaming up with the Prostate Cancer Foundation to encourage screening, because health is a long game and it's yours to win. Now, here's the cool part. Through November, Depend is contributing up to $300,000 to prostate cancer research by donating 25 cents for every purchase of Depend shields, guards, and Real Fit products. Void in Mississippi? Learn more at depend.com.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance supervisor at a manufacturing facility, he knows keeping the line up and running is a top priority. That's why he chooses Grainger. Because when a drive belt gets damaged, Grainger makes it easy to find the exact specs for the replacement product he needs. And next day delivery helps ensure he'll have everything in place and running like clockwork. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Calling all Chiefs fans. You could be on the field at the 50 inside GEHA Field for the official coin toss at a Chiefs home game this season. Visit Chiefs.com/GEHA now. Enter to win a chance to be on the field for a once-in-a-lifetime view of the pregame coin toss.
Call it in the air.
Plus, you can score other exclusive prizes. Enter for a chance to win at Chiefs.com/GEHA. GEHA is a proud partner of the Kansas City Chiefs.
Last year, we bought over 54,000 cars from your friends and neighbors at GiveMeTheVin.com. Why did they sell us their cars? It's because you're worth more and your car's worth more. I know that, and you know that. That's why I created GiveMeTheVin.com. It's the fastest and easiest way for you to sell your car for more money when it's time to sell. I'm sitting here waiting on the other end of GiveMeTheVin.com.
Sell us your car. GiveMeTheVin.com. So easy you can do it in your underwear.
Here's traffic, brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
Brought to you by the technicians you can trust with your house keys. Anthony, plumbing, heating, cooling, and electric. Heading out of Kearney, 35 southbound. You're hitting delays at 19th Street, and it just crawls all the way down towards 69 Highway with an accident that's blocking the left lane before 69 Highway. With that's a good 3.5 mile delay at least to get through. Turn recent repairs into savings. Get up to $4,500 off a new HVAC system. Stay comfortable year round. Schedule now at AnthonyPHCE.com. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan. Traffic.
Back in on a spicy Thursday. Send me in your dinner plans tonight, everybody, because I don't know what I'm doing, and I need ideas because it's still August outside.
Yes, it is. You can go to Hy-Vee, get your steak, $12. I mean, that's a way to do that. Steak night at Hy-Vee. I mean, that if you're looking for dinner, why think any further? Just go get your steak at Hy-Vee tonight. Do your steak night. Have some fun. Forget about it.
And if you have any questions or you're feeling down, don't worry, because there's a helpful smile on every eye.
There really is. Absolutely. So, yeah, that's your plan tonight. Go get a steak.
Their new tagline is the quickest place between point A and B is a smile. Get serious.
Is that their new tagline?
100%.
Okay.
I thought it was a straight line, but it's a smile.
Smile, yeah.
No, I just kind of want to know what's going on tonight. Are you guys, you're doing steak?
I don't know what we're going to do tonight. Yeah. There's the football game tonight because, it's conference season. So
should we eat soup and grilled cheese because the quarterbacks are only eating soups and grilled cheese these days?
No, I do not do soup or grilled cheese, so I'm
Either
out on that.
Ever? Oh,
no, I'm tomato soup I'm out on. I'll do. It should be soup season. It's October 16th. We're already halfway through October, and we have not even arrived at soup season yet. And we will here in a couple of weeks because I was looking at the extended forecast the other day. There are literally 3 weeks of fall. And I told Dusty, I goes, no, you're right. Like November 15th, it's going to be like 37. I'm like, yep. November 10th, it turns to 40-some degrees.
Jeez.
And it's like 70s, 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 40s. We get fall for 3 weeks. It begins next Monday and ends on like the 9th day of November. So enjoy fall.
I need to know if this 816 number is messing with me. It says, apparently hamburger helper sales are on the rise. Okay. Not going to lie. Big hamburger helpers fan over here. The Italian shells, the lasagna, double cheeseburger mac. Because, you can go get good meat at the meat aisle at Hy-Vee and kind of elevate your hamburger helper.
Elevate the helper. Yeah.
Add a little pepper jack cheese, a little parsley, and someone's like, oh, you made fresh pasta?
Yeah, yes, I did. Yep.
Hamburger partner.
A little help with that glove with a smiley face on it.
Right.
Yeah.
That's the knockoff brand.
Hamburger helper.
Hamburger partner. They didn't even try.
No, it's not.
100%.
No, that's the knockoff brand.
Search, yeah.
Hamburger partner?
Yeah,
you got to be kidding me.
That's great. No, I'm dead serious. Yeah.
I love that.
Hamburger partner.
That's funny. No. So are you a generic? Because Josh was always the generic everything.
Hamburger
right?
helper's like a 99-cent box.
Yeah, that's right. You'll just take the original at that point, right? Yeah, I'm kind of with you. There's certain things you don't generic, right? Like generic soda.
Yeah.
If you're going to soda.
I'm getting Dr. Pepper. I'm not getting Dr. Thunder.
Yeah, or Dr. Topper or 32 flavors.
I'm getting Mountain Dew, not Mountain Don't.
Nah, yeah, hee-haw. I think they call it like yellow hee-haw or something like that.
I couldn't tell you last time I had a Mountain Dew.
I couldn't either. I mean, honest to God, I couldn't tell you the last time I had a real soda.
Was Bingley here last
night? Hey, look in the garbage can. You'll know right away.
No, there's a Powerade and baked Lay's, so Jerry and Selma was here. Hello, America.
Hello, America.
Yeah, it was our guy Logan Weber last night.
Yeah, that's right.
You look at the trash can, you see healthy chips. Binkley was not here last night. No
Binkley
chance.
was here. There's a Mountain Dew bottle, and it looks like you changed your oil in it. There's juice all over the place, Dust Man. Somebody who reminds me of Jay Binkley, Dan Campbell.
Yes.
I want to ask you one, and I want to go back to it. I don't want to harp on, just like we had talked about earlier, but when we asked you, did that call come from New York about overturning the Goff touchdown? Are you guys inquiring as to why you were told that, or inquiring as to what happened in that situation, why they went back a minute and a half later and threw the flag?
Yeah, we asked on all of that. We asked on all of it, and I can't tell you any of that.
But it was an official that told you it came from New York?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, obviously it's raised a lot of questions and concerns from the fans. I know you guys probably have a lot of those too.
That didn't sound convincing by Dan, did it?
It also sounded like he was 5 seconds away from telling me to put the lotion in the basket. Sounded like Buffalo Bill.
He
from
did.
Silence of the
No,
Lambs.
he did. Like, that was a weird interview. Like, that didn't sound right. Who cares where the call came from? They got it right. You know, we got Kadarius Toney lined up offsides. Nobody complained about that. There was another wide receiver, that guy that you like so much down in Jacksonville, who was
Brian
number
Thomas
2
Jr.?
overall. From Colorado.
Travis Hunter. Yeah,
Travis
I love
Hunter.
him.
He was lined up offsides. Nobody complained about that.
No one said a word.
That was an illegal play. The officials got that call correct. And we're losing our minds, and I say the collective we, the non-Chiefs fans, the anti-Chiefers of the world, are losing their minds over this Jared Goff call when it was the correct call. Had Patrick Mahomes done that, and they didn't make that call, and everybody was complaining about it, okay, they would have gotten that call wrong. They got the call right. Whether it came from New York or Mars, that call was made correct. And the referees, I thought, did a great job of huddling, talking, figuring it out, and making sure they got the play. I learned something in that game. I'd never seen anything like that before in that game, or in an NFL game, or anything like that before. And they got they got the call right. So why are people so up in arms that the referees got the call right? Now we're criticizing referees when they do the right thing against the Kansas City Chiefs.
Well, you know what? Let's say Detroit's right. Fine. You've complained enough. Now it's 21-30. Nice. Now you lost 21-30. There you go.
Well, that would have changed the way the rest of the game probably.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, no, it could have. It absolutely would have
7-0
changed.
instead of 3-0. I don't think it would have changed. I mean,
I think that was a big momentum swing, though, down there.
Fair, if you believe in
10-play
that.
drive, 10 minutes off the clock, and the Chiefs held them to 3. That's where the game was won, in my opinion. I
think
thought
it's the
right
first
away,
quarter. It's not the fourth quarter. I would get that argument a little more. There was 40 more minutes of game left.
And you're not wrong, but certain plays do change the shape of a game early on. I mean, that was a big momentum swing because the crowd was kind of out of it at the beginning of the game,
A little
right?
quieter, yeah.
A little
Long
quiet.
drive. It's hard to stay
right,
loud.
exactly. And even they mentioned it on TV. Wow, it's kind of quiet here at Arrowhead and whatnot.
Yeah, I noticed it too.
And they got that stop and they held them to 3, and that was kind of a sigh of relief. I think everybody had a sigh of relief at that point in time. And like, okay, this is a big win for us. They took all this time off the clock and got 3 points. Ooh, big deal. And then the Chiefs went down and scored, and they got their 6 points on the board, and Harry missed an extra point again. And then here we sit and we move forward. So I do think it's a momentum swing. But yes, you're absolutely right. You had 50 other minutes in that game to make up for that play that you made the mistake on. Again,
Also, what's that say to your leadership of Dan Campbell if you're going to let that play on your very first drive of a game where you're going to have at least, 7 to 8 more offensive drives? Maybe that's too many to say. 6 to 7 more offensive drives in the game. You're going to let that one debunk your entire game?
And especially with an offense like they have too, Dusty, that can score from all over the field.
I would give the Chiefs more of an advantage when you lost Xavier Worthy on the 3rd play of the game to start the season as to where you're like, crap, that sucks, because that's your entire game plan.
Right.
That was a gimmicky play that you just clearly didn't know all the rules to because your quarterback wasn't set because he was on the line of scrimmage. Like, that was the rule. He was not set.
Right. He broke the law.
And here's what I dare Detroit to do. Go run that play against Tampa this week and see if they call it. And if they don't, then file your suit. But if you run the same play and let Jared Goff stay in motion before you snap the ball, and they don't call it, then you have a gripe. If they do call it, then be like, okay, that's clearly a penalty. I mean, I know that's not how the NFL works. They'll just throw that play away, or they'll tinker it to where Jared Goff is completely set. But either way, like the way that I looked at it, the ruling on the field was the runner was not in motion, or the player was not set and still. He was still in motion when the snap was happening.
Right.
We've seen that happen to wide receivers in games where a wide receiver will run behind Mahomes and not get set, and they'll throw the flag, and it'll be a 40-yard gain, and it'll be like, The wide receiver was not set on the line of scrimmage. Therefore, it was an illegal motion. 5-yard penalty, offense, replays first down. Like, that's happened before. I don't know why we're surprised by this.
And I think also, too, they probably knew that they were cheating on that play, but that was the only way to get that play off where they could actually have an effective run. Because if you pause for a second there, that gives that defense that split second where they can get out there or get set or see what's going on. When you do it that fast, you're keeping the defense off balance. And that's exactly what they were trying to do. It was obviously a trick play. But if you're going to run a trick play, you've got to run it within the rules of the game and not just do what you want to do and then blame the referees for calling your BS on that, right? It's like somebody who lies all the time gets called out by somebody finally, and they don't know what to do because they've been called out on that lie. Okay, you got me, right?
Right.
You got them. They did not set on purpose, because if they did, that would have slowed the momentum of that play when they were trying to catch the Chiefs asleep. So they were trying to cheat. They were trying to get away with it. They were trying to Belichick this thing up and break a rule, but not really break it, bend a rule, and see if they could get away with it, see if the officials were paying attention, and the officials were paying attention, and they caught them trying to cheat. They got caught with their hand in the cookie jar. It's their fault, nobody else's.
Yeah, and then they also don't know that Clark Hunt pays the officiating crew in the NFL.
That's right.
So at least we have that on our side.
Our guy Craig Carton thinks it's the biggest scandal like ever in the NFL.
Well, he scammed people out of tickets.
Yeah,
How's his job at FS1 going? Yeah, they fired him after 3 months on breakfast ball.
Biggest scandal ever.
Biggest scandal ever. You went
Bigger
to
than Spygate.
Yeah, you went to jail, dude, for scamming people out of ticket prices.
I mean,
Get bent. Get bent. You lost your show in 3 months. You and Stank. And they
Kiss
my ass. They kept Danny and Stank at FS1. They let you go.
The biggest scandal?
Bigger than Spygate and Deflategate.
Mm-hmm. Where they actually had cameras involved in people's brain.
What's the scandal again that we're involved
Dan
in?
Campbell confirms the Goff touchdown was overturned by replay assist from New York. They created a penalty and took 74 seconds to do it to help KC out. This is the biggest NFL scandal in 25 years and proves what I and many others have been saying about KC.
No.
They don't win on merit. They could because they are really good, but the NFL doesn't ask them to.
Well, they had 13 penalties the week before. They lost that game, and they called it. Again, people are losing their minds. They got the call correct.
Did you see the breaking news about Craig Carton? He just got hired at Pro Football Focus. Coming up on the other side, we will dive into Andy Reid and how he's been true to his word all season long. There are many examples, and this Sunday could be another one here on 96.5 The Fan, your home for the Kansas City Chiefs.
You're listening to Fescoe and Dusty on your home for Chiefs football. 96.5 The Fan. Fescoe and Dusty is brought to you by Golden Oak Lending. Do you need extra cash? Golden Oak Lending can convert your home's equity into cash in as little as 14 days. Let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues.
Hey guys, it's Dusty Likens. Let me tell you about my friends over at GiveMeTheVin.com, because I'm sure you've got a car that you're trying to get rid of. Well, I can tell you how to do it easily with GiveMeTheVin.com, because they want to buy your car, whether it is your daily driver pickup truck, SUV, minivan, supercar, or exotic. So say goodbye to dealing with all those dealerships and private sale tire kickers and get a true buy offer for your car. GiveMeTheVin.com puts your car right on the money, providing you with a hassle-free online option to sell your car for more. It's as simple as going to GiveMeTheVin.com and entering your car's VIN number or license plate number. You'll get an offer on your car in minutes. That is way above any dealer quote. You can go to one of their pickup locations, or they'll even come to you. It's as easy and it's fast. GiveMeTheVin.com is America's best car buyer. Hit it, boys.
Sell us your car. GiveMeTheVin.com. So easy you can do it in your underwear.
Every NFL Thursday is your chance to hit the jackpot on FanDuel. Because with FanDuel's Thursday touchdown jackpot, you can win a share of $2 million in bonus bets each week. To get in on this Thursday's action, all you have to do is place an anytime touchdown score bet before the game kicks off. And if your player scores the first or last touchdown of the game, you'll win your bet plus a share of bonus bets. Just visit FanDuel.com/Alex to take a shot at the jackpot. That's FanDuel.com/Alex for your chance to win a share of $2 million in bonus bets. Play your game with FanDuel, an official sports betting partner of the NFL and 96.5 The Fan. 21 and present in Kansas. Opt in. Must apply profit boost token on select market. Prize pool to be split equally among all eligible participants who made the correct first or last touchdown pick. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable bonus bets, which expire 21 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. FanDuel is offering online sports wagering in Kansas under agreement with Kansas Star Casino, LLC. Gambling problem? Getting help is your best bet. Call 1-800-522-4700 or visit kansasgamblinghelp.com.
Kansas City, it's time to turn up the heat. The Westport Sunfresh is back and better than ever. Now proudly part of the Cosentino Food Stores family. We're celebrating with a re-grand opening you won't want to miss. That means 3 full weeks of hot savings on the freshest produce, premium meats, and all your grocery favorites. Come experience the new and improved Westport Sunfresh, your neighborhood store, now with even more local love. Located in the heart of Westport, only at Cosentino's Westport Sunfresh.
When your team's best players have all been traded and the latest pick is overrated, just raise a glass with a friend or two and tell them more do. May your team be great and your picks be true, and if it falls apart, you'll know what to do. Just raise a glass with a fan or two and tell them more do. It's a crazy world, so what do? You tell them more do. Hey!
Tullamore Dew Irish Whiskey, imported by William Grant.
Don't become another lab-grown diamond victim. There are many reasons you will never see a lab-grown diamond for sale at House of Diamonds. You can learn a few of them online at mybigrock.com. Maybe a wholesale price or two as well. That's mybigrock.com.
Actual price will depend on product and subscription plan. Featured products are compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information.
Want a boost in and out of the bedroom? Hims has you covered. Introducing a new 2-in-1 approach to level up your game. Tadalafil for better bedroom performance and zinc for testosterone support. Put it all together and you've got what you need to turn things all the way up. Getting started is simple. Just go to hims.com/joy to start your free online visit. Through Hims, you can access ED treatments including pills, chews, and more. 100% online. No office visits, no pharmacy lines. Just fill out a simple intake form and a licensed medical provider will determine if treatment's right for you. If prescribed, it ships free and discreetly to your door. Find affordable treatment options at up to 95% less than brand names at hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy, HIMS.com/JOY.
Here's traffic, brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
Brought by Shawnee Mission Ford, on a mission to do more. View our inventory at ShawneeMissionFord.com. Heading out of Kearney, 35 southbound, you hit delays before 19th Street, and it crawls for the better part of 4 miles down towards an accident before the merge with 69 Highway with the left lane blocked. At Shawnee Mission Ford, you get it all, a great selection of new Fords, plus a lifetime powertrain warranty, along with the 1-year Select Plus protection. View our inventory at ShawneeMissionFord.com. From America, for America, Shawnee Mission Ford, on a mission to do more. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan, traffic.
What's up, KC? It's Hollywood Brown. Tune in on game days to hear the play-by-play with Mitch, Danny, and Kling on your home for Chiefs football, 96.5 The Fan.
KFNC FM and AM, HD1 and HD2, Kansas City, an Odyssey sports station.
Bring that funk, baby. Bring that funk. Back in on 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City sports. Bob Fescoe, Mac Morey, Dusty like it's all with you today. Mac, what do you think about this? Building a parlay for tonight. Jamar Chase receptions. DK Metcalf yards.
Like it.
Okay. Jalen Warren anytime.
He could have said anything there and you would have said like it.
So let me explain. Let me explain my logic. I believe DK's over-under on yards is like 66.5, right? We know what his favorite route is. It's the go. And Rodgers is going to throw it to him at least twice in this game. All he's got to do is connect once. And it's going to go for at least 40 yards. Would be my theory.
He's quietly had a great season.
Yeah, flex option, baby. How you doing? And then Jamar Chase, I mean, Flacco's going to get pressured all night from TJ Watt. He's going to throw it quick, and Jamar Chase is going to run across the middle of the field. Jamar Chase is going to get 11 to 14 targets tonight. I would think that he could catch at least 6 of those.
And that's what it is, 6?
I believe it's 6.5.
Okay.
Or it depends on what happens in the game if Jamar Chase quits like midway through. If Pittsburgh's beating him pretty bad too, you got to factor that in. He's a quitter. He'll go out there and cash it in halfway through. So you have to factor, I think, that kind of stuff in as well. Who these guys are and what happens if things go south. Are they going to be continuing to fight for the end for their team? And the answer to that question with anybody on Cincinnati at this point in time is probably a no.
And he already got paid. Is 7.5.
Yeah, that's too much.
That seems like
you got to take the under on that one. Yeah.
Under.
Yeah.
DK Metcalf's is 4.5, and it's
Nice.
plus 100, and his yards is 62.5.
Yeah, that seems.
DK
what am I
average
seems
missing?
too good to be
yeah,
true.
What am I missing?
Yeah,
His
seems too
DK
good.
averages 3.8 receptions a game.
Yeah.
He's right at it.
So he's right at that number.
That's what I'm saying. They only do the over the top.
Yep.
He had the 80-yarder in London, and then he had I think 50, 45 or 50-yarder in this past.
Is this game in Pittsburgh or Cincinnati tonight?
I think
At
it's in Pittsburgh.
Cincinnati.
Oh,
it's at
it's
Cincinnati.
at Cincinnati.
Okay.
Okay, so we can't complain about the field conditions in Pittsburgh. Our guy, Littlefinger, not complaining about the field surface there. So maybe the field surface in Cincinnati, it's fake. Maybe you can run down the field a little bit more and have DK Metcalf open deep a couple of more times. In that game, I just feel like I'm actually genuinely excited about this game tonight because I'm interested. I haven't watched Aaron Rodgers all year. I have not watched any Pittsburgh Steeler football all year. Just for whatever reason, it hasn't worked into my schedule or wherever the case may be. And I'm interested to see him tonight. I'm also very interested to see Joe Flacco tonight. This is his second game now with Cincinnati, coming off a Sunday game. Now he's turning it around on a Thursday night. Tomlin's had some stuff to say about this one. It's a divisional game. I think this can be a very intriguing game. I think this is going to be a fun football game tonight. Pretty much, when I watch AFC North games, I always feel like they're going to be fun games. They got great colors, great uniforms, great rivalries, the whole 9 yards. History. Yeah, it's always feels like it's snow and cold. It's like old school football, right? I like the AFC North. So I'm actually excited about this game tonight and really excited to see which old dude performs better. Is it going to be Favre or not Favre? Is it going to be Rodgers or is it going to be Flacco out there performing better? And if Flacco goes out there and performs well, then Cleveland's going to start talking too. You got rid of the only quarterback that's capable of throwing the ball downfield. What were you thinking for, a fourth-round draft pick or whatever it was that they got back from Cincinnati? So I think tonight's game is really intriguing. I'm excited about this one.
This screams 16-12.
Yes.
Something like that.
Yeah, it does.
This
yes.
is classic AFC North.
Yep.
Just bet the under.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you bet the under on everything in this game.
Also, I agree. It's always icy. It's probably 60 degrees in Cincinnati tonight. It's going to be snowing.
Yeah,
just because
right.
it's the game.
Yeah,
it just happens.
It'll just be like that.
Yes.
Yep.
So I'm interested to see if we get another week in a row where Andy Reid is true to his word. And what I mean by that is, we heard the audio a couple weeks ago about how he was going to talk to Juwan, it's being addressed, right? It's noteworthy, and I've made decisions on what he said he's going to do. He's going to talk to Juwan about it. Played pretty clean football since then. The other one was we need to score more points. And that, I believe, was after the game to Jacksonville where they put up 28. This past week, we saw the tweet from Sam McDowell where 86 times Andy Reid has been fourth and 3 or shorter in the first half, and 86 times he has decided to kick the field goal. And he didn't do that in this last game against the Lions. In fact, he went for it 3 times in the first half, something he's never done. Now,
if that doesn't show you the non-reliance on the kicker, I don't know what does.
Now we can put in some points that maybe debunk that he's doing it because he wants to or because he should, because Detroit had a 10-minute drive. Butker missed the extra point, and Dan Campbell ain't going to kick.
That's right.
Unless he literally is on the other side of the 50, and even then, we don't know. And so there's that sort of message, but then there's also the message of maybe he does want to score more. Maybe we are seeing Andy Reid, who has quietly throughout his career adjusted to what the league is now. Now, he got Mahomes at the right time when everything became spread and 4 wide, 5 wide, trips right, trips left, whatever it may be. It's a passing league. And he got the guy that could break the code. That's awesome. but he's adjusted throughout that, right? Got a speedy guy, got a big, strong guy as wide receivers. Not big, strong guy, but more of a big-bodied receiver in Rashee Rice.
He's a big guy. Yeah, he is.
Right.
Yeah.
And then you look, basically the same size as Jamar Chase, and we think Jamar Chase is huge. I think Jamar Chase is like 6'1", 210.
Jamar Chase, I picture, is like 6'4", 6'5", right?
Not
Going
at all.
up, but he's not.
Yeah, not at all.
Yeah.
And so now he's saying we got to score more points. Now, a lot of you out there can say he's doing that because he doesn't trust his kicker. But a lot of it is maybe he trusts his offense, and maybe he now knows the name of the game where talent has gotten better, where you can't go into halftime being up 28-10 and be like, all right, let's relax. Let's just stay focused. Let's not turn the ball over. Let's take time off the clock, because when you do that, other teams now have the ability to score quickly. They can do that. And we saw that last week. We need to score more points. 3 times he went for it on 4th down in the first half, and never had done that in 86 attempts, had always kicked the field goal. And then he went for it 3 times on 4th down in the first half. Nothing he's ever done before. And now you've got Rashee Rice back with Worthy and Brown and Kelsey and yada, yada, yada. And
they may cut the punter. Save the roster spot, right?
I'm interested I'm interested to see, because if this game does go the way that I think it could go and be 21-3 at halftime, do we see 42-6? Do we see 49-14?
You say, does he quote unquote run up the score? Which I don't believe it takes place in the NFL, running up the score. But you're right, keep the foot on the pedal, right? Just keep going and going and going, and don't turn this thing over to Gardner Minshew.
38-10, and you're like, all right. Yeah,
let me ask you guys this, because I've been wrestling with this myself over the last couple of years. What do you guys think is a safe lead now in the NFL? For a long time, I thought a 10-point lead was a pretty safe lead in the NFL, right? It is no longer. It is no longer a safe lead. 14 to me isn't even a safe lead now in the NFL. I think, for my money, and you guys can agree or disagree, I don't know where you fall on this, and text line as well, I think a 3-possession game now is a safe, and I use the word safe in air quotes a little bit, lead in the NFL, because no lead is really safe in this league. But I feel like if you're up 17 or more, then you have yourself that kind of cushion where you can kind of sit back and relax a little bit. I don't even think
you
have
that.
Maybe it's not
Ask
even
the Rams
at 17.
about that against Philadelphia.
I know, right? Yeah.
They were upset, 28-6?
Yeah.
I think that was
and
it.
Philadelphia came back and won?
Yeah.
And covered?
Yeah, ask Philadelphia about Denver, though, too. Like there are certain situations where you think 17 is good when it's not a good lead. That's why I hate those early drives that, you get 2 drives and you stall out at the 10 and you're up 6-0. Like, those kind of leads, those aren't real leads in the NFL. Right. So you've got to score points now in this league. And the going for it on 4th down is great, because who are you going to trust more, Patrick Mahomes or any kicker, right?
Well, I also love it because it makes you relax on 3rd down.
It does.
Like, if it's 3rd and 10, you're like, I got to get 11 yards. No, you don't.
No.
You got to get 8. You got to get 9.
5. Now you got 4th and 5, and you can go for it again, run the same damn play, get another 5 yards. But I think Andy Reid has always been, to kind of pick up on your point, an innovator. I think he's been one of the greatest innovators and changers that this league has seen. Mm-hmm. He's in his 60s, and he's still making changes and acting like it's all new to him. And I love that, because, when he came in to the NFL, or not came into the NFL, when he came to Kansas City, he brought that guy Chris Ault to learn the spread offense. And one of the things that Andy Reid had said years ago that I remember very vividly was, he goes, we're not going to put our quarterback under center anymore in the NFL. He was one of the first guys to go in that pistol formation, right? You saw a lot of that with Donovan McNabb and some of these other guys. And the reason Andy said he was going with that in the NFL when nobody else was, he goes, because all these kids in college are doing it. They just spent 4 years in that pistol formation in college. Why am I going to say, after 4 years of work, something that you do effectively that got you to the NFL, why am I going to make you change from what you do so good that got you to this league? Why am I going to make you change? I'm the coach. I need to adjust to you. And it's easier for the coach to adjust to the player than it is for that player to have to change everything that he's done for the last 4 years. And I remember hearing that about Andy Reid, and I'm like, that's interesting. And ever since then, I've always kept that in the back of my mind. So when stuff like this always comes up, you're like, yeah, Andy Reid's always been an innovator and somebody who is doing things differently and willing to change. People see Andy Reid and they think, oh, he's just, he's been around forever. He's just going to do it his way. Far from the truth, man. Andy Reid is always looking to do new and adjust and bring in new ideas. I think it's great.
Someone here who is always with us on Wednesday is Ben Maurer. We get into him next. And
what?
I don't know what I just said.
You are really having a week. What the hell was that?
We'll get to him next, and we'll get to one word. I'm going to take the day. 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City Sports.
Good morning, Kansas City. This is George Karlaftis, and you're listening to Fescoe and Dusty on your home for Chiefs football, 96.5 The Fan.
Brought to you by Golden Oak Lending. Do you need extra cash? Golden Oak Lending can convert your home's equity into cash in as little as 14 days. Let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues.
Well, I'll tell you, my friends.
Football season is.
My friends over at QC Kinetics are thinking to you, yeah, you got to call us now. I know you're dealing with some of that pain, and you don't want to deal with that pain anymore, and you're tired of the same old stuff. You're tired of hearing about surgeries. You're tired of hearing about pills and all that kind of stuff. Well, stop listening to all that stuff. Look beyond traditional medicine and go see my friends over at QC Kinetics, because people with chronic joint pain are learning that there are other options besides steroids, meds, and surgery. You want lasting relief using advanced cellular level treatments. That's what QC Kinetics is all about, regenerating your joints with your own body. It's a simple injection, not a hospital stay, fast and all natural with no downtime. So if your back or your knees or your shoulders or any of your joints are hurting all the time, explore all of your options. Don't let them tell you more pills or surgery are your only choices. Call QC Kinetics now and get that free consultation. 816-412-6299. That's 816-412-6299. Appointments available on Saturday off 435 in State Line and in Gladstone. It's QC Kinetics.
You like saving money, right? We all do. That's why Allstate just lowered the price of car insurance. Not, but wait, there's a catch. Lower. Actually lower. So if you're shopping around or just want to see how much you could save, check Allstate first for a new lower auto rate that could save you hundreds. You're in good hands with Allstate. Not available in every state. Only applicable for new auto insurance business. Rates will vary by several factors, including how you purchase the policy. Potential savings vary. Allstate North American Insurance Company and Affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance supervisor at a manufacturing facility, he knows keeping the line up and running is a top priority. That's why he chooses Grainger. Because when a drive belt gets damaged, Grainger makes it easy to find the exact specs for the replacement product he needs. And next day delivery helps ensure he'll have everything in place and running like clockwork. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Introducing your new Dell PC with the Intel Core Ultra processor. It helps you handle a lot, even when your holiday to-do list gets to be a lot. Like organizing your holiday shopping and searching for great holiday deals and customer questions and customers requesting custom things, plus planning the perfect holiday dinner for vegans, vegetarians, pescatarians, and Uncle Mike's carnivore diet. Luckily, you can get a PC with all-day battery life to help you get it all done. That's the power of a Dell PC with Intel inside, backed by Dell's price match guarantee. Get yours today at Dell.com/deals. Terms and conditions apply. See Dell.com for details.
This is the story of the one. As a custodial supervisor at a high school, he knows that during cold and flu season, germs spread fast. It's why he partners with Grainger to stay fully stocked on the products and supplies he needs, from tissues to disinfectants to floor scrubbers. All so that he can help students, staff, and teachers stay healthy and focused. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Think Verizon, the best 5G network, is expensive? Think again. Bring in your AT&T or T-Mobile bill to a Verizon store today and we'll give you a better deal. Now, what to do with your unwanted bills? Maybe turn them into paper airplanes headed to See Ya Never AT&T and T-Mobile. Jokes aside, the best 5G network has you covered with the most ways to save on plans, streaming, and phone deals. So bring in your bill to your local Verizon store today and we'll give you a better deal. Rankings based on Root Metric True Score report dated 1H2025. Your results may vary. Must provide a postpaid consumer mobile bill dated within the past 45 days. Bill must be in the same name as the person redeeming the deal. Additional terms apply.
Football season is big beef season. Join the Booth Creek Wagyu revolution and taste the steaks, burgers, and even Wagyu hot dogs that are changing the way America eats beef. Booth Creek has 2 convenient locations at 95th and Knoll and 135th and Metcalf, where they sample mouthwatering Wagyu every day. And their beef experts will lead you to the perfect cut. And now, Booth Creek is offering same-day delivery. Perfect for last-minute gatherings when you need Wagyu fast. Now available in-store, online, and same-day delivery. BoothCreekWagyu.com.
At Uline, they know firsthand the road to success is an uphill climb. Uline started in the family basement, and through hard work is now North America's most trusted shipping and industrial supplier. They get what it means to have the support of reliable, hard-working partners. So they keep 41,000 items ready to ship. Whether your company is still in a basement office or expanding cross-country, Uline will be there on your road to success. Visit uline.com.
Hi, I'm John Ray, your friend and jeweler at Chain Company. Getting engaged? So friends, listen up.
Shane Company engagement rings are protected with our all-inclusive free lifetime warranty. We stand behind the same quality we've offered since 1929. Our rings are crafted to last. It's why our warranty is the only one that protects your center stone. We also cover repairs, resizings, cleanings, and so much more. That's money you keep for you and your family. Because a friend always has your back. Shane Company, your friend and jeweler.
You're listening to 96.5 The Fan from the DM Injury Law Studios. Mike's got this. Here's traffic, brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
35 southbound heading into town from Kearney with long delays. Accident before the merge with 69 highway blocks the left lane. Delays stretch for 4 miles back towards 19th Street. Kansas side 70 eastbound, heavy from 110th Street in towards 435 with construction blocking the left lane. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan, traffic.
It is time to talk to our guy, Ben Maller of Fox Sports Radio. Of course, you can catch him overnights right here on 96.5 The Fan, and it's all brought to you by our friends at The Landing in Liberty, where you can get the Ben Maller chicken tenders.
That's right.
Easy enough for me to say, Ben. Sorry about that. But they are delicious, and so are the Kansas City Chiefs right now, aren't they? Aren't they the most delicious team in the AFC?
Well, they're feeding the controversy and the Ben Maller chicken fingers and the pretzel. Don't forget your pretzel. You got to combine those two things together for what I think is the definitive, authentic Kansas City meal. You know, people talk about barbecue, but no, that at the Landing, that's where it's at. But yeah, the Chiefs are great because the conspiracy theory crowd is having a field day. What are you doing? They're not even hiding it. They're a perfect game in the NFL. I always thought the officials had to call penalties to justify how much the NFL spends on their travel to get to the games and the hotel and all that stuff. So it's wild, and the studies that are out that have been bouncing around about what happened. But, yeah, the Chiefs are definitely, after what happened in Jacksonville, that debacle where they should have, could have won the game and they were caught napping, it was a nice feel-good story. Because on your show last week, Bob and Dusty, you asked me who the top – I think it was Dusty asked who my top team in the NFL was, and it was the Lions. They were playing better than anyone else. And now I've determined no one is any good in the NFL. They're all mediocre. That's my new take. I'm dying on that mountain.
Well, I said that last week. I said I feel like the NFL is kind of just meh right now. Like there's nobody emerging that's really good. I'm not a Buffalo believer. Detroit, I think, is really good. Philadelphia is dissipating. Look, the Chiefs are getting hot at the right time. They get Rashee Rice back this week, and who knows what's going to happen from here on out with the rest of the league. But the Chiefs are set up pretty damn good to make another run at this thing.
Well, they're set up good because everyone else, it's like as long as everyone else stinks or is mediocre, you're in good shape, right? You're in solid shape. And then you say if they were 3-3, if we had done go back in the hot tub time machine to before the season, say, well, the Chiefs are going to be 3-3 to start the year. You'd be like, oh my, they're in trouble. But like the other, as we've talked about, the other top teams in the AFC, the teams that were supposed to be good, like Baltimore's terrible. Cincinnati everyone thought Joe Burrow was going to be amazing. He might have been. He's not playing. He's out, right? So they're done at this point with Joe Flacco, and like Pittsburgh's old. There's so many flaws with these teams. I saw Indianapolis in person a couple weeks back. I thought they were okay. I thought they were like a 9 or 10 win team. I don't think they're much better than that. And right now they're the top seed in the AFC. So there's a lot of blah going on. A lot of blah.
Do you think you could throw further than both these quarterbacks? I kid. But no, you look at the NFL and you look at how, and I'm interested from your perspective because here we are again talking about how we find the flaws in this system. There are a bunch of blah teams. There are a bunch of crap teams. There's about 5 good teams, but yet they're doing better numbers than they've ever done before. And yet here we are talking about it, and what drives it? People hating the Chiefs, people thinking the refs are in on the Chiefs. Now Dan Campbell's not getting the right answer from the referee. Actually, New York called it. F that. California actually said it wasn't a rule change. Shouldn't have been a rule change. But yeah, I think that's what's so great about the NFL is that do the teams matter or do the storylines matter?
Yeah, well, they only play once a week, right? That's the secret sauce. You can watch every game. You can't watch every basketball game. You can't watch every hockey game or baseball game because you'd have no life if you watched every single regular season baseball game and all that stuff. So that's the obvious thing. And yeah, it's the soap opera, right? So that was the old argument, was the male soap opera, right? We got the drama, the coach who's a schmuck, the players that don't like each other, all of this stuff, all of the whining, the blaming, the excuses that make it what it is every day. Like this is just did the overnight show Wednesday into Thursday and got done a little while ago, and we had nothing but NFL drama with, for example, Mike Vrabel going back to Tennessee. They're not going to have a tribute video for the former coach. This is the kind of a story that's an NFL drama story that we talk about during the week. So there's a ton of those every single day. There's more than we can possibly get to from the NFL, and that's what it's all about. It's a bunch of prima donnas, drama queens all mixed together and play to the cameras. You got self-absorbed players who are unhappy. We get to read body language. I love reading body language. I love that. It's one of my favorite things to do because you can come up with almost any answer you want based on the body language. It's wonderful. And everything's a Greek tragedy. You know the drill.
Yeah, but also, too, one of the great Greek tragedies is going on right now. And you mentioned, bad coaches and bad quarterbacks. This Miami situation, man, I feel like Tua's going to be out before the head coach is out now down in Miami.
Yeah, there's going to be there should be a cleaning, a scrub-a-dub-dub with Miami. So this is next level embarrassing. So Tua, I'm sure you've talked about, everyone's seen it. He's threw 3 interceptions against the Chargers. He then calls out his teammates for not showing up to meetings. The media is like, they're not showing up. The people around the Dolphins are saying, yeah, Tua's right. He then is forced to apologize. And then he's somehow blamed the media, and then the coach is I think he's drinking coffee. He's more worried about a podcast. The whole thing's a hot mess there with the Dolphins, and they were supposed to be bad, and they've lived up to expectations. That's one of the few teams that has lived up to expectations this year. They were supposed to be the Dolphins, a team that wasn't very good, and there's a lot of psycho stuff going on around the Dolphins.
It's what if I told you their star receivers going to snap his leg in half, and that's not even going to be a top 5 story this year? No, it is crazy about Miami, but I do want to ask you, when you look at the NFL and you see teams like the Colts, that's probably a surprise story. I think that we can say that's a positive surprise story, whereas the Ravens are a negative surprise story. You didn't really think that was going to happen that way. I also want to bring this up because I saw this yesterday on FS1. How come we don't give enough shameful criticism to guys that have been together for a long amount of time, right? So what I mean is Allen and McDermott have been together for quite some time, no ring. You look at Lamar Jackson and John Harbaugh, been together for a long time, no ring, right? And I don't know if they're necessarily together better apart or better together, but at what point do you draw the line and have the divorce?
Yeah, so that's for Buffalo. I feel like it's Harbaugh's got an out. He's well, Lamar Jackson's hurt, but they were bad before Lamar Jackson got hurt. It's not like they were a good team when Lamar was playing. They had the worst defense in the NFL. That Buffalo thing.
He's also had Lamar for 7 years.
No, I know. His argument, they've won some playoff games. They just haven't been able to get it done in the AFC Championship game or whatever. But the Buffalo thing's weird because they're moving into a new stadium next year, and McDermott's been there as the winningest coach in Bills history, more than Marv Levy in the regular season. I believe that number, he passed Marv Levy. I believe that's accurate. So, are you going to fire him before the new stadium? But then if you move into the new stadium and then you fire him, that's awkward too. So it's an interesting little dance for the Buffalo Bills, how this goes. And they're right in the thick of it. They're 4-2. They look terrible against Atlanta, and they didn't look good against the Patriots. They lost that game. So there's a lot of tackling issues with the Buffalo Bills. I would say if you gave me $1,000, Dusty, and said which of those guys is more likely to be gone, I would say it's going to be McDermott in Buffalo rather than Harbaugh, because Harbaugh's got the injury thing. And either one, I think Harbaugh for sure, if he got let go, he'd get a job in 2 minutes. Somebody's going to hire him he'll immediately become a coach. If he wants to, maybe he'll go do some bad television.
Talking with Ben Maller of Fox Sports Radio here on 96.5 The Fan. The other drama that kind of sprouted up yesterday, which I find very intriguing, is Troy Aikman versus Caleb Williams. Who wins this one?
Yeah. So I'm going to go with Troy Aikman because we had always been told, Bob and Dusty, that these guys don't watch the games. They're playing in the games. They don't know what the broadcasters are saying. And Troy Aikman, I watched the game and I noticed it. And I usually don't notice these things. And normally I often have the games on mute because a lot of the broadcasters annoy me. To the credit of Joe Buck and Troy Aikman, they're not on my naughty list. I actually listened to them. And I did notice Aikman seemed genuinely annoyed by Caleb Williams. Like, just really doesn't like the guy as a player. I don't know. I don't think it's personal because there's a big age gap there. But there's clearly something going on. But even the Bears coach, you had Ben Johnson, who's like, yeah, I didn't watch the game, but the kids watched the replay. You know, he used the kids as a way to bring up what Aikman had said. And this is one of the things that bothers me. First of all, I want more accurate analysis. Like, I want, if a guy's not doing well, you know, that's why we hire these ex-athletes to give us opinions. The problem is, and one of the reasons I've ripped this over the years, the jockocracy, is these guys mostly just play grab ass, and they don't say anything that is real. They hide the truth. And so Aikman, I don't think he's always done this. I think just he's been doing it for so long. I think he's at the point now where he's like, listen, I'm gonna call it like it is. And I loved it. I thought it was great. And it's Aikman wins because of the fact that the quarterback posted on social media and then also screwed up. He said could care less instead of couldn't care less. Bad job by him. He should have said couldn't care less. He said could. That is a party foul. Win goes to Troy Aikman.
Grammar police out here deciding who wins the battle. I do think it's interesting, though, because I think that the story that they were told, he was supposed to meet Troy, and then he was running late because they ran late to practice, and then Troy didn't show up, and he waited around afterwards, called him, and got the FU button. That's the story, essentially, right, in a nutshell?
Yeah, it's the way, you have to meet with the broadcasters, and apparently maybe he had a manicure. I don't know what he had going on, but he wasn't there. So it is, and, I'm sure Aikman's like, Aikman's probably like, I don't want to meet with you either, but at least I showed up on time. You didn't show up. What's wrong with you? It's like, how dare you?
You don't seem to like Caleb Williams.
I don't hate him. I just not a big, he's not my top 10 or top 15 or whatever. It's, he's good for talk radio. He's unique for talk radio, which is good.
Yeah. All right, Ben, before we let you go, we got the Old Man Icy Hot Bowl tonight featuring a guy who's complaining about the grass on the field versus another guy who was nowhere near this team a week ago. So what are you expecting on Thursday Night Football?
I expect ugly. I expect the Steelers. The Steelers always play down to the opponent in these primetime games. And from a gambling standpoint, I would take Cincinnati in the points. Pittsburgh's the better team. I think Pittsburgh does win the game, but Pittsburgh should win this game by 10 points. They will not. It'll be a close game in the fourth quarter somehow, some way, and they'll pull it out in the end. And so the Steelers, by the end of Thursday night, will be 5-1, and the Bengals will be 2-5 by the end of the night. So that'll be
the end of the night. I like it. Ben, we appreciate the time. Enjoy your betting luck this weekend, and we'll talk to you again next week.
All right. Thanks, guys.
There he is, Ben Maller of Fox Sports Radio. Don't forget to get the Ben Maller chicken tenders at the Landing in Liberty. Get my pretzel as well. It's a great combination at the Landing in Liberty, and Maloney will flex if you order that.
The Dusty Love Burger coming soon to a menu near you. Mac hit it.
One word.
First name is Blake, and he goes on a cruise. He goes on a Caribbean cruise.
Katie Holmes.
No.
Are you listening?
What's your least favorite thing about working with yourself?
Body odor. You get one word.
On the count of three, name your favorite dinosaur. 1, 2, 3. Velociraptor.
This is one word on Fescoe and Dusty.
1, 2, 3.
Oatmeal raisin. One word, baby, on a Friday Eve. Let's get it started.
Let's get
Sorry,
it
guys,
started.
This computer just decided to freeze. So I'm pointing at my phone.
Yep.
So one word on computers freezing.
Awful. But you know what, Mac? I will say for this place, Normal. They've been freezing for at least 20 years.
Well, when they're as old as I am, they probably should be freezing.
Which is older, the computer or Mac? And I would guess the computer at this point in time. Yes.
My one word would be Cody. He's diabolically scheming to shut the computer down during our show.
I agree with that as well.
My one word is the tap hack is happening. Yesterday, our cameras froze at 9 o'clock. Why? I don't know. Today, our computer freezes right when we do one word.
Cody's involved.
The tap hack.
One word, fantasy owners with Rice. 70% of Yahoo teams, Yahoo fantasy teams with Rashee Rice, are 2-4 or worse. One word on Rashee Rice owners in fantasy football.
Careful, because if you're picking Rashee Rice thinking he's going to put up a ton of numbers, you haven't been watching the Andy Reid offenses over the years. They usually don't have somebody dominate. It's a split cast out there. Everybody's going to get theirs. So if you're banking on Rashee Rice to help your fantasy league team, careful is the word that I would use.
I'll go the opposite route, similar to what the Chiefs are doing. The Chiefs just had to survive. They had to go 3-3, get to 500, wait till your number one target gets back, and when he does, ramp him up, put up the volume, go after him. Mac, you're 2-4 in your league, right? Who's been stashed on your bench for 6 weeks?
Baby, I'm excited.
Now you have your number one wide receiver who will pair now with who's been probably a number one wide receiver. So belief, strategic, and similar would be 3 one-words that I would use for that. Because there's a lot of people excited. Now, I will say I'm a little bit with Bob. It ain't going to be every week.
No.
So don't let this week skew you one way or the other. If he has 4 for 55 and a touchdown, solid a fantasy
That's a
game.
good week.
Great.
Yes.
Solid game.
I'll take
solid
that,
week.
please.
But then it might be another week where he has 10 for 96 and 2 touchdowns. And then there might be one week where he has 3 for 35 and no touchdowns.
No touchdowns. That's just the way the offense works. I mean, especially if he gets off to a great start, other teams will start taking him out of the game like they have with Travis Kelce. So we'll have to see how it plays out. That's the beauty with the Chiefs right now. From a real football standpoint, you got so many options. From a fantasy standpoint, go play with the Lions.
Yeah, there's a helpful smile in every aisle.
A lot of beauty with the Chiefs right now, including the hate, including just the whine, the tears, the crying from Detroit right now. I don't know if we'll get through the full minute and 20 seconds of this audio, but we'll try. This is from our sister station over there in Detroit, talking about how Mahomes should have been flagged 4 times for a taunting penalty.
Bob's going to tell you to cut it in 20 seconds.
And he's not going to make it. So Brian Branch pulls up, okay? He pulls up because Mahomes is going to score.
Doesn't need to light him up and get a penalty.
Yeah. He pulls up and he slightly bumps him. Patrick Mahomes turns and looks at Brian Branch, spins the football at his feet, points in his face, gestures again, flexes, and runs off the field.
This is ridiculous.
Taunts. 4. That's 15. 15 more. 15 more.
Deranged, and we call it Chiefs derangement syndrome. It is back with a vengeance this week. I mean, it is back with a vengeance this week. You're sitting there on a Wednesday, 3 days after this game has been, put to bed.
Damn near 4.
Yeah, right? And you're complaining about Mahomes spinning the ball and pointing and having fun after scoring a touchdown, and he should have been flagged for this, he should have been flagged for that. You know who complains about penalties? Losers.
Yeah. There's just a bunch of master hating out there going on, which sounds very... Yeah. Master haters out there. A bunch of master haters. Bunch of master hating going on. Go master hate somewhere else in private. I don't want to see that. Men's wieners.
I mean, it's Wednesday, dude. Like, move on. Don't they have a game this week?
Rent-free.
I thought Detroit was tough.
Yeah, right, exactly. So take on the Motor City. Sounds like your sports radio hosts. Sports radio hosts up there are not tough.
No.
I was hating the refs.
They're weak. Weak hosts in Detroit blaming the referees. Unbelievable. You got beat 30-17.
Kevin O'Connell, little irritated, little agitated at reporters
pissy
asking
was
about
the word that you described.
Yeah. Thank you. I said getting pissy with reporters about QB1 questions.
Where do things stand as far as your starting QB for Sunday, Kevin?
They stand in the same place they did Monday when I answered that question.
Damn.
How will you handle in practice in terms of reps and between
Can you type louder?
They're both going to get work, both going to get reps, and very much looking forward to our whole team getting back out there.
I become more sympathetic for the coaches that have to answer these questions, week in and week out. I used to be very sympathetic to the media. But if you ask the question on Monday, Tuesday's an off day in the NFL. Nothing's changing, right? It's an off day. Everybody takes their day. If he said on Monday, this is how we're going to do the quarterback situation, it's the same answer as it is on Wednesday. You don't need to ask the same question that you got the answer to on Monday. It's like whoever brought up the Jeremy Fowler thing yesterday. Like, what are we doing here?
I mean, you could just take a page out of Tomlin's book.
Great. Well, you guys been annoying me today with some of that.
One word is good. Good to see O'Connell do that. We haven't really known O'Connell to be this guy that kind of barks back, and there's no reason to ask the guy that's been great with quarterbacks to know who he's going to throw out there. He'll let you know. I promise you. Right now, what's the line from The Rock? You're on a need-to-know basis. Yeah. And right now, you don't need to know.
Mm-hmm. He does. Nobody needs to know. But he answered the question on Monday.
Who wants to know? Who wants to know? Are you Jimmy Ray? You ever heard that song?
I'm not.
One of the most ridiculous 90s pop songs of all time. Are you Sling Ray? Who wants to know? I think the guy's name was like Rico Suave or something.
Yeah, Rico Suave was big. He was 80s.
Nah, I wasn't Rico Suave who sang that. I forget his name, but it's a hilarious 90s song.
Troy Aikman and Caleb Williams. I don't know. This has become a bigger story as the week's gone on. Caleb Williams, I won't play all the audio because we were running out of time, but basically he said, listen, man, I got out of practice. Troy Aikman, I tried to call him to do our pregame meeting because we're on, the primetime game for Joe Buck and Troy. Troy didn't answer me, so that's why we weren't able to meet and talk about the game plan. Troy did not answer me.
Or Caleb Williams didn't show up when he was supposed to be there, and Troy left, which is actually what happened. And so we get that second side of the story that he tried to call. Troy Aikman needs to answer that phone, though. I mean, look, practices do run late and things happen, but if you're, especially in the NFL, if you're scheduled to meet with these TV guys, you got to make sure that you're meeting with those TV guys. He was late. Troy left. I don't blame him. Everybody's time is valuable. I tell you guys that all the time, right? My time, your time, everybody's time is valuable. And when people have time budgeted and you're supposed to be there and you don't show up, it's going to rub somebody the wrong way, I'm sure about that. So it's a fun feud to kind of watch, seeing, what's going on with Troy Aikman and Caleb Williams. I didn't know I needed this one. But the other thing is, too, all these guys say they don't watch and they don't listen, yet they do watch and listen. So confusing is where I am on this one because I see truth in both sides.
I think Troy Aikman's petty. I mean, he attacked Josh Briscoe.
Yep.
Literally. A radio host in Kansas City because he made a term that he had a third of Patrick Mahomes' Super Bowl rings. And it went nuts. It went everywhere. And it's Josh Briscoe, one of the nicest, funniest radio guys in the city, and Troy Aikman let that get to him. And then here's the thing.
Troy Aikman also set himself up when he said about Patrick Mahomes in the early days, talk to me when you have 3 rings.
Yeah.
Well, it's time to talk,
Not only that, Caleb Williams is a football player first. Whether you like him, whether you do not like him, whether you think he's whatever, that's not the point here. He's a football player first. Practice ran long. He then went and tried to reach out to Troy Aikman. This is the story that we know is everything that we know. He then, after practice went long, went to the place, tried to call Troy. Troy did not answer. That's the story. Mm-hmm. Troy Aikman is the bad guy in the situation. And then where Troy Aikman does kind of have some good analysis in games, he let his bias bleed through in that broadcast. You cannot do that as a professional.
It's hard not to, though, especially when you're a former athlete. These guys have their minds made up when they go in.
But it's the way he was talking about Caleb Williams. He can talk about, man, that's a really bad throw by Patrick Mahomes. It was worse than that when it came to Caleb Williams on Monday Night Football. It was. It was evidently obvious. There were memes about it on Twitter everywhere. Mm-hmm. And we now know the root of it is because he had some sort of bias of hatred towards Caleb Williams. It is what it is.
Yeah, and maybe he had a bias of Caleb Williams going in before. As Ben was telling us, people in not in the media, but people in general, you have this bias whether you like Caleb Williams or not, right? Mm-hmm. You've had that already determined. When he came in the league, I wasn't a fan. When he was crying with his mom, I'm like, that's not the leader I want for my organization.
I'm the exact opposite.
Okay, maybe that's the guy that you want for your organization, and that's why you're 2-15 and I'm 15-2. I don't know, but
they won 3 games in a row.
But that's personal preference. I want a guy that's leading I want Patrick Mahomes, and I know that I'm not going to find that guy everywhere. But I also don't want the complete antithesis of a guy who's crying in his mom's arms after they lost a game like that. I'm out on that one. I need a leader to take control, to be that guy, to be that that guy that Patrick Mahomes is. That when things go right, when things go wrong, that's the guy. That's the guy that's going to lead us.
Was Patrick that at 21?
I think he was probably.
I don't know if he would even say that. But I'd be curious.
But Caleb Williams still is not that guy. I wouldn't follow Caleb Williams out of a burning building. He's that type of guy for me. He's just not a guy that I want to get behind. It's not a guy that I like to see play football. Not a guy that I want to see play for my team. And so, but you do. So that's why it's beautiful. You've got that take. I got that take. It's fine. Everybody can have their personal preferences.
100%.
Coming up on the other side, it's a Thursday, 7:45. Smash or pass? Hamburger helper edition? Maybe? Here on 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City Sports.
Smash. This is Fescoe and Dusty on your home for Royals baseball. 96.5 The Fan. Brought to you by Golden Oak Lending. Do you need extra cash? Golden Oak Lending can convert your home's equity into cash in as little as 14 days. Let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues.
Well, I'll tell you, my friends over at Heartland Men's Health are saying, hey, give us a call right now, because they know that maybe you're getting to that age where the first time is probably the last time you want to think about the first time, right? And it's not the first time that we're talking about. It's the first time that erectile dysfunction ruined the moment. If you're over 50, it's likely you've had the first time yourself. But the good news is that if you're like most men, the first time can be the last time that ED impacts your sex life. And ED is nothing more than a medical condition. Studies show around 50% of men over age of 50 have some form of the condition, and young men can be affected by ED as well. The good news is Heartland Men's Health has treatments that work when the pills or herbals fail. They have treatments with success rates well over 90%, and some treatments can even have you last an hour or more. So if ED has been affecting your intimacy, it's time to make the last time that happens the last time that happens. Schedule a consult with Heartland Men's Health today. Your initial visit is just $99 and includes a medical consult with a licensed medical provider, a T and PSA test, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit's free. They have an expert staff, and if you're like a lot of men, you could be having sex the day after your appointment. Plus, they have 3 locations to serve you: Overland Park, Independence between Blue Springs and Lee Summit, and North Kansas City. So call them today, 844-447-6600, or visit heartlandmenshealth.com.
Hey, Zach, are you smiling at my gorgeous canyon view?
No, Donald. I'm smiling because I've got something I want to tell the whole world.
Well, do it. Shout it out.
T-Mobile's got home internet.
Whoa, I love that echo. T-Mobile's got home internet.
How much is it?
Look at that, Zach. We got the neighbor's attention.
Just $35 a month. And you love a great deal, Denise.
Plus, they've got a 5-year price guarantee. That's 5 whole trips around the sun.
I'm switching. Me too.
Yes, T-Mobile home internet for the neighborhood.
Donald, you still haven't returned my weed whacker.
Carl, don't you embarrass me like this, please.
What's everyone yelling about?
T-Mobile's got home internet.
And Donald's got my weed whacker.
Yes, T-Mobile's got home internet. Just $35 a month with auto pay and any voice line. And it's guaranteed for 5 years.
Beautiful yodeling, Carl.
Taxes and fees apply. See T-Mobile.com/ISP for details and exclusions.
I'm Scott Hansen, host of NFL Red Zone. Lowe's knows Sundays hit different when you earn them. We've got you covered with outdoor power equipment from Cobalt and everything you need to weatherproof your deck with Trex Decking. Plus, with lawn care from Scott's and, of course, Pit Boss grills and accessories, you can get a home field advantage all season long. So get to Lowe's, get it done, and earn your Sunday. Lowe's, official partner of the NFL.
Every morning, we rise and shine, make breakfast, and brush away the night's rest. These routines help us start the day off right. Nature-Made vitamins are a simple step in that daily care regimen. Multivitamins with daily essentials, clinically studied probiotics for gut health support, magnesium to help relax the body. Nature-Made is made to care for you every day. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
This is the story of the one. As a custodial supervisor at a high school, he knows that during cold and flu season, germs spread fast. It's why he partners with Grainger to stay fully stocked on the products and supplies he needs, from tissues to disinfectants to floor scrubbers. All so that he can help students, staff, and teachers stay healthy and focused. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Think Verizon, the best 5G network, is expensive? Think again. Bring in your AT&T or T-Mobile bill to a Verizon store today and we'll give you a better deal. Now, what to do with your unwanted bills? Maybe turn them into paper airplanes headed to See Ya Never AT&T and T-Mobile. Jokes aside, the best 5G network has you covered with the most ways to save on plans, streaming, and phone deals. So bring in your bill to your local Verizon store today and we'll give you a better deal. Rankings based on root metrics, root score report dated 1H2025. Your results may vary. Must provide a postpaid consumer mobile bill dated within the past 45 days. Bill must be in the same name as the person redeeming the deal. Additional terms apply.
Here's traffic, brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
Kansas side, 70 eastbound gets heavy before 110th Street, stays off again, on again, quite slow into the 435 interchange, getting into and through a construction zone with the left lane blocked. Heading on the Missouri side, 71 northbound, off again, on again, heavy from 87th Street up towards 55th Street. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan, traffic.
Back in on 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City sports. Mac Morning, Bob Fescoe, Dusty with you. A beautiful sunrise in the city of Kansas City.
It's gorgeous today. Yeah,
It is, man.
Really beautiful out there.
It's awesome.
85 degrees today. Get ready for summer, baby.
Yeah, dude. Gosh,
Is
man.
it really?
Wow. 80.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I think last night I saw 84 is the high today,
That's
82
insane.
tomorrow, and then rain in the evening.
Yeah.
And then 61 at kickoff for Sunday. Let's go.
Let's go.
I want to smash dew on the ground.
This will be the first game that we're all at as fans. First game that we're all at together as fans.
That's right.
I think so, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't. Well, did we all go to the Christmas game and Christmas Day game 2 years ago and not know it? No, you weren't there.
No
You
one's
were
there.
Nope, I was not at
You
that
were not
one.
there.
No.
Okay. When they lost
The
to
Raider
Raiders?
game you talking about? No, I turned that one off at halftime. I'm not going to lie. That one went off at halftime. I'm like, we're done here for the day. This is not good.
Enjoy my Christmas.
Two touchdowns by the Raiders in 7 seconds. I'm like, we're out.
I
We're going
watched
to
a
go
kid
do something
literally
else.
crying his eyes out, going, "Thanks, Santa."
I mean, that sucks, man.
Yeah, dude. I was like, man.
you remember when you guys were kids and you I don't know how much you guys went to games as kids, but I think for me, I never went to an NFL game. My first one was Christmas Eve, 1989, Giants and Raiders, and that was really cool. I'll never forget that.
See an LT for the first time.
Yeah, Bo Jackson I got to see.
yeah.
Dave Meggett returned a punt for a touchdown, was kind of cool and whatnot.
Sims QB.
Probably. I mean, 89, he was there. Yeah. I would imagine he probably was. Kind of the tail end of his, career there. So what I'm getting at is
Taylor Swift was born.
Yeah, right. I don't get the opportunity, or I didn't get the opportunity as kids to go to many games. Maybe I went to 1 or 2 baseball games a year, as a kid. And so when you went to those games, it was devastating if they didn't win, right? It was, and I don't know if I'm speaking for you guys or not, but if you went to 1 or 2 games per year, you wanted your team to win. And if they didn't win, it was devastating. And you talked about that kid. I'm like, I was that kid, though. I mean, that was me, I understand that and I feel that. And I respect that, man. I do. I love it. It makes me smile.
Was the first game?
December 24th, 1989.
December 24th.
Yeah.
Yep, there you go. They won that game.
Yeah.
Los Angeles Raiders. There you go. Yeah. 34-17.
Nice.
It's a big score.
And then they lost to those damn Broncos. Or no, they lost to the Rams in the playoffs.
No, it was a terrible game. Flipper Anderson threw the end zone in overtime.
13-19.
I hated it. It's why to this day I will never root for the Rams. Flipper Anderson catches the touchdown, runs through the tunnel and out of the stadium. And to this day, I will never root for the Los Angeles, whatever team they are, Rams. They suck.
Otis Anderson.
I love that about
Phil
sports.
Simms was there.
Yeah, Phil was playing.
He had 15 games that year. Nice.
Go, Phil.
Look at that. Jeff Hostetler there as the backup.
That's why I was like, maybe Hostetler played a little bit that day, but no, that was my first game.
What do you know about Howard Cross?
Howard Cross was a great tight end out of Notre Dame, number 87. Fire away. See how much more I know. This
is Bob's
George Adams.
George Adams, running back, number 44, maybe.
Let's go.
Yeah,
number 27.
All right. That was Rodney Hampton later in 1990.
Okay.
What do you know
Hampton
about Carl
took
Banks?
one of the great linebackers, but dope on the air. He was complaining about the referees yesterday.
You guys learned a guy named Gary Reasons?
Gary Reasons made the greatest. Actually,
this.
in 1989? Yeah, right. 1989, I think, in Denver. It was like 40 years ago yesterday. Gary Reasons had the greatest hit I've ever seen on a football field.
Wow.
It was
Holy
in
cow.
snow, and the running back was going right up the middle, and Gary Reasons and him collided in midair, and the Denver running back. You can look it up. It was. I think I retweeted it yesterday, actually. Weird. And it's one of the great plays of all time. My dad and I still send it to each other all the time about this Gary Reasons hit that he had in Denver. So
I can't believe you guys had Mark Ingram back
Mark
then.
Ingram was great. That's his dad.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Mark Ingram's dad.
TNL.
Yeah.
And then one of the greatest names ever, Odessa Turner.
Oh, Odessa Turner. Yeah. Wide receiver. Yeah.
Going down memory lane.
Yeah.
It is.
But that kid, back to that kid, like, I get it. Like, if you go to one game a year or it's your first game and the team loses, it sucks, man. Like, that's a terrible experience. And so kids around here have been, pretty lucky going to games over the last 10 years in either ballpark, right? You've got teams that are winning and having fun. You don't have that devastation. So I was that kid, man. I feel for that kid.
Finally, I'm one of those guys who can't wait to get to work in the morning. Like a dairy cow. Oh,
yes! Yes! When you hear that sounder again, you want to be caller number 7. We are in week 7 of the NFL season. Caller number 7, and you have a chance because
6 or 7.
6, 7?
Yeah, you can be caller 6,
The schools now are banning it. I sent you the video. Schools in Philadelphia are now banning 6, 7. And then Dusty last night goes, oh, God, South Park is doing a whole episode on it.
A whole episode on South Park last night was 6, 7.
Yeah.
It was, they, kind of used the theme of The Exorcist. Because, every time Cartman heard it get used, he would just laugh so hard he would vomit. And then his mom's like, I don't know, Father. He just doesn't seem right. He's upstairs waiting for you.
It's fantastic. I mean, school, they were interviewing teachers. I sent you guys all the story about, it's just annoying the hell out of everybody right now. Even Logan was saying, he goes, sometimes he substitute teaches. He goes, I'd rather work at KMBZ and listen to the bad news of the day than hear another 6, 7 comment in the middle schools. So, brutal. I mean, anybody else talking about that? Are we the only show that's talking 6, 7 in the building, right?
South Park did an episode on
That's crazy.
Yes,
it's there.
It's the biggest pop culture thing going on with the kids right now. It is. Everybody's saying it. And then when you sent the thing about South Park, I go, I knew we were doing the right thing yesterday.
Smash or Pass brought to you by Blue Creek Wagyu. Casey's Best Steaks now with 2 locations, 95th and Nolan, 135th and Metcalf. Shawnee Mission Ford as well, on a mission to do more. Online at ShawneeMissionFord.com. So I asked you guys just real quick, hamburger helper to this day, smash or pass?
Nah, I'm going to pass on that one. Yeah,
Will the kids eat it?
Yeah. No, it's just you mentioned the sodium earlier in that lunch. That's for me. I'm like, it's too much. The processed food game, man. I've been trying to get out of that for the last couple of years and eat stuff that I make and it doesn't come in a box and all that kind of stuff because it's just not good for you. So I'm going to be
box.
I'll eat the hamburger, but you can
You can keep that powdered bag.
Yeah.
You can kind of make. They have Pinterest recipes of homemade hamburger.
Now, see, I would do something like that. Yeah,
and you'd be surprised at what the seasonings are. I mean, it's very simple.
Salt,
I don't know
pepper.
it's like salt, pepper, oregano, and something else, and parsley. And you're like, okay,
yeah, I could do that on my own.
Or I could buy a box for $1.15 and a pound of meat for $4.99. What am I doing? That's not the price of meat anymore.
No.
You brought this to our attention. So you said smash. What about tuna helper?
No, I'm out on that.
Absolutely not, right?
Hell no.
That's like the devil's pot.
No, hot tuna. What do you mean that's a thing?
That's a thing?
Never heard of tuna helper.
That's the first time I cussed in front of my dad.
I think tuna helper was there before hamburger helper.
I was 6 years old, poor as you know what, and my dad decided to make, as a single parent, tuna helper for me and my sister. I walked in, I went, what is that blank? 6 years old. My dad goes, that blank you won't be eating now. I was like, thank God.
Yeah.
And they both ate it, and I was
Did
just
you
like,
ever eat SpaghettiOs?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
With meatballs.
Didn't like those either.
No, it's awful.
I would put Lay's potato chips in it.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, dude, that was nasty.
I mean, I can taste the SpaghettiO now, and it tastes like vomit.
I spelled my damn name with the letters that came in it when it was the alphabet. SpaghettiOs.
Oh, God.
Chef Boyardee ravioli? Oh, man.
No.
Chef Boyardee.
You know the story behind Chef Boyardee,
Ooh,
right?
It is. I'm still gonna eat it.
No. He came to the United States. Years later, he would have a son named Jerry Anselmo. Jerry's a direct descendant of Chef Boyardee. No, truth.
Hello, America.
I don't believe that.
He is Chef Boyardee, and that's how you say it because I've watched these on Building America and stuff like that.
Hello,
the food that built America. It is Chef Boyardee, and his last name was Anselmo. They're from Sicily, and he is Jerry Anselmo, direct descendant of Chef Boyardee.
Sure.
Cap.
You sent us this one this week, and I seemingly
No cap!
No, BS. Raising Cane's. So Bob brought this to my attention. Now I want to know, 913-586-7965. It's the cat thing still got you?
Still got me.
Okay. Raising Cane's has this bucket where they discard the chicken tenders that are substandard.
Right.
Maybe they're not big enough. Maybe they've got, I don't know, two coming
Some
out of the same.
breadings falling off, whatever.
Right.
Yeah.
And it seems really wasteful, right? Big bucket, clear bucket. Looks like a just big clear bucket full of.
It's like a 5-gallon clear bucket.
Yeah, and it's where the reject of tenders go.
Right.
Chicken.
But yeah, it's chicken.
It's a 5-gallon bucket filled with unacceptable chicken tenders.
Yeah, it seems really wasteful, but if you ask them, they will give you a container full of them for free. Especially towards the end of the day. You're doing it.
Yes, I am.
Wow.
I
and
am.
The bucket's on the floor.
I understand, but
you
there's
eat
a
hamburger
bottom.
Helper, but you'll eat Siamese twin chicken tenders.
I would. Yeah, I would. I'd take them home for the kids. They'd love them. They think I'm the greatest ever.
True.
Yeah. No, I would. Yeah, I would.
Yeah, I'm smashing that. It is funny, the sodium and hamburger helper, but give me that floor chicken.
Yeah, but it's in a bucket.
You're right, it's in the bucket.
And the sodium in the chicken.
Yeah,
it's chicken.
Air fry it again, get those germs off.
Yeah, that's the thing. You can air fry it up and it'll be fine.
Yeah.
Not a chance. That is.
Finally, I'm one of those guys who can't wait to get to work in the morning. Like a dairy cow.
Oh! Oh! Oh, yes! Yes!
That's right. Caller number 7. Call in. Tell Mac that he's awesome, that he runs the same type of routes that Rasheed Rice runs on the field, but in the parking lot. And you have got a chance at a $50 Booth Creek Wagyu gift card. Casey's
Mac's
Best
awesome.
Steaks. Now with 2 locations, 95th and All and 135th and Metcalf. Also brought to you by Shawnee Mission Ford, on a mission to do more. Online at ShawneeMissionFord.com. Coming up on the other side, bulletin board material or just plain dumb? 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City sports.
Good morning, Kansas City. This is Creed Humphrey, and you're listening to Fescoe and Dusty on your home for Chiefs football, 96.5 The Fan.
Brought to you by Golden Oak Lending. Do you need extra cash? Golden Oak Lending can convert your home's equity into cash in as little as 14 days. Let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues.
Well, today's a big day because you can go to prepskc.com and vote for the Sheet Metal Workers Game of the Week, their high school game of the week. And then tonight we'll find out who wins, and tomorrow we'll announce the winner right here, and each school will get a check from the Sheet Metal Workers for $750. Each Friday, the Sheet Metal Workers are giving away $1,500 to 2 local high schools. It's a great boost to their booster clubs. And you know what? The Sheet Metal Workers give back to the folks they do business with. And if you're looking for that perfect career opportunity, maybe you're wanting to change and do something different, the Sheet Metal Workers are looking for you. They start at $24.55 an hour in their pre-apprenticeship program, and you'll make up to $27.27 an hour after 3 months. You'll get family health coverage at no cost to the employee, and then you'll hit the ground running, and you'll start making $30 per hour when you become an apprentice. And with the sheet metals, they do so many great things: the industrial sheet metal, the HVAC service and repair, and of course all of that architectural sheet metal you see all over Kansas City. Smart Local 2 welcomes everyone from seasoned professionals to those with no experience, and they offer career training, job security, and a path to advancement, all while giving you the tools and support you need to succeed. Check them out now at sheetmetal2.org. That's sheetmetal2.org.
For over 30 years, we've been crafting more than jewelry. We've been crafting love stories. This is Gene at House of Diamonds, where our jewelry tells a story, your story. Unlike big-name designers mass-producing so-called exclusive designs by the thousands in overseas factories, we create one-of-a-kind masterpieces by hand right here in our shop. Our custom designs are just that, custom, designed and crafted with you, for you, and only you. Every custom ring, pendant, or bracelet from House of Diamonds is as unique as the person wearing it. And also, unlike those big-name designers, we'll never use lab diamonds to pad our profits. I've watched prices of lab diamonds drop 90% in the last 2 years, but I'm pretty sure those big designers are still charging the same or more for that big name and designer box. Real stories deserve real diamonds, and one-of-a-kind love deserves one-of-a-kind designer jewelry. Come to House of Diamonds for over 30 years on the southeast corner of College and Quivira.
FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook, is coming to Missouri. On December 1st, you'll finally be able to bet on all your favorite teams and all your favorite sports. With FanDuel, there's a ton of ways for you to get in on the action. You can bet everything from the money line to over-unders to which team will win it all. You'll be able to build parlays, bet player props, or even ride the live line. Whatever your style, FanDuel has you covered. Plus, with live betting, you can pick which player will score the next touchdown or the touchdown after that. However you play your game, FanDuel's got your back. On December 1st, you'll be able to see for yourself why FanDuel is America's #1 sportsbook. With FanDuel, there's a ton of ways for you to get in on the action. FanDuel, play your game. FanDuel Sportsbook is an official sports betting partner of the NFL and 96.5 The Fan. 21 and present in Missouri. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
This report is brought to you by O'Reilly Auto Parts, your professional parts people.
Check engine or ABS light on? Take the guesswork out of your warning lights with O'Reilly Veriscan. It's free. Ask for O'Reilly Veriscan.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Here's traffic, brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
Heading towards downtown, 29 southbound gets heavy at Parvin. Stays very slow down past 16th Avenue with an accident blocking 2 left lanes. 160 on highway southbound gets heavy by the airport. Stays slow across the bridge. And 35 southbound sluggish past 670. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan. Traffic.
Listen to the Chiefs and Raiders on Sunday with pregame starting at 9. Kickoff at noon with Mitch, Danon, and Kling. Right here on your home for Chiefs football. 96.5 The Fan. KFNZ FM and AM, HD1 and HD2. Kansas City. An Odyssey Sports Station.
So Blake Schneiders, you're familiar, right? Producer here at
Oh, yeah, I love Blake.
He just texted me and he said, I used to eat SpaghettiOs cold out of the can.
Oh, come on, Blake. Dude, seriously.
Blake.
But they're not even cold. They're room temperature, right? I mean, so it's not like you're storing them in the
aluminum
fridge.
can,
I
though.
know, but it's not. I mean, either way, man, like nasty.
Dude, I made spaghetti and meatballs on Monday. I ate that cold for lunch on Tuesday.
I don't mind cold spaghetti. I was telling you about that, and Dusty's like, yeah, if you put it in lettuce wraps, it's really. I'm like, that is not bad. I don't mind that. But SpaghettiOs, hot or cold. What are you, a hobo, Blake? I mean, like, are you heating the can up over a fire with a little stick and a handkerchief tied to you as you're riding the rails?
Dude,
I mean,
when I went to Panama City,
they don't have hobos anymore, do they?
I don't know.
A lost art.
When we went to Panama City for college spring break, one of my buddies, his name was Winky. That was his name. His name was Eric Winkler, so we called him Winky. He ate Chili Mac Hungry Man out of a can cold. Whole room stunk. He's like, what? I don't have time to heat it up, man. Like, hey, dude, there's a microwave right there.
Yeah, that's nasty.
Oh, it was brutal, man. It was just like chili meat, noodles, all just cold in a can, just all
like that Dinty Moore beef stew stuff.
I mean,
like,
dude,
oh
where
my
we stayed
God.
at the Holiday Inn, and there was a Waffle House, a Subway, and that was it. So we ate a lot.
You're on
of
spring
Subway.
break?
Yeah.
And how old were you?
21.
What the hell more do you need than that, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you're in spring break, and you got Waffle House and Subway. You don't need much more.
Oh, yeah. Someone says they like to eat cold Oscar Mayer cheese hot dog.
Oh, my God. I remember we had those in college.
Lips and ass, baby.
That must be my friend Sean texting, because I remember when those cheese hot dogs first came out, Stoker's like, they got cheese in the middle of these things. You heat them up and the cheese comes out.
Put them on the grill. They're good.
Yeah, they are, yeah.
I really do think so. So I guess we do have a winner for our $50 Booth Creek Wagyu gift card.
Two-time winner here.
Two-time winner?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Good shout out to Kevin then.
Let's go, Kevin.
Since you won before, you can experiment with that Booth Creek Wagyu. Put it in your hamburger helper. Let me know how it is.
Yeah, make sure you don't ruin that with hamburger helper though. Eat that alone. Get the beef tallow and baste it in. Do you ever use tallow when you do stuff? I mean that is the way to go if you're going to do it, man. Get that beef tallow that they sell there. Baste that beef Wagyu with that tallow. You'll love it, man.
So earlier on, I guess yesterday is when they were doing the talks. Devin White, I guess he's going to try to take out Travis Kelce.
He's going to, yeah.
And not take out an injury-wise, just take him out of the game.
Experience going against Mahomes in the past in the Super Bowl just kind of helped heading into this game and for the team, too.
Yeah, I mean, for me, as long as I ain't scared, I know a lot of people look at him as, for what he is. The guy won 3 Super Bowls or whatnot, and, obviously. But it's just good to have experience being able to play. And I treat every game like a big game. But to go on the road and be able to go in their house when they got a good stadium, and be able to do what we do. So I know I'm gonna be poised, and I have my guys ready to play.
Situation where you're matched up with Kelce, what's that coverage like? What's that challenge like?
Devin White gonna win. That's all. Devin White gonna win when I'm against him.
Somebody in the text area said, "Good, he's gonna take Kelce out of his prime, out of the game." Okay, well, challenge accepted. I don't know if Travis Kelce is the guy I would call out. But again, I don't also think that the Chiefs really care.
Right.
I think they have their own issues. I think they have their own game plan. This is just one of those guys. It's going to be made notable for all the wrong reasons, and I'm okay with it.
Yeah, I mean, like, I don't mind the comment of I'm not scared because you're in the NFL. Like, you really shouldn't be scared, of somebody, and if you are, then you need to get the hell out of the league. But it's going to be interesting. If you want to take Travis Kelce, and I don't know if he's given away kind of the game plan there. Like, their plan is to, all right, we don't know who to take out, so we're going to go ahead and take Travis Kelce out. And as he said there, he's going to take care of Travis Kelce and make sure that he doesn't do damage. Okay, fine. If that's what you're going to believe, maybe you're kind of giving away a little bit of that game plan now, and maybe the Chiefs can look at that and go, okay, fine. If you guys are focused on Travis Kelce, well, we got number 4 back. We have number 1. We've got number 5. We've got all of these guys out here from a wide receiver standpoint now that can go out there and make all these plays. We got a pretty good, group of running backs going right now when used collectively. It's a pretty good, deal that they have going on. But if you want to take Travis Kelce out, and that's a little leak of what you're trying to do from a defensive standpoint, by all means, go ahead and do it. And Travis ain't going to care if you take him out of the game, right? If other guys are producing and they're getting theirs, Travis isn't going to complain unless it's not working, and then he'll go over to the sidelines and let Andy know through his earpiece.
So did that make you persuade your anytime touchdown this week?
No, Travis. No, I'm still going with Travis Kelce as an anytime touchdown. It's going to be every week because it's his year. It's his era, of going out there and scoring and doing his thing. And just because, what was this guy's name again? I'm sorry, I forgot who this person was. Devin White is what his name is. Devin White. Yep. Yes. Just because Devin White said he's going to take Travis Kelce out of the game doesn't mean Devin White's going to take Travis Kelce out of the game. And if I'm a betting man, which I am, I would bet that Travis Kelce has a better day than Devin White does. Maybe I'm wrong on that. But, I mean, this guy's running his mouth, and so now Travis is going, all right, fine, give me the ball, Patrick, let's go. And if you do have that game plan and you do bracket Travis and he is taken out of the game, we'll hit you over the top and be just fine.
Devin White, you're past your prime, buddy. I'd be careful. Be careful about talking that smack. Kelce just cooked Jack Campbell, 6'5", second-round linebacker in his prime.
Yeah.
Last week. Just did that 5 days ago.
Dan's son.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Yeah. And that's a good thing to bring up because you're right. Devin White played in that Super Bowl with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The question from the reporter, too, is so ridiculous. Having played them in the Super Bowl, that was during COVID. That was 5 years ago. That was different team. Like, what are we talking? Like, it has nothing to do with this game whatsoever. And
the Raiders aren't sitting Devin White. Tell us about your experience 5 years ago against no one gives a rip.
Nobody cares, and none of that applies to anything that they're doing right now.
I don't know how many active players are still on the team from that Super Bowl.
The Bucs team or the Chiefs team? Well, I think there's 5 guys that have been
Butker, Jones, Mahomes, Kelce,
Winchester. That's it. Think about that. That's how fast time moves. And people are here complaining about things day in and day out with the football team instead of looking at the big picture going, man, we only have 5 guys left from that COVID Super Bowl where the weekend was running through like cardboard cutouts during the halftime show.
Weird. Somebody says talking about himself in third person equals an automatic loss.
Yeah, the third person kind of conversation. But, I mean, if that's the mindset, that's great, man. You go in there and you figure out what you're going to do, and we'll beat you other ways. I have no problem, going out there and cooking Devin White on Sunday afternoon because he opened his mouth. And so now Travis has got a reason to go out there and play even harder than he was going to play in this game.
Mm-hmm. Can't wait. Just add fuel to this rivalry. Like I said, we'll get to Friday, and all of a sudden we'll be back to Raider hate.
Yeah,
I promise you.
But it's stuff like this, Dusty, It's like dumb stuff that ticks you off, like the guy with the frog last year.
Yeah, well, that worked out for them.
Yeah, it was great for them.
Yeah. Somebody says the only reason White locked up Kelce in the Super Bowl is because of the pass rush and the lack of offensive linemen for KC. Kelce's going to eat on Sunday.
Yep.
Doesn't matter if it's a cold can of SpaghettiOs or a hot can of beef raviolis.
Yeah. I'm still picturing Blake on a train. I told you guys what I do now when people are like begging for money and whatnot. I give them Maloney's business card and say, call Rob.
Flex.
Would you rather one or the other?
All these people are calling me, man.
Would you rather eat SpaghettiOs cold out of a can or what the 816 says? My brother had his jaw wired shut and we put SpaghettiOs and meatballs in a blender and he had to drink it.
Oh, no. Ew.
Note to self, don't get your jaw wired shut. Who is the best player in football? We have an answer on the other side here on 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City Sports.
Good morning, Kansas City. This is Chris Jones, and you're listening to Fescoe and Dusty on your home for Chiefs football. 96.5 The Fan.
Brought to you by Golden Oak Lending. Do you need extra cash? Golden Oak Lending can convert your home's equity into cash in as little as 14 days. Let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues.
Well, if you're hurting right now and you've got joint pain, my friends over at QC Kinetics are saying, hey, call us right now. We can help you out with this joint pain, right? Stop looking at traditional medicine. Look beyond the traditional medicine. That's why QC Kinetics is so successful. People with chronic joint pain are learning that there are other options besides steroids, meds, and surgery. And patients fighting pain are getting lasting relief using advanced cellular level treatments. It's QC Kinetics regenerative medicine that can revitalize your joints using growth factors from your own body. It's a simple injection, not a hospital stay. It's fast and all natural with no downtime. Be smart. Don't let them tell you more pills or surgery are your only choices. Call QC Kinetics and get a free consultation. Exercise your freedom to look beyond those same old solutions. 816-412-6299. That's 816-412-6299. Appointments are available on Saturday. QC Kinetics is located off 435 in State Line and in Gladstone. So call them today for that free consultation at QC Kinetics.
Score big savings with Hy-Vee and the Kansas City Chiefs. Big points mean even bigger savings. Just shop Hy-Vee the day after a game and earn a fuel saver discount equal to the Chiefs score and based on the amount you spend. If the Chiefs score 42 points, you save 42 cents a gallon with any $42 purchase. The more we score, the more you save. Win or lose, everyone scores the day after a Chiefs game only at Hy-Vee. Offer good in-store and online. Some restrictions apply. See store for details.
I love going to Hy-Vee, but I've got 2 kids in high school and life is busy. That's why I love the convenience of ordering my groceries with Hy-Vee's Aisles Online. It's easy. Just download the app or go to Hy-Vee.com. Then choose your store, select your items, and Hy-Vee will do all the shopping. All you have to do is pick up your order or have it delivered to you. Try it today. New customers get $10 off your first Aisles Online purchase with the code. Save time, save money. What could be better? Only at Hy-Vee.
This is the story of the one. As a custodial supervisor at a high school, he knows that during cold and flu season, germs spread fast. It's why he partners with Grainger to stay fully stocked on the products and supplies he needs, from tissues to disinfectants to floor scrubbers. All so that he can help students, staff, and teachers stay healthy and focused. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You've still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and help strengthen your immune response. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Schedule in minutes at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Think Verizon, the best 5G network, is expensive? Think again. Bring in your AT&T or T-Mobile bill to a Verizon store today and we'll give you a better deal. Now, what to do with your unwanted bills? Maybe turn them into paper airplanes headed to See Ya Never AT&T and T-Mobile. Jokes aside, the best 5G network has you covered with the most ways to save on plans, streaming, and phone deals. So bring in your bill to your local Verizon store today and we'll give you a better deal. Rankings based on root metric true score report dated 1H 2025. Your results may vary. Must provide a postpaid consumer mobile bill dated within the past 45 days. Bill must be in the same name as the person redeeming the deal. Additional terms apply.
Chumba Casino brings non-stop fun straight to your screen. Anytime, anywhere. Explore hundreds of games like slots, blackjack, and instant scratch-style cards. Sign up to unlock your free welcome bonus and daily login bonuses. And enjoy your chance at exciting prizes without spending a thing. Just click, play, and enjoy the ride. Sponsored by VGW Group. No purchase necessary. See terms at ChumbaCasino.com. Must be over 21 and present in a state where it's legal to play.
Hey, Zach, are you smiling at my gorgeous canyon view?
No, Donald. I'm smiling because I've got something I want to tell the whole world.
Well, do it. Shout it out.
T-Mobile's got home internet.
Whoa, I love that echo. T-Mobile's got home internet.
How much is it?
Look at that, Zach. We got the neighbors' attention.
Just $35 a month. And you love a great deal, Denise.
Plus, they've got a 5-year price guarantee. That's 5 whole trips around the sun.
I'm switching. Me too.
Yes, T-Mobile home internet for the neighborhood.
Donald, you still haven't returned my weed whacker.
Carl, don't you embarrass me like this, please.
What's everyone yelling about?
T-Mobile's got home internet.
And Donald's got my weed whacker. Whacker.
Yes, T-Mobile's got home internet, just $35 a month with autopay and any voice line. And it's guaranteed for 5 years.
Beautiful yodeling, Carl.
Taxes and fees apply. See T-Mobile.com/ISP for details and exclusions.
You're listening to 96.5 The Fan from the DM Injury Law Studios. Mike's got this. Here's traffic, brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
Heading out of downtown, 70 eastbound gets heavy before the Paseo, stays off again, on again very slow over towards Truman with construction. Kansas side, 435 southbound, slow from Shawnee Mission Parkway down towards 79th Street with an accident. Then 70 eastbound, heavy approaching 110th Street, stays slow to 435 with roadwork. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan traffic.
Is this some 42 or minus 41?
Link 184, yeah.
What? Yeah, this is actually good. I like this.
Yeah, I like this one too.
What's it, 6-7 minutes long?
Oh, no.
Push on through it.
That's the name of the song?
Yep.
Determined. That's what we did for the first 6 weeks of the NFL season. We pushed on through it. Here we sit, baby. Let's go.
No doubt. So conversation to be had, because it doesn't necessarily involve the Chiefs, but it involves sports. Not a snickerdoodle similar taste to that guy, but best player in football. So you take the quarterbacks out of the situation, right?
Yeah, you got to take the quarterbacks out.
If
right?
you were to start an NFL team today and you had the first overall pick in a expansion type draft where you have the first pick, every NFL player today, age-wise today, is available, who do you take?
I don't know the answer to that question. Sure I don't, because Bijan Robinson is being talked about as the best NFL player right now, and obviously everybody's kind of riding that high from Monday night and what he did.
You don't believe in the mustard man?
Is he the best player in the NFL? I don't know the answer to that question. I don't know who the number one player is in the NFL. What we saw on Monday night, though, was remarkable. I mean, the guy was absolutely fantastic. Who would you guys take as the number one pick overall? No quarterbacks allowed. Now, you can take defense as well if you want to do that. If there's, somebody on the defensive side that's a playmaker or whatnot, you can't take a quarterback. If you're building your NFL team, who's the first player you're taking with a non-quarterback? I mean, Bijan Robinson is a great answer, but I don't know if we're prisoner of the moment or if that is the right answer. Is it Justin Jefferson, or is that too reliant on a quarterback getting you the football? That's the way that I think. A running back or a defensive player would probably be the route that I would go, because you're really not reliant on somebody else to get you the ball so you can do your job. You know what I'm saying? Like a handoff 100%. Is a handoff. And so if you're a wide receiver, what if your quarterback is Daniel Jones from 2 years ago, and you're this great wide receiver like Malik Neighbors, and nobody can get you the football? So I can't pick a wide receiver in that category.
Too many variables.
Too many factors. So I'm thinking like defensive end or probably a running back.
You could take this wide receiver.
Emeka Egbegbolu. Could do that, yeah. Who would you go with, Dusty?
Yeah.
Bijan Robinson or Jahmyr Gibbs.
Okay.
And the reason I say that is because they are absolutely entering their prime. Both were, rookies 2 years ago. They were drafted in that 24 draft in Kansas City. There's a lot that goes into both of these cats, right? They are very good with running the football in general, which is a lot of people's mindset of what a running back should be.
Yep.
But they also are explosive without the ball in their hands, and they also can be explosive when they catch passes out of the backfield. We saw a taste of Jahmyr Gibbs. We didn't get to see the full effect, but we saw how effective he was on that first drive, first down after first down after first down. I like both of their game styles because of what they can do. They're kind of like a modern-day Christian McCaffrey, and we're seeing what Christian McCaffrey is doing. He is literally holding that ship together in San Francisco.
Because that's a name that I would have brought up, too. Christian McCaffrey is a guy, but he's always hurt, you know?
Right, and he's towards the end of it.
Yep.
Like, we've seen the peak of Christian McCaffrey, I think, and he's having one hell of a year this year. But it would be between those two and probably somebody like Aiden Hutchinson.
See, I was going to go Myles Garrett on the defensive side.
Age is a little concerning.
It is, and it's a very good point by you to bring up the age category, because I was kind of thinking age as well as I factored all this stuff in. But, man, imagine Myles Garrett on a real team. I mean, imagine what Myles Garrett would do here. Just think about that for a second. Myles Garrett here as opposed to Myles Garrett in Cleveland. I think people would view Myles Garrett as the by far de facto best football player in the game if he was here in Kansas City, just because of all the exposure and all the times we would see him make great plays in prime time. He plays in Cleveland. He's a great player, but I think he would have a better view if he was playing here in Kansas City or for any team, quite frankly, that was winning right now.
Brian Burns.
Brian Burns would be another good one. But I'm not
Abdul Carter is just a little too young.
Too
but
young.
I'm thinking about that. I'm trying to find the next TJ Watt, the next Myles Garrett. That's what I'm thinking about when I think about this question. Aiden Hutchinson's that guy. Micah Parsons is Jared Verse.
Yeah.
Is Will Anderson. Do those guys turn into TJ Watt? Do we have a player that's on that level
What
right
about
now?
the spitter?
Jalen Carter. Really good.
He's already missed a game for something else this year, for a heel injury, too.
And when I was on the sidelines, man, him and Jordan Davis both come into the sidelines every time. Oxygen, breathe in, taking rests. I struggle with the in-shape thing for him, too. He's a young player. He shouldn't be struggling with that.
You know what? That's an excellent point and a good observation by you. I would struggle with the off-the-field stuff with Jalen Carter. I don't know that he is – I don't know that he's – the guy that I want off the field on my team.
Because that's the thing, too. Gibbs and Robinson both split carries. We never hear ego or me stuff. They've never been, as of right now, in trouble off the field.
Right.
To me, it's a coin flip. If I had the first or second pick who didn't take Bijan or took Gibbs, I'd just take the other
So you're
one.
definitely going one of those two guys. See, I'm split between Bijan Robinson and maybe Myles Garrett as we kind of talk through this. God, if he was on a good team, how much better he would be.
Oh, I agree. The perception would be
I know he's
wildly
already
different.
going to Canton, but that gold jacket, he'd already have the gold jacket on. He'd be walking into the stadium with that thing on if he was on a good team.
Might already have it. And
Hey, may.
him and TJ. We'll see TJ Watt tonight going against Joe
Yeah.
Flacco.
Oh, my God. TJ Watt's going to eat, isn't he?
I would think so, and that means 0 sacks and taking
Right.
out of the game completely. But we'll find out. That game tonight is Flacco versus Rodgers. Neither one of those guys you would pick to start here. Somebody says Amon-Ra St. Brown.
Good
That's a
call.
pick.
I like that, but again, that's the wide receiver and the variables. Who's his quarterback? If you're pairing him with Mahomes or even Goff, at this stage of the game, sure. But if you're pairing him with Daniel Jones of 2 years ago, I'm out on that one.
No doubt. It is 8:25 on a Thursday, so it's Nate 25 here on 96.5 The Fan.
He's the only man in history to win a race in a hot dog costume and break national NFL news.
It's baby Ralphie.
Here's Nate Taylor from ESPN with Fescoe and Dusty on your home for Chiefs football, 96.5 The Fan.
Here's a good one for you.
All right.
Somebody says, why not take Josh Simmons at left tackle with your first overall pick to start a franchise? Protect your quarterback.
Great call, yeah.
It is Nate 25 on 96.5 The Fan. So we go to Nate Taylor of ESPN. Nate, if you could start a franchise, any player can't pick a quarterback, who did you pick?
Can't pick a quarterback. And am I available to have this player to be fully healthy at the start of the season?
Of course, yes. This is our mythical world, Nate.
Okay, great. I actually might choose Micah Parsons.
Oh wow! Okay.
I just love the idea of having a pass rusher who I know is an absolute freak, who will dictate protections. He might even dictate coverages, I would say. So, as much as we are an offensive league, I would still say let's do an amazing pass rusher. I think people forget how much juice he gave the Packers in Week 1. Considering that Jared Goff couldn't breathe for half of that game.
No doubt.
So, Nate, we're looking at this week's game with Rashee Rice coming back. Chiefs now have 6-7 targets that they can go to. What do you expect from Rashee Rice?
Well, this will be the great storyline for this game because the Chiefs can pretty much do whatever they want, guys. Yes, I know as of right now, you should expect Jalen Moore to be the left tackle. Given Josh Simmons' personal reasons for being absent from the team. But outside of Max Crosby, and in particular that secondary, basically whatever they want to work on with Rashee Rice is what they can do. If it wants to be crossers, if it wants to be, hey, let's just get him the ball behind the line of scrimmage, which they were really good at last year, just to get the ball in his hands so that he can move and make guys miss in the open field, hey, sure, do that. If you want him to run, actual intermediate routes, because you have Xavier Worthy, because you have Tyquan Thornton taking things over the top with Travis Kelce in the middle, then, hey, that's fine too. I just love the idea that whatever the Chiefs want to start Rashee Rice's integration into the offense, they can basically have a smorgasbord of what they want to pick because the Raiders might be the worst secondary that the Chiefs play all season. And that's one of the reasons why when we knew that this was a 6-game suspension, this was probably the best outcome for Rashee Rice because everything's building up towards that game a couple weeks from now when the Chiefs head to Buffalo against the Buffalo Bills, which, as we know, usually is a game that starts to dictate who has the inside track for the 1 seed.
You can find that article on ESPN that Nate Taylor has written about the return of Rashee Rice. Also, Nate, you mentioned Jalen Moore at left tackle. I've got to do my job. I've got to ask you because I trust you more than most people in this industry. The Josh Simmons situation, it seems a bit odd. Obviously, we give him his time, his personal time to do whatever he's doing. What say you about this entire situation?
Yeah, I know we don't have a ton of time, guys, and I appreciate it because this is the strangest situation I can think of since my first year covering the team on a daily basis, and that involved Eric Berry, who we saw every day but was not practicing during that 2018 season. And then, of course, he explained and alluded to the fact that it wasn't in his spirit anymore. Right. And that was difficult to hear because of how great and how inspirational of a player Eric Berry was. I have not come across anything this wild since then. I do believe it's a family matter. I do believe, Josh Simmons is back in like the Southern California, San Diego area, which is, his hometown. I had the responsibility yesterday, not to ask Andy Reid because I've done that already, but to really ask Patrick Mahomes, like, hey, man, have you talked to this guy? Patrick was very honest on Sunday saying he didn't know where Josh was and that, it's not every day the starting quarterback has to go to the coaching staff and say, where's the left tackle? And the coaching staff really doesn't have the best answer for your franchise quarterback. So when Patrick Mahomes said yesterday that he's praying for Josh Simmons, I think we all need to take that cue from the quarterback. And, I'm fearful, I guess, is probably the best way I can explain what I've heard, some of which I've tried to gather and confirm, and other things that I'm still trying to, pursue in terms of just having a better understanding of what Josh is going through. But I think there's a reason why Patrick just said, hey, I would, as much as I appreciate you, Nate, I'd love to keep the conversations really between us, and I'm praying for Josh, which, again, makes this, not only odd, but I'm just fearful because we don't have all the details right now. And that makes the outcome perhaps grim. And so I just want people to understand that this is really difficult for Josh. And I can't imagine what he's going through based on what I've heard. But hopefully we'll know more in the coming days.
Yeah, when you hear Andy say, Veach is handling that, I don't know what that means. Do you know what that means?
No, I have no idea what that means.
But he says that a lot when he doesn't want to answer questions,
Correct.
Nate.
Correct.
Like he
Thank
always
you.
puts that
Thank
off
you.
on Veach.
Yeah. I was just about to say that. Like, guys, this is not in the manual for NFL general managers, right? This is where you have to become a human more so than a manager or a supervisor, someone with authority. It's difficult. Andy and I understand Andy's got to get the rest of the guys ready for the Raiders. That is your historically, that's your biggest rival. They are coming into your building. You would like to be 4-3, right? You would like to start some actual momentum where you win. We go on a 3, 4, or 5 game winning streak. Well, in order to do that, you need to get the second win after their impressive victory over the Lions. But for Brett Veach, I mean, you could do all the – and I remember talking to a couple people about this over the last 2 days, guys. You could do all the scouting. You could do all the background, all the research. You could be aware of, everything that is surrounding a player's life well before you select them in the draft. But, I mean, life is unpredictable, and sometimes you just don't have control over things. And so you have to be a human that sympathizes, that has empathy, that is trying to communicate well to get the player to understand where you're coming from and to obviously try to, meet that player at least halfway on these things. I know it's got to be really frustrating for the Chiefs to not have control and to all of a sudden realize you don't have control on the eve, hours before you play a primetime game against a very, talented football team in the Lions. Mm-hmm. But, I guess I'll share this. Josh Simmons was listed as questionable with an illness before they played Jacksonville. I think that has to relate to his absence this past Sunday and ongoing. These things are related. And so I don't know how the Chiefs necessarily handled it hours before he played the Jacksonville Jaguars. And again, Jacksonville's performed amazing considering that what he's dealing with now could be in relation to what happened in terms of the team saying like, okay, well, he's questionable because he's dealing with an illness, which again, if you are, educated, that might infer you as to what might be going on. Again, I don't have all the details, but I was explained, or I was sort of told yesterday, that his blip on the injury report hours before kickoff in the stadium in Jacksonville is related to what he's dealing with now. So take that, as information that I can give you. But for Brett Veach, I don't know how you handle this other than just be a good human. I know Brett Veach is a father. You just have to sort of lean on sort of qualities that aren't related at all to the job.
Yeah, and the whole thing, though, with Andy, Brett's going to take care of that. I mean, I've heard Andy say that for 10 years now when it involves an injury or whatever the case may be, or really when he doesn't want to discuss something. And I don't blame them for not wanting to sit around and have these conversations when the answers aren't out there or they don't want to make answers public at this point in time.
Right.
The good news is Jalen Moore is part of this team, and I think everybody feels really good about him.
Yeah, and he's just a professional. I mean, he's someone who learned the best way possible for a guy who was not a starter who entered the league. He learned from Trent Williams. And so, hey, you can rely on all those lessons, all those teaching. Hey, you did have, a couple spot starts, even last year when Trent Williams was injured. So he can rely on that. It's one thing to say, hey, I got to perform in week one in a new system. Well, thankfully for Jalen Moore, he's had 5 weeks to get used to the Chiefs system, to see what Josh Simmons has done, to see what Patrick Mahomes likes, how he wants to feel in the pocket on certain down and distance situations. And, oh, by the way, it must be really nice for you to just come out and just say, hey, Aiden Hutchinson is not ruining the game. And essentially he'll have to do that next week, on Sunday. Hey, Max Crosby is not going to ruin the game because I'm on the team. I'm going to be accountable, and that's going to let the offense sort of function. It's remarkable, guys, that he didn't know he was going to start until the day of the game, and the offense didn't miss a beat against, a good football team. Like, the Lions will be in the playoffs, and they scored 30 points relatively easy. So as long as Jalen Moore can give you a repeat performance against the Raiders, I have no questions that the Chiefs will score perhaps 30 or more against the Raiders, depending on how well the defense does on their part.
Nate, last one around the Simmons situation. Do you think we have an answer by the end of the game on Sunday?
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
No.
Yeah. So
I mean, that's my best educated guess right now.
Okay.
I'm trying to find the right word. I don't want to say, like, when we talk about injuries, I say, like, hey, this might linger, even if the player comes back and he plays, right? So for this situation, it's somewhat similar. This is ongoing, and there might be more twists, there might be more turns. Look, I mean, the Chiefs are trying to gather information literally as we're talking right now, and they don't have all the information.
Right.
And again, that's a bit unusual, given how important football is, and this is a multi-billion-dollar industry. But I would be more surprised if we had all the details by Sunday.
Do you think? Sorry.
Go ahead. No, I just think this is. I just don't think this is going to be wrapped up anytime soon.
Do you think he plays again this season?
Oh, that's definitely a possibility.
Yeah. But what's the percentage you would go with as of today?
I mean, the kid loves football. I mean, no matter who I've talked to today, or no matter who I've talked to this week, and that's in the league, that's within the organization, that's teammates specific. The dude loves football. I mean, again, guys, he was going through something hours before, his first time ever performing on Monday Night Football, and still went out there and did a hell of a job. I mean, based on what I learned yesterday, I almost came away just more impressed with how he's performed over the last couple weeks before any of this became, a greater situation. So I just want I want fans to understand, like, it's not like the dude loves football or he doesn't love football or like he doesn't care about his teammates. Like, all those things you don't have to question. This is extremely serious, and if it gets resolved, hey, who knows, from a month from now he could be back on the field. He could be back to being a guy that we thought, hey, he's on the trajectory to be an all-pro player, guys. Like, that's why you took him in the first round. but life is complicated. Life is unpredictable. I don't have a great definitive answer for you guys, but if he has a chance to get back to normalcy and get back to football, he will do that. He will be more than capable of returning on the field and being the player that we've seen over the first 5 weeks of the season. So definitely a possibility. I just don't know when that'll happen.
Nate, this week it's Raider week, obviously a big one for the division, a big one to get another AFC win and whatnot. How do you see the Raiders trying to stop this offense? Besides praying.
Yeah, I was like, because early in the season, like before the Chiefs had Xavier Worthy, the answer was actually, hey, just go blitz Patrick Mahomes because you don't want to give him time to sort of get into creating, extended plays out of the pocket. Well, Patrick Mahomes has been really good against the blitz since Xavier Worthy came back. Now they have Rashee Rice, and you go, well, we definitely don't want to blitz. So you basically want to drop 4, you definitely want to rush 4, maybe drop 8 into coverage when you get into the red zones or third down situations. You're going to need turnover luck. Mahomes has been probably the most precise quarterback with the football this season when he actually has let go of the ball. Can you punch a ball out from a ball carrier, right? If that's Isaiah Pacheco, if that's Juju Smith-Schuster, if that's Xavier Worthy, I would be telling the Raiders, hey, try to punch the football, try to get us an extra possession or two. Hell, I don't know, onside kick in the third quarter because you can do that now. Just tell everybody in the building. We know we're the team with plenty of disadvantages. We're going to try to create as much havoc as we can. I used to always tell opposing fans, opposing coaching staffs, when they used to play the Chiefs in 2020 or 2022, the game's not normal once you play this team, right? So do anything that is outside of your comfort zone, hoping that it sort of affects the actual team that has the better players, the better roster, the better coaching staff. So if you're the Raiders, mix it up as best you can and hope Geno plays out of his mind because that's one of the more disappointing parts of the season. I thought Geno Smith would give the Raiders a level of competence that they would not be in the predicament they're in right now. But a large reason why they've lost their games this season is because Geno has actually not played that well.
Nate, I mean this every week. I mean it more this week. Thanks for doing what you do. You do a great job at it. I know this week has probably been more tough than you've had to deal with in the last decade, but keep doing the Lord's work, man. We appreciate you, what you do over there at ESPN.
Yeah, I appreciate you guys as always, and thanks for giving me the time.
You bet. Absolutely. That's Nate Taylor of ESPN. A lot to kind of dive in there. Wow. So there's your situation from somebody that's probably the closest to that team of anybody. So, again, support. That's what it is, man. Just support the guy in the situation that he's going through. So we get back on the other side. We'll dive more into what this Chiefs game is. Plus, we'll get into some more bulletin board material. But, again, thanks to Nate Taylor for that. And semi-pro football out of focus, under fire. That's where we go back to as we lighten things up a little bit here on 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City sports.
This is voice of the Wildcats, Wyatt Thompson. And you're listening to Fescoe and Dusty on your home for K-State Athletics, 96.5 The Fan.
Brought to you by Golden Oak Lending. Do you need extra cash? Golden Oak Lending can convert your home's equity into cash in as little as 14 days. Let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues.
Another summer is ended. And you may have noticed that your energy is lower, your workouts aren't as productive, perhaps you aren't sleeping as well and feel foggy all the time, maybe even your sex drive is off. This is Jeff for Heartland Men's Health, and if you're experiencing some or all of these symptoms, it's likely you have low testosterone. And if that's what's going on with you, don't wait. You need to call us at Heartland Men's Health and get treated for your low T, because living with low testosterone is no way to live. With our low T treatments, if you're like most guys, your life will change considerably. Improved sleep, better energy, greater gains in the gym, better mental clarity, and your sex drive will likely improve as well. Plus, most men see these results in just a few weeks. So call us. Your initial visit is just $99 and includes PSA and T-test and a medical consult. And if you start on testosterone the day of your appointment, your visit is free. Call 844-447-6600. That's 844-447-6600. Or go to heartlandmenshealth.com.
Every NFL Thursday is your chance to hit the jackpot on FanDuel. Because with FanDuel's Thursday Touchdown Jackpot, you can win a share of $2 million in bonus bets each week. To get in on this Thursday's action, all you have to do is place an anytime touchdown score bet before the game kicks off. And if your player scores the first or last touchdown of the game, you'll win your bet plus a share of bonus bets. Just visit FanDuel.com/Alex to take a shot at the jackpot. That's FanDuel.com/Alex for your chance to win a share of $2 million in bonus bets. Play your game with FanDuel, an official sports betting partner of the NFL and 96.5 The Fan. 21 and present in Kansas. Opt in. Must apply profit boost token on select market. Prize pool to be split equally among all eligible participants who made the correct first or last touchdown pick. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable bonus bets will expire 21 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. FanDuel is offering online sports wagering in Kansas under agreement with Kansas Star Casino, LLC. Gambling problem? Getting help is your best bet. Call 1-800-522-4700 or visit kansasgamblinghelp.com.
I'm Piera Palazzolo, VP of Digital Marketing for the American Management Association, a company focused on the management training skills needed to enhance the careers of business professionals. We did our research when it came to the best companies for website development and chose AmericanEagle.com. And we couldn't be happier. AmericanEagle.com worked closely with us to understand the front and back end requirements needed to launch an e-commerce website that could handle the complexities of running thousands of seminars nationwide. Our robust new website and improved SEO saw immediate increases in site traffic and web revenue. If you're in need of managerial effectiveness and success, visit our website at amanet.org. If you're in need of a website that provides an unparalleled consumer experience, I highly recommend AmericanEagle.com.
Transform your business today. Dial 877-WEB-NOW-1 for a free digital consultation with AmericanEagle.com.
Think Verizon, the best 5G network, is expensive? Think again. Bring in your AT&T or T-Mobile bill to a Verizon store today and we'll give you a better deal. Now, what to do with your unwanted bills? Maybe turn them into paper airplanes headed to See Ya Never AT&T and T-Mobile. Jokes aside, the best 5G network has you covered with the most ways to save on plans, streaming, and phone deals. So bring in your bill to your local Verizon store today and we'll give you a better deal. Rankings based on root metric true score report dated 1H2025. Your results may vary. Must provide a postpaid consumer mobile bill dated within the past 45 days. Bill must be in the same name as the person redeeming the deal. Additional terms apply.
Chumba Casino brings non-stop fun straight to your screen. Anytime, anywhere. Explore hundreds of games like slots, blackjack, and instant scratch-style cards. Sign up to unlock your free welcome bonus and daily login bonuses. And enjoy your chance at exciting prizes without spending a thing. Just click, play, and enjoy the ride. Sponsored by VGW Group. No purchase necessary. See terms at ChumbaCasino.com. Must be over 21 and present in a state where it's legal to play.
Football season is big beef season. Join the Booth Creek Wagyu revolution and taste the steaks, burgers, and even Wagyu hot dogs that are changing the way America eats beef. Booth Creek has 2 convenient locations at 95th and Knoll and 135th and Metcalf, where they sample mouthwatering Wagyu every day. And their beef experts will lead you to the perfect cut. And now, Booth Creek is offering same-day delivery. Perfect for last-minute gatherings when you need Wagyu fast. Now available in-store, online, and same-day delivery. BoothCreekWagyu.com.
It's football season and snacking season, and nothing goes better with football and snacking better than Daisy Dips. And now Daisy came out with a delicious Daisy French onion dip and a Daisy ranch dip, and these are a game changer. From chips to wings to veggies, they all go better with Daisy Dips. And I love dipping pretzels into the Daisy French onion dip. It's amazing. And the best part, these are delicious as homemade dips because they're made with real herbs and spices and other ingredients you find in your own kitchen. Look for Daisy Dips at a grocery store near you.
Here's traffic brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
Brought to you by Shawnee Mission Ford. On a mission to do more, view our inventory at ShawneeMissionFord.com. Heading into downtown from the Kansas side, 70 eastbound should be avoided. It's solid from the state line over towards I-35 with an accident where you're down to just the right shoulder getting by. 70 heading out of downtown on the other side. Eastbound lanes get heavy at 71. Stay slow over past Prospect with construction. At Shawnee Mission Ford, you get it all. A great selection of new Fords plus a lifetime powertrain warranty along with the 1-year Select Plus protection. View our inventory at ShawneeMissionFord.com. From America for America, Shawnee Mission Ford on a mission to do more. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan, traffic.
Back in on Fescoe and Dusty with Mac Morey as well. And we'll talk about PFF. Piss. Oh, man. Shout out to Nate Taylor, man. Thanks for all that. We appreciate it. We don't have the expertise on the situation. You do. I appreciate you, Nate. Fellow mule there for you, roll stable.
Yeah, it was very telling. Some of that.
It was. We'll get back into that at the 9 o'clock hour for those of you that might have missed that. But we canceled Rodgers last year. Right?
That's right.
We didn't want to say his name, so we called him Lord Baelish, Littlefinger, yada, 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 right? This year, I think our cancellation station is PFF.
Yeah, Semi-Pro Football Out of Focus. I've canceled them for years now, and now everybody's realizing, hey, he was right. This thing is a fraud.
Because
what are you calling him, Bob?
Semi-Pro Football Out of Focus. Spoof.
Yeah, there we go.
That's the acronym. It's spoof. Yeah,
Spoofy
it's
season.
a spoof.
What was in Holes? Smoosh? Was it Smoosh?
Might have been Smoosh.
Where
Yeah,
it was like the onions and the peaches were together, and that's what made the shoes clean. Great movie. Great book,
What movie?
Too. Holes.
I don't know.
Oh,
like
yeah,
Shia
Disney
LaBeouf.
Plus?
Yeah, no. Yeah.
Oh, I wonder if the girls have seen it. They would love
They would actually love that movie.
Yeah.
Yes.
Holes.
John Voight's in it.
Oh, really? His
yeah,
car?
Sigourney Weaver.
Oh, wow. How old is this movie?
2000?
Yeah, I was going to say.
Shia LaBeouf's like 16.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, I was
right
young
out of-
when it came out, early 2000s. Yeah.
Coming right out of Even Stevens. Beans.
Beans, dude.
Yeah, man. See, we are the same.
Go. A little overlap.
No, I guarantee your daughters would love Holes. If they haven't seen it, you'll actually like it. It's a very good movie. If you forget Madison Zeroni, you'll be cursed for eternity. Yes, seen it 15 times. Anyways, so Pro Football Focus is in under fire. J.J. Watt was on Pat McAfee's show yesterday. Take it as you will, but this is one of the greatest defensive linemen we've ever seen.
I'm getting hot. I'm getting hot.
Oh, I like
Keep
that.
going, love it.
Okay.
Keep going,
Hey,
Jay. Love it.
this is how you summon some change.
Exactly.
You know, you got to get passionate.
Personal stories of Uber drivers telling NFL passengers that they break down film for PFF and that they watch the TV copy only and put a grade out after the game.
That Uber driver's.
You can't watch film on the TV copy and create a grade. You can't break down a person's grade and know what they're supposed to do if you don't know their exact assignment. Like D-Butt just said, I know defensive line play unbelievably well. I could not go and grade a game for a player and give him a definitive grade without speaking to him, his coach, the scheme, everything. It's just a fact. PFF has a ton of great stuff. Player grading sucks. Stop putting it out.
And then what? Are we biased to say he's the greatest defensive coordinator of all time?
No. I mean, Bill Belichick would be in the running for that, but Steve Spagnuolo has done more as a defensive coordinator than Bill Belichick did as a defensive coordinator.
And this is Spags on the situation.
What grades are you using?
PFF is what I'm looking at right now.
That's what everybody uses. The only thing, Chris Collinsworth, I think he's a good dude, and he's involved in that company. I don't know how you put a grade on somebody when you don't know actually what their assignment was or what they were being told. So, I don't know. It's like from our standpoint, I thought Chris in this particular game had a real big effect on the game. They obviously found ways to double him, whether it was two linemen, the running back at times was chipping inside, which you don't see a lot because that was the Chris Jones effect. A number of times that he didn't get there, but I think he forced the quick throw or step up. So, from my standpoint, I don't remember what Chris's actual grade was, but I know that at the end of the game, I thought the guys up front, Chris included, had a big effect on the way things went.
Yeah, I mean, that's right there, everything you need to know. Maybe the greatest defensive end of all time and the greatest defensive coordinator of all time are both saying, stop with the Semi-Pro Football Out of Focus grades. They're just spoofs. And that's what they are. And that's why, for me, I've never been able to eloquently explain why I hate it as much as Steve Spagnuolo was able to explain. He had the last piece of information. Like, you've got 90% of that story. You need that 10% to bring that whole thing together. Steve Spagnuolo and J.J. Watt brought that whole story together for me by saying, how do you grade somebody when you don't know what the questions are? And I'm like, oh, that's really good. You don't know on any play what anybody is supposed to do. And so it's hard to give out a grade when you don't know what the question was. It's like looking at a test and the student just passes back all of the answers and you're looking at it to grade. You don't know what the questions are to correspond with those answers. And so that's what you're doing. You're grading a test when you don't know the questions and you're just looking at it and making a subjective guess on what somebody was supposed to do. And coaches may look at a tape for Chris Jones, and let's say he had no sacks, no tackles in the game. They go, that was one of the best games that he played. He did everything we needed him to do. us watching the game with the naked eye going, that guy had no tackles and no sacks. What did he do today? And we say he had a bad game. And we don't know that. It's like the analogy Dusty gave earlier. The two quarterbacks that were rated this past weekend, Mahomes and Josh Allen, had the exact same semi-pro football out of focus ranking and number, and Patrick Mahomes was 1,000,000 times better than what Josh Allen was. And even if you think you know it's a passing play, what if it was a broken play and it was supposed to be a running play? And there's so many variables that we just don't know. To sit here and grade people on that is, frankly, out of whack.
And Mac brought up this one. Kenny Walker, 10 carries, 34 yards, 1 catch, 3 yards. Bijan Robinson had 19 carries, 170 yards, 6 catches for 68 yards. Walker had a higher PFF grade. That's from Jarrett Bailey.
Nuts.
That's crazy.
Probably something wrong if that's the conclusion that is made.
And you can tell they're starting to feel the heat because there was a PFF podcast yesterday that they were answering about some of the grades and they were changing some of the grades. Well, we come out with the grades right after the game, then we review the grades. So that's why. So you can tell that them inside the company are starting to say, okay, people are kind of calling our bluff.
Well, because it is a bluff. I mean, and that's what it is. And I've been the nutbag for the last 10 years calling the bluff on these folks, and nobody wanted to listen because we've allowed nerds to take over sports. And it's not good. Baseball's not in a better place right now with all the analytics involved in it. It's better when you don't have that stuff. Now, there's some stuff that you can use and need, and that's fine. And I get all that. But I don't know that the games themselves are better with the nerds involved. We've nerderized the society that we live in right now. And nerds, my mother used to tell me, nerds inherit the earth. Well, they also ruin things, okay? They're ruining sports right now. And the faster we can remove the nerds, the better off sports is going to be. And semi-pro football out of focus is a bunch of nerds making up information so they can hang out with the cool kids is essentially what it is. And the fact that they're responding to it now means the bluff's over, man. Like the king with no clothes walking around, the emperor with no clothes walking around. We're all on to you right now. I was first to the party. I don't care that I'm going to admit that. And now everybody else is realizing it. And I love the fact that now people in the league are finally calling guys out. Because I guarantee you guys, people have been cut. People have lost their jobs because of these semi-pro football out of focus numbers.
Do they have their, scoring system available?
Oh, that's a good question, Dusty. Is it a
like
mythical
rubric?
thing?
Yeah. Is that out there? So, you could go look at it and make sense of, okay, because we look at, because I'm ignorant to it. I don't know how they grade. I don't know if it's pressure rates, sack numbers, because to me, it just does not make sense when I look at two different stat lines. I look at Kenny Walker and Bijan Robinson. I look at Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes, and yet I look at both games and I look at that and from my eyes, miles and away was Mahomes better than Josh Allen this week, and miles away, Bijan Robinson might have been the best player of the week.
Right.
They give you this. They use a 2-tier grading scale.
I bet they do.
A raw play-by-play scale from -2 to +2 in 0.5 increments, and then the final 0 to 100 scale that we talk about with player grades. Context is key. The same action can receive different grades depending on the context, such as down or distance or whether a broken tackle was involved. Like Mahomes' touchdown pass, that little pop pass to who was it? Was it Hollywood Brown? The jet sweep pass? Like the PFF, 0 for Mahomes on that. They don't give anything, which fine. He didn't really do anything. So that's kind of what they're saying, I guess.
That's crap.
And then he also did.
If he doesn't get the ball perfectly,
does he get a +2 for recovering his own fumble, or is that just a minus?
Well, he should. Allen threw 2 interceptions. Yeah. I feel like that should be a negative.
That should be huge negatives. Like
it's a negative in fantasy football.
Huge negatives.
Well, how many turnover-worthy plays?
Well, see, and that right there is another one that drives me nuts. How do you know what a turnover-worthy play is? You're just making that up. It is made-up nonsense that Chris Collinsworth has done a great job of peddling. I mean, honestly, if he's not on Sunday Night Football talking about this stuff, I don't know that this becomes as big as it is. But
you mentioned the name, too. The name that's a good point. The name's a part of it, too. The acronym, PFF, it's easy. We get it. Pro football, okay, sweet.
Yeah, Pro Football Focus. It sounds like it's legit. It sounds like it's on the up and up. But really, it's a bunch of, as J.J. Watt said, Uber drivers sitting around looking at the TV video trying to grade people when you don't know what the test was about.
Cap.
Yeah, it is. It's no cap. But no, this one is cap. I bet you probably in about 6-7 years, nobody's talking about this anymore.
Chode.
The Riz is gone from semi-pro football out of focus, I'll tell you. Get bent.
No doubt. Yeah, so I guess I need to look at their grading. Man, it is Raider week. And I told Danon on Tuesday we'll get to his comments that he made earlier this week. Plus, I'll I told Dane, I was like, I'm going to text you on Friday, and I'm going to text you on Sunday afternoon, or not afternoon, pre-noon, and see if you still have that same sort of narrative that it's not as what it used to be. Because I guarantee you, Devin White's making it pretty evidently clear that there's still some hatred floating around between the silver and black and the red and gold here on 96.5 The Fan, your home for the Kansas City Chiefs.
Kegs and eggs in football. Let's go.
You're listening to Fescoe and Dusty. Tune in to hear Mitch Holtis every Friday at 7:20, right here on your home for Chiefs football. 96.5 The Fan. Fescoe and Dusty is brought to you by Golden Oak Lending. Do you need extra cash? Golden Oak Lending can convert your home's equity into cash in as little as 14 days. Let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues.
Well, I'll tell you what, more and more these days, people who are in pain are taking control of their health, and they're looking beyond that traditional medicine. And that's why QC Kinetics is so successful, because people with chronic joint pain are learning that there are other options besides steroids, meds, and surgery. Patients fighting pain are getting lasting relief using advanced cellular level treatments. It's QC Kinetics regenerative medicine that can revitalize your joints using growth factors from your own body. And it's a simple injection. We're not talking about a hospital stay. It's fast, all natural, with no downtime. So if your back or your knees or your shoulder hurt all the time, then you need to explore all of your options. Be smart. Don't let them tell you more pills or surgery are your only choices, because that's not the case. Call QC Kinetics and get a free consultation. 816-412-6299 is the telephone number. Thousands of patients around the country are finding a better life with QC Kinetics' amazing regenerative treatments. Get that free consultation now. 816-412-6299. That's 816-412-6299. Appointments available on Saturdays off 435 in State Line and in Gladstone. It's QC Kinetics.
This is Dana Hughes. In Kansas City football, we honor tradition, but we always look forward to what's next. That's why I'm all in for Flight by Yingling. It's brewed by the oldest brewery in America, but built for today. 2.6 carbs, 95 calories, crisp, clean, and full of flavor, just the way a light beer should be. It's got the legacy and the stats to back it up. Flight by Yingling, the next generation of light beer and the official beer of Dana Hughes. B.G. Yingling and Son, Pottsville, Pennsylvania.
I don't sell lab-grown diamonds because they represent everything that can be bad about the jewelry industry and are the opposite of why my family is in it. This is Gene at House of Diamonds. I opened my diamond and custom jewelry shop to build relationships of trust with my customers. Prior to opening House of Diamonds, I worked at other jewelry stores and saw how that trust can be betrayed. And now I'm seeing it again with those who are selling lab-grown diamonds for thousands, nearly all of it profit, knowing that they are worth nothing the second they leave the store. So if you ever want to sell that lab diamond or want to trade up, you have literally nothing to sell or trade. That will never happen at House of Diamonds. We guarantee a trade-in value of 100% of the price you paid us for your hand-selected natural diamond. Don't become a lab-grown diamond victim. Learn more at mybigrock.com. And then come see me at House of Diamonds on the southeast corner of College and Quivira.
Morning, Zoe. Got donuts.
Jeff Bridges, why are you still living above our garage?
Well, I dig the mattress, and I want to be in a T-Mobile commercial like you. Teach me, Saldana.
Oh, no, I'm not really prepared. I couldn't possibly. At T-Mobile, get the new iPhone 17 Pro on them. It's designed to be the most powerful iPhone yet and has the ultimate pro camera system.
Wow, impressive. Let me try. T-Mobile is the best place to get iPhone 17 Pro because they've got the best network.
Nice, Jeffrey.
You heard them. T-Mobile is the best place to get the new iPhone 17 Pro on us with eligible trade-in in any condition.
So, what are we having for lunch?
Dude, my work here is done.
The 24 monthly bill credits on Experience Beyond for well-qualified customers plus tax and $35 device connection charge. Credits end and balance due if you pay off early or cancel. Finance agreement iPhone 17 Pro 256 gigs, $1,099.99 and new line minimum $100 plus a month plan with auto pay plus taxes and fees required. Best mobile network in the U.S. based on analysis by Ookla Speed Test Intelligence data 1H2025. Visit T-Mobile.com.
Brought to you by Duke's Mayonnaise.
This is the Duke's country song. It's a song about the best mayo. It has a yellow lid and its full name is Duke's Mayonnaise. Get Duke's Mayo in store. It's got twang.
Here's traffic, brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
70 eastbound crossing the state line, very heavy. Stay slow over to I-35 with an accident where you're down to one lane getting by. On the other side of downtown, 70 eastbound heavy from the Paseo over to Truman with construction. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan, traffic.
Hey, it's Creed Humphrey. The Chiefs Radio Network pregame show starts 3 hours before kickoff, right here on your home for Chiefs football, 96.5 The Fan.
KFNC FM and AM, HD1 and HD2, Kansas City, an Odyssey sports station.
If you missed it, we'll get to Nate Taylor a little bit later, what he had to say about the Josh Simmons situation. We'll play that for you in the 9 o'clock hour, extended on the other side of the break. So we'll get into that as well, plus what we could possibly see from this wide receiver core in the coming weeks of the season.
Be joined by our guy Gold.
That's right. It's Golden Locks Day as well. We got all kinds of betting odds coming your way in about 20 minutes.
No doubt about it, baby. No doubt. But before we get into that, we always talk, is Raider Week still relevant in Kansas City? Is it still Raider Week? And I know there's a lot of fans that listen to this program that are from the ages of 70 to 21, maybe even younger than that.
Yeah.
Shout out to Bryson, who I think is like 15. But
go, Bryson.
You get all these people that listen to this show and enjoy it. And like you have said many times, referencing different situations, some people may never know that Andy Reid was a coach of the Philadelphia Eagles. Some people may never know that Joe Montana played for the Chiefs. Some people may never know that, Ichiro Suzuki played for the Marlins. It happened. Not a lot of people in my age group, 38, are really Raider haters.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people in your age group, 48, are still and always will be Raider haters.
That's right.
Like me, I'm always a hater of the Broncos. It's my most hated franchise in sports. I hate them worse than any other franchise because I hate sports. I think that's a good, healthy thing to have. It means you still have the drive and the heart for it. More love in the world, more
hate in sports.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And less hate in the world, more hate in sports. And I think that kind of goes away. But there's always somebody, right? There's always
Chode
out there that will kind of give you some sort of bulletin board material. And this week it is Mr. Devin White in the third person.
experience going against Mahomes in the past in the Super Bowl just kind of helped heading into this game and for the team too.
Yeah, I mean, for me alone, I ain't scared. I know a lot of people look at him as for what he is. The guy won 3 Super Bowls or whatnot, and obviously, but it's just good to have experience being able to play. And I treat every game like a big game, but to go on the road and be able to go in their house when they got a good stadium, and be able to do what we do. So I know I'm gonna be poised, and I have my guys ready to play.
Situation where you're matched up with Kelsey, what's that coverage like? What's that challenge like?
Devin White gonna win. That's all. Devin White gonna win when I'm against him.
Twice.
Now, that's the part where I go, okay, it's time to play. The beginning part, I didn't care about at all. Like, you should never be scared in the NFL.
Not until he has the ball in his hand with the, down by 1 with 8 minutes left. You better be scared.
You better be scared at that point in time. But like fear of getting on the field, these are NFL players. These guys aren't scared of anybody, right? But now, how you're going to go out there and perform is a different story, right? You think you're going to go out and take care of Travis Kelce? Fine. I love the mindset. Like, if you're a Raider fan, you're like, that's the guy. That's the mindset. Let's go. If you're a Chiefs fan and you're Travis Kelce, you're like, screw you, pal. I'm going to take care of business. I'm going to make you eat those words. And I think Travis Kelce probably has, the upper hand in this game against Devin White. I think it's going to be a lot of fun to see Travis Kelce go out there and eat. And I think, with the generational thing of the Raider hatred, it all stems because, that's when we were raised. When we were growing up, Chiefs and Raiders was made to be a big deal. You heard about it all the time from Marty and Carl and Vermeil and all those guys. And Lamar Hunt, they embodied that. And Lamar and Al Davis didn't like each other for a long period of time, and whatnot. And the two franchises were just, at each other's throats all the time. And I think a lot of the ability to have that Raider hatred also was because a lot of the guys from the 60s that played the Raiders in those games where they were punching Lenny in the face and all that kind of stuff, those guys were still alive and could come back and tell those stories. And when they were telling those stories in the 90s to those players, those guys weren't old timers back then. They were in their 50s probably, right? And so they're telling all these Raider hater stories. A lot of that generation is dead now, Dusty, and I don't mean that in a negative way, but a lot of those guys from the 60s, other than like Bobby Bell and Willie Lanier and a couple of these guys, most of these guys have passed on, and that Raider hatred is not there. The Raider hatred from Lamar isn't there. Carl isn't there anymore. Marty isn't there anymore. And so it takes, time for some of these things to kind of kick back into full gear. And a big problem with the Raiders and why it wasn't a rivalry when you guys were kind of young, because Denver was winning Super Bowls and the Raiders were non-existent, and the Raiders really haven't been an existing franchise in the last 30 years.
Which is funny because most notably, they beat you on Christmas, right? Didn't complete a pass in the second half. Maybe the second, third, or fourth quarters.
Yeah.
They drove a bus around your stadium.
Yeah.
And they stomped on your field before the game started.
Right.
Two of those things obviously didn't end up ending well. They did the circle in the offensive, the offensive huddle, and then they came out and did their thing, and it got called back. But they remember, and it's, for me, I think it bleeds more Raider hatred towards Kansas City because of the opposite fact. They have beat your ass all the time. But again, they have won 2020, 2023. I give them credit for that. But again, it's fueled by Max Crosby. And Max Crosby is going to have the option to go against Jalen Moore or Juwan Taylor. I would assume if you took 100% of his snaps, I would assume 80% of them would come across Juwan Taylor. But I do think that you got a good prelimp up to that last week of Aiden Hutchinson.
That's why I'm so excited about this game, because of that, too.
And you look at last week, and Nate Taylor talked about it earlier, the Raiders' secondary is trash.
Yeah.
And the Lions isn't, but it was because of injury. The Lions have a guy in their D-line in Aiden Hutchinson who can wreck a game, and he didn't. And the Raiders have a guy in their D-line in Max Crosby who could wreck a game and didn't.
Right.
Now, Geno Smith is nowhere near the tier of Jared Goff.
No.
And they don't have...
He's much better than Jared.
Right, and I don't even know if Jacoby Myers is going to play because his name is in the trade block, so it could be like one of those healthy scratches. Don't want to mess up our prized possession
He sounds like a law firm, Jacoby and Myers.
Yeah, right.
Wasn't there a law firm, Jacoby and Myers? Matt, look that up.
Rubens, Cambiano, and Bryant.
Right, but there also was I believe a Jacoby and Myers law firm.
So I think also in this situation, they do have this Tucker kid, but whether that's going to be Noel Williams or Trent McDuffie, whether he lines up, they're going to have him covered as well. Brock Bowers is a maybe, but I think they want him to play. And then there's Ashton Genty. But
what's he been this year? You guys were really high on him. It's too early to make a judgment, obviously.
He's coming around.
Yeah,
I will say that.
Slow. Contact is made with him before the line of scrimmage earlier than anyone else in the league. His blocking is
his line
disgusting.
Yeah,
his line sucks.
Okay, so not a fair judgment of him then. Yeah, that's
opinion.
fair. Okay, I'm good with that.
In Ashton Genty's numbers on the year, he's got 105 rushing attempts for 424 yards. He's averaging 70.7 yards a game. He has 3 rushing touchdowns. He's also had 14 receptions for 73 yards, averaging 5.2 a catch and 2 touchdowns. So 5 touchdowns in 6 weeks. Yeah, I mean, a rookie season.
Yeah.
Right?
With no offensive line.
Correct. And Geno Smith, who's coughing the ball up, 10 times so far this year?
Jeez,
he had 9 interceptions in 3 weeks.
It's crazy.
That's nuts. And so,
we got to force him into those turnovers because I don't want to see this clean game by Geno Smith this week, right? Oh, he played the Chiefs. He had a clean game. He didn't turn the ball over.
Have a
Chiefs win the
party
game.
for your D-line.
Yeah.
Right? This is it.
Yeah.
This is a morale boost for you. Chris Jones, go wreak havoc. Derek Nottie, quit being the 199th out of 199 defensive linemen. Karlaftis, go feast. They're going to triple team, double team Chris Jones, and you've got Ashton Genty, who's a rookie running back there that may not know how to chip block just quite perfectly yet in the NFL. Exploit it.
Yeah.
Geno with pressure will give anybody Drew Tranquil could get a pick this week instead of trying to mess it up with Nick Bolton. Right? Sorry. But that sort of stuff can't happen. If you let this game play out like the Jacksonville game where you're just giving them chance after chance after chance, hanging around.
You can't let them hang around. No.
And you also, like Andy Reid said, we got to score more points. Go rip their throat out. Don't feel bad.
Yeah.
Because if they do that to you, Max Crosby's gonna be smoking soaks in the locker room again. Talking all that trash, saying, "Oh, we beat the Chiefs and we're still relevant." No. Knock them dead.
Yeah.
Send their asses packing and their season over.
Yeah, just end it for the Raiders. That's right. You got to pressure Geno Smith, embarrass Geno Smith, absolutely embarrass their defense. And I don't know if Pete Carroll and Andy Reid are friends. They may be. I don't care if you are. Go out there and embarrass him. I want one of those games this weekend. I'm going to be greedy this weekend. I want to leave that game at the 2-minute warning and go, it's 40-0. We're good to go.
I'm home by halftime of the not only that, the second quarter
of the 3 o'clock games. That's I want to be greedy this weekend. I don't leave games early normally, right? But in a blowout, obviously you're going to leave at the 2-minute warning or something like that.
Oh, yeah.
I want to comfortably at the 4-minute warning text everybody and say, let's head back to the bus. This one is over.
Having so much fun, you got celery between your cheeks. Somebody mentioned MacGruber, so I had to bring it up.
Okay, I was like, what?
Ripping throats, man. You never seen the movie MacGruber? Yeah. F you, dude.
MacGruber's awesome.
One of the stupidest, funniest movies I've ever
It's so
seen.
good.
Yes.
The cemetery scene. All right, coming up on the other side, we get into our Golden Locks with Alex Gold, the most handsome man at 96.5 The Fan. Your home for Kansas City Sports.
Good morning, Kansas City. This is Trey Smith, and you're listening to Fescoe and Dusty on your home for Chiefs football, 96.5 The Fan.
Brought to you by Golden Oak Lending. Do you need extra cash? Golden Oak Lending can convert your home's equity into cash in as little as 14 days. Let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues.
Well, I'll tell you what, it is Thursday, and that means it is a big day over at Hy-Vee. It is steak day at Hy-Vee. You better believe it, man. You get that perfectly grilled steak that they cook for you right there as you order it with the sides of mashed potatoes and green beans or whatever sides you want, all for $12 at Hy-Vee today. That's right. It is steak day, and you need to take advantage of that because if you're like me and you got the kids in high school running from here to there and everywhere, it is so busy in life. Hy-Vee makes things so much easier, not only with steak night tonight, but also with their aisles online grocery shopping experience that you can have at Hy-Vee. It's so easy. Just download the app or go to Hy-Vee.com. Choose your store, select your items, and Hy-Vee will do all the shopping for you. Then you can either pick it up at Hy-Vee or have it delivered to your home. Try it today because new customers are going to get $10 off your first Aisles online purchase with code. So you can save time, save money. What could be better? Only at Hy-Vee.
BetMGM is inviting you to charge the field this pro football season. Existing BetMGM customers can have a ball without having to sweat. Log into your account to get a pro football no sweat token. Apply the token to your next pro football bet. If you lose with the token attached, you'll get your stake back in bonus bets. That's right, with the no sweat token, you get your stake back in bonus bets if you don't win. There's nothing like a fresh set of downs. And that's just what BetMGM is offering if you don't win with a no-sweat token. Find your favorite matchup and be part of the action. Make this pro football season one for the ages. Make it legendary. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to play responsibly. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 plus only. Kansas only. Existing customer offer. Subject to eligibility requirements. Rewards are non-withdrawable bonus bets that expire in 7 days. Please gamble responsibly. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In partnership with Kansas Crossing Casino and Hotel.
Spend less time shopping and more time on the job site with bulk savings on select pro-trusted drywall and concrete mixes from Lowe's. You save big, and you're always ready for the next job.
Natural disasters happen every year. Fires, hurricanes, tornadoes. And with that, your most important moments recorded on VHS, camcorder tapes, and 8mm could all be gone in an instant. Cherished moments like your wedding, baby's first steps, family trips to Yellowstone. Lost. Enter Legacy Box. Digitizing your old media with Legacy Box protects your irreplaceable memories from the threat of natural disaster by digitally preserving them onto thumb drive, DVD, or the cloud, so they're safe forever. Legacy Box is the safest and easiest way to preserve your past, which is why it's been trusted by over 1 million families. Send Legacy Box your home movies, photos, and film. Their team of trained professionals will do the rest right here in the U.S. For a limited time, Legacy Box is offering radio listeners an incredible 50% off. Go to legacybox.com/value and save 50% when you digitize your memories. That's legacybox.com/value.
Now that I'm a dad, I can't stop thinking about what would happen to my kids if something happened to me. Like losing the house or not affording college.
Yeah, that used to keep me up at night too. It's why I finally got life insurance from Ethos. It's 100% online. No medical exams, just a few health questions. I got $2 million in coverage for around $2 a day.
I never realized it was that simple. Get your free quote at ethos.com/game. That's ethos.com/game.
Rates may vary. Billed monthly. Sample rate 10-year term life policy for a 35-year-old healthy non-smoking male.
If you are 50 or older, it is recommended that you get vaccinated against pneumococcal pneumonia, a potentially serious bacterial lung disease that can disrupt your life for weeks. If you're an adult 19 to 49 with certain underlying medical conditions like asthma, diabetes, chronic heart disease, or COPD, vaccination is also recommended. Talk to your doctor about vaccination today and learn more at lung.org/protectyourself. Furnished by the American Lung Association in collaboration with Pfizer.
Hi, I'm Nancy Cartwright. You may know me better as the voice of Bart Simpson. On Simpsons Declassified, we're diving into the mysteries that keep the Simpsons forever young. Have you ever wondered how the Simpsons regularly predicts future events? Who better to ask than the show's creators, performers, and writers? The celebrity guests Be sure to follow and listen to Simpsons Declassified wherever you get your podcasts.
Tired of paying big city prices? Head to New Century Ram, Jeep, Dodge, and Payola, where honest, good people are ready to help you save. No fancy city overhead, just real savings. Looking for a new Ram, Jeep, or Dodge? Or maybe a quality used vehicle? Their selection is online and ready to browse. And the best part? New Century is only a 20-minute drive south of the city, and you can save thousands just by coming down. New Century Ram, Jeep, Dodge. Remember, you'll always pay less in Payola, and always deal with good people you can trust.
Today, expect sunny skies with a high of 84.
Weather brought to you by Staples. Have you heard? The Staples Easy button is back with even more easy. Press it for custom prints, shipping services, even passport photos. Staples. That was easy.
You're listening to 96.5 The Fan from the DM Injury Law Studios. Mike's got this. Welcome back to Fescoe and Dusty on your home for Kansas City sports. 96.5 The Fan. It's time for Golden Locks with Alex Gold.
Gotta figure out how to make money on this thing. It's simply too good.
That's right. You see it on Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. That handsome face of Alex Gold is in studio to talk gambling.
Smash.
Dude, you want to know my parlay tonight?
Sure. Let's hear it.
You're going to hate it. I don't know why. I think you're going to like 3 or 4 of the legs.
All right.
I don't know which one's my redwood, but here it is.
What about the Japanese maple?
That's more like it. So I have Jamar Chase over 76.5.
Sapling.
Yeah. So I got Jamar Chase over 76.5.
Okay.
I've got Kenneth Gainwell 25.5 rushing yards. I've got Chase Brown 2.5 receptions. And I have DK Metcalf over 62.5.
So you're going all player props. You're not all player prop. Yeah, I mean I definitely like
unders safe.
I like the Jamar Chase bet. I'm on T. Higgins over 45.5 yards receiving because I do think for anybody that maybe you caught the tail end of the Packers Cincy game last week.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, the first half Cincy had nothing going. In the second half, they put up 18 points, and Joe Flacco, the reason why they moved on from Browning is you got to get the football to T. Higgins and Jamar Chase, obviously, and Browning just simply couldn't do it even when they were open. Well, in the second half, Chase and Higgins combined for 15 catches and 156 yards. So I like it. The over for Higgins, 45.5 yards, a little bit lower. Chase is going to be matched up with Jalen Ramsey. That's the only part that concerns me a little bit. You know those two guys, they're going to get into it at some point in the game tonight.
I saw what happened last week when that clown for the Packers tried to get into it with him, and then he got one of the most amazing touchdown catches I've ever seen.
It was ridiculous.
And he hit the gritty on him after he hit the gritty on him. So, and I think garbage time starts probably like the 2-minute warning in the second quarter. Like, I think it just...
Oh, you think tonight's getting ugly?
I mean, I worry so much about their offensive line against TJ Watt. And we just talked about how Aiden Hutchinson and Max Crosby can wreck a game, and how you can't let those guys do that, because I think there's a lot of similarities in where Vegas and Detroit is. Not the same team, but Vegas has a very bad secondary. Detroit's was bad because it was injured. They've got a guy on their D-line that can wreck a game. The Raiders have that guy. How can you do that? So I think this is a game in which I think that offensive line for Cincinnati that you know all too well, that's terrible. Drew can tell you that in 35 minutes. But again, like TJ Watt is going to absolutely be a problem, and I'm worried at Flacco's statuesque sort of self, and that offensive line, that doesn't seem to add up. That's why Chase Brown is in there. That's why I think Jamar Chase, their garbage points, and then obviously the rest is.
Yeah, I think Pittsburgh wins, but I actually have Cincy covering. It's not like it's not my favorite bet of the week or anything, but I have Cincy covering the 5.5. Yeah, the total for the game is 44.5. It's the short week. It's the home team thing here. So far this year, home teams are 4-2. On Thursday Night Football.
Soon to be 6-7.
Yeah, thank you. 4-2. And the Steelers in this spot, you can find trends, as we know, that to support any bet. Like if you want to make the case for Pittsburgh, you can find a trend. But I will say it is pretty jarring. Under Mike Tomlin on road Thursday night games, they're just 2-8 as outright winners, and they're just 3-7 against the spread. In fact, they've lost 4 in a row, straight up and against the spread on the road on Thursday nights. They haven't won a Thursday night road game since 2016.
That's insane.
So it's not a good spot typically for Pittsburgh. That's kind of why I like Cincy to at least cover. And I do think Flacco will get off to a better start this week than he did. You remember, he had a short week last week.
Yeah.
Short week again this week.
Yeah.
But I had a guest on last night on that betting show.
Which one?
That one. And he brought up a good point that, Flacco, he played in London when he was with Cleveland, right? Mm-hmm. And then they fly back. He gets traded. he was already prepping to play the Steelers when he was with Cleveland.
Right.
So he already has done. So it's a short week, but he already has a day of prep on Pittsburgh, if that makes sense. So,
Sure, yeah.
Anyway,
but
we'll
it was
see.
Cleveland prep, so it could be totally wrong.
And also,
could be.
Jamar Chase thinks Pittsburgh's going to raw dog him.
Yeah, how about that?
Yeah.
I
don't know about that. That's interesting. Yeah, that's interesting.
I've never heard a
choice,
football player describe his own team having that happen.
Yeah, that's maybe he doesn't know. Maybe he doesn't know what that means. But is he on a flight? Right, like when you were raw dogging on a flight, you just sit there and not watch or read anything
no
for 8 hours.
anything.
No headphones. People were doing that. Was a trend 2 years ago where you were raw dogging on a flight. So let me. I'm opposite of Dusty on this one. I think this is going to be a close game. I think it's going to be a low scoring game on Thursday night because that's seemingly the way that they always are. All of those overs, I would have taken all the unders on this because I think Jamar Chase quits midway through the game. Like that's just the personality that he has, you know?
Yeah, but so I do think it's a close game. I think it could be lower scoring. I will say I kind of agree with Dusty though. At the end of the game, when they were out of that Packers game, Jamar Chase still. I mean that catch was not giving up. That was a max. That was a max effort. Just one of the more insane catches. He definitely shows his frustration though. I mean, if it's ugly early and Flacco has zero time and it's just a pitiful performance, then he will check out a little bit. But it's on paper. You would say, the Steelers should just destroy them. They're the better team. And I think they are the better team, but it's just, these are the weird spots. I mean, the NFL, if it was so easy, how many times this year have we gone into a game and everybody's thinking, there's no way. Even the Bills Monday Night Football game. We talked last week how I liked Atlanta to cover, but like, most people would have thought, the Bills will bounce, but they're not losing 2 in a row. And they got their butts kicked, actually, by Atlanta throughout much of that game.
Yeah, like just when you think you've got the league figured out, you don't have the league figured out. And you never have the league figured out.
Favorites this year, or at least betting favorites, I should say. So teams that got 60% or more of the bets, not necessarily the money, but the actual tickets, are just 15-36 against the spread. It's the lowest mark in 23 years. So like last week, if you just went with all the popular picks, you went 2-6. The week before you went 3-6, and the week before that you went 6-7.
That's wild, man. You can't
brutal.
go. You can't like. That's why Max said earlier. This sounds too good. I'm like, when it sounds too good,
Groupthink is dangerous in betting.
I think so too.
Dangerous.
It really is dangerous. Yeah,
yes, it is.
And I think, and you guys are a lot different than I am. I just kind of go click, 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 and I'm done. You guys put a lot of thought into it. Like I'm probably not putting enough thought into it. Maybe you guys put too much
you know what,
thought.
Though? It makes it way less painful if you go your approach. I think
it does. Yeah.
For us,
then you look down and go, "Holy cow! It won!"
Hey, winner!
Yeah. For sometimes you lean into it and think a lot, and then you're like, everything's like this was the right play, and then you're upset,
and then you're like, but they should have happened, and this happened, and you're balancing.
That's what's fun about it too, though. Anyway, it should overall it should be a form of entertainment,
and that's what it is. Yeah, this is a form of entertainment, right? This is an entertainment opportunity for you. All right, let's talk about this entertaining game that we're going to see on Sunday: Chiefs and Raiders out there at Arrowhead. The Chiefs 11.5 point favorites in this one. I love the Chiefs to dominate in this game for obvious reasons. Where are you leaning on this one?
So just for reference, I'll point out, you'll hear people nationally mention some trends. The Chiefs have lost 3 straight against the spread against the Raiders, and it's basically the Raiders, when the Chiefs have been 11.5 point favorites, have actually beat the Chiefs outright a couple times over the last 5 years or so. But I think the Rashee Rice angle, not just his production necessarily, but I actually think that helps the potential letdown. Or I had a guest on last night. And
that's a good point.
He was saying that they're on all these primetime games in a row. You can't be up for every single game. And the Raiders aren't any good. And I said, okay, that's a fair point. I go, but I think Rashee Rice coming back and this, the free 4 shirts they're wearing and now this EGE stuff and all that, I actually think that will make sure they don't have the letdown. I think they want to go out, and Rashee Rice wants to go out and kind of send a message in that regard. So normally, I think if Rice wasn't coming back, I would lean towards the Raiders covering the 11.5 points because that's a lot. That's a lot of points in the NFL. But Geno Smith, he leads the league in interceptions. He's got 10. He's terrible. He's thrown an interception in 3 straight games.
What do you call 8 in 2 weeks?
It was early. There was a stretch where he was active.
He leads the league in suck.
He's terrible.
He went back-to-back weeks of 3 picks each.
Brock Bowers probably not playing in this game as well.
And then
Jacoby Mayer, and Jacoby Myers wants to be traded, so maybe he's kind of out of the mix. I think it could get ugly. I like the fact that it's Rice's return and the motivation aspect. Otherwise, I think, you could argue all these big primetime games in a row, and now you're playing the Raiders at noon. I don't think that'll be an issue, though, this time around.
What's your approach for individual props now with this Chiefs offense as a whole? I mean, because, I'm not the fantasy guy or the betting guy like you guys are. I want the Chiefs to win. I don't care who catches the ball, right? And who gets it, but people do. So I always tell people, don't put any Chiefs on your fantasy team and don't take the overs. I mean, that's just kind of the best advice that I can give because now you've got 6-7 guys that you can throw the ball to.
This one's tricky because we flat out have never seen Rice, Worthy, and Brown on the field. I mean, nobody. I mean, maybe a practice or two. That's about it. Like during training camp, that's it. So none of us really know how that's going to be split up. Fortunately, the Raiders' secondary is very weak, so I think a bunch of guys are going to eat, actually, in this particular game. The one player that I feel good about for receptions, now, it's early enough in the week, and Dusty, maybe you have it on DraftKings. I know FanDuel does not have any of the individual player props up yet. I think in a couple hours they'll put out yardage and everything. I like the reception over for Rice, and as long as it's not set at like 8.5 or something. If it's 4.5 or 5.5, I would love the over. I don't know how high the number is going to be. I think there's also some bets you can do for first reception or first drive.
I mean, it's got to be minus money for Rice, right?
On first
reception of the game, like it should be.
I think we all have been around this team long enough and know that they are going on the first 15 scripted. Rashee Rice is getting targeted multiple times.
Yes.
And I actually think the first play from scrimmage, we saw when Worthy came back from his injury right away. We know Andy has a philosophy, if you fumble the ball, they usually give you the ball right away. I know that's not the circumstance here, but I think Rashee Rice, the first pass play, if not the second, they're at least going to, I don't know if he'll catch it, but target him, which I like my odds of him catching that football. So that's a bet that I just like, the reception. Yardage, we don't know the yardage yet.
I have it 57.5 on Underdog at 57.5. So you can take higher or lower than that if you want. And I think it just actually clicked up because I just saw a change. So,
okay. People are going to bet it up.
Yeah, I would imagine. So 57.5 yards for Rashee Rice right now on Underdog. And
I
half
think
a
he's
touchdown.
in for a big game.
I didn't have anything on DraftKings, just Raider props.
Okay. Yeah, so we have to wait on that. But, I mean, Rashee Rice, last year we all know how he started the season. The offense ran through him. It was going to run through him, I should say. And I know it's a little bit different because everybody's part of this, but I think they are going to make sure that he has a heavy workload. I mean, I was going back last season, and I understand Worthy was a rookie and everything, but he was targeted 9 times in week 1, 6 times in week 2, 14 times in week 3. That was the game against the Falcons. Then he got hurt against the Chargers, so he didn't have a target. But I would be shocked if he doesn't have 8+ targets on Sunday.
It's interesting when you start to look at the numbers now on Underdog for all the receivers. 56.5 for Rice, 39.5 for Travis Kelce.
Okay.
41.5 for Worthy.
See, with Worthy, I always get nervous because is it going to be a touch pass, so a reception, or is it going to be an end around, which is a rush, and obviously
that was receiving yards.
That's receiving.
They have him for rushing yards. Last week it was 4.5 for Worthy. I took that.
They've had some low numbers from. And also, you also wonder. Tyquan Thornton was completely quiet last week.
Nowhere to be found.
There is some of you are like, oh, Rashee Rice is back, and watch it'll be Tyquan Thornton's game.
Well, but that's the beauty of this.
Oh, it's great for betting. It's tough, but for the Chiefs and for the excitement of having an offense, that's going to eventually be the top offense in football by the end of the year. Yeah, it's awesome.
I think looking at those receiving numbers, though, is kind of proving my point a little bit where I'm not like taking the overs on any of these guys on the Chiefs because I do think it is going to be all spread around and guys are going to like now a number like 39 for Travis. I think that is a little low. I would probably take the over on that one. But the numbers are very low because I think Underdog's looking at it, and I'm sure the under will look at it as well and go, there's a lot of guys out here that are going to catch passes for this team, so we can't really inflate these numbers because what are the odds that somebody's going to get you 90, 100 yards receiving on this team now?
And people don't like betting unders. We say like that just
makes you nervous
because of fantasy football and people like scoring and all. For a lot of people, it's not quote unquote fun to bet the under. Now you can make money betting unders, but nobody wants to sit there in the fourth quarter and Rashee Rice has 50 yards. And you're like, oh, please don't catch another pass,
right? Because you're waiting for the team to win.
So that's why it's way easier to bet on a game not involving a team you like, frankly.
Don't go with your heart. Yeah. So a big one, Colts Chargers.
Yeah, I love this one. I think this will be a great game.
3:05 on Sunday.
Hopefully it's the best game of the slate. I know we've had a rough afternoon slate the last couple weeks. A lot of it is the international games. Bob, I know you've talked about the Monday night doubleheaders and stuff impacting this. I like the Chargers quite a bit. I know the common thought would be, oh, no, the Colts are one of the best teams in football, and the Chargers are banged up. Joe Alt, they just, there's a chance maybe he is in the mix. Khalil Mack, they opened up his practice window. It's up in the air whether either of those guys play on Sunday. I think it's something to watch. But the Chargers, -1.5. The Colts schedule, this is the best team. I would say that they have faced other than the Rams on their entire, 6 games.
Well, they had the Broncos,
I don't think the Broncos' offense is any good.
Oh, I don't either. No, but I'm just thinking of like good teams with good records or 4-2.
Defensively, sure. Defensively, sure.
They have an offensive line and they have the best defense in football. And they might have the best offensive line in football.
Yeah, so you like the Colts, it sounds like, in this game.
In the Colts? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I like the Chargers quite a bit. This will be one of my picks for our Circa Million. I don't know if anybody else will be on board with me. This kind of is going back to the smell test and the public. My guess is the public is going to be all over the Colts because the Colts say they're the number one offense. Daniel Jones is playing great. The Chargers, and the Chargers are going to win by 6.
I just don't know if the Chargers can stop Jonathan Taylor.
Fair. No, Jonathan Taylor's been incredible.
Yeah.
You're making good points, both of you, and I always come back to I just can't trust the Chargers. I just can't trust the Chargers. And their coach is just
I like them in spots when people think they're like I don't like them ever, to your point, when they're viewed as, oh no, everybody's talking them up and they're supposed to win. That's when I fade the Chargers. That's when they crap down their leg. I like it now. We're like, oh no, the Chargers aren't beating the Colts. Yeah. I love betting the opposite side of that.
I understand that. Yeah. That's probably the smart way to go. They always say that bet against the public, right? And take the other side. But I just don't trust the Chargers. Not that I'm sitting here saying I trust the Colts because it's Daniel Jones and I got PTSD from that guy.
Well, I mean, the Chargers struggle with Miami.
Yeah, and they should have lost that game. Yeah, they should have lost to Miami.
But that's kind of my point. A lot of it truly is sometimes like think the I mean, it sounds silly, but like a little bit of think the opposite of what makes sense completely all the way around.
Johnson's questionable. There is no Amari and Hampton.
Yeah. Although Vidal looked good.
He looked good again. Miami, sure, or whoever they played last week.
Miami, they barely beat them.
And I look, they're banged up. They're hurt. The Colts are very healthy. I'd love to see the Chargers are terrible against tight ends, and Ty Warren is doing everything that everyone expected he was going to do. And Chargers 31-10. You know what I mean?
Yeah, right. Fair enough.
But no, I really do. I'm with you. I love this game. I love that it's at 3:05. Not a whole lot of competition as you get a bet. Giants and Broncos.
Game. Yeah.
I worry about that defensive line against Jackson Dart. This is gonna be the first real test he's gonna have with like a front four against him.
I just think the Broncos offense looks...
But what about the Giants front four going against that Broncos
The Broncos
offense,
there's no explosiveness in their offense.
I think the Giants are going to win that game
Absolutely
out there.
Not. They should have kept Javonte Williams, apparently. And then you have Washington, Dallas at 3:25, Packers and Cardinals.
Yeah, the game I like, actually, no, it's an ugly game. It's not. This is one that it'll only be shown if it's on Red Zone, but I think the Jets get their first win of the season this year.
They're going to rally?
The Jets are 1.5-point dogs against Carolina. Carolina have...
3-3, baby.
I know, yeah.
It's a good one for the Jets to win,
This feels like this feels like
Pro Football Focus has them as the same team.
This feels like a Jets' first win of the season. They were abysmal in London. Justin Fields, no offense. Bryce Young.
You've been talking to Vinny Pasquantino too much.
Well, no, he's still optimistic.
No, he's not.
Yes, he is.
Yeah, he's a loyal Jets fan.
These people that are Jet fans have screws loose. I'm just going to be nobody who is a sane individual roots for the Jets.
My thought on the reason why I think the Jets get their first one of the year. One, just a funny trend long term. The Panthers, whenever they've been a favorite over the last 4 years, they have not won. They're 0-10 as a favorite. They just don't win when they're supposed to win. And then also Rico Dowdle.
They're supposed to lose.
Rico Dowdle's been awesome the last 2 weeks.
He's done on the honeymoon phase?
Well, and they're going up against the Jets' defensive front.
Okay.
I think the Jets will slow down Rico Dowdle. They'll make Bryce Young have to throw. That's still not usually a good thing if you're the Carolina Panthers. So
the Jets are not terrible on defense.
No, I think Bryce Young gets picked off at least once. Jets win. I'll take the 1.5 points.
Do they have more than -10 passing yards in this game?
They will.
Oh wow, really? Are you sure about that?
I'm going to go with at least. I'm going to go at least 80 yards passing. Bob.
When do they replace Justin Fields? What do they do with 11 seconds left before halftime? Do they just walk off the field? I mean, like
that. That was actually absolutely abysmal. But I'm just not sold that the Panthers should be favorites against anybody. As bad as the Jets are, the Panthers. Let's calm down. They're 3-3, and the Bryce Young is capable of throwing a pick six in any second.
I'm not in on the Panthers either. I think that's a little bit fraudulent, but they are 3-3 at this point. The Jets are 0-6.
Sure.
I really do like the Giants against Denver because I don't like their offense, and I'm a Bo Nix fan, right? I like Bo Nix coming out of college. I loved him last year. I thought this year he's taken a big time step back, man. They're not putting up points at all out there.
Who's explosive on that offense? I mean, they're relying on Marvin Mims. I guess Troy Franklin maybe is their most explosive player.
Mims is playing for them.
Evan, it's funny you brought up Snoop. I was going through old cards, Dusty, the other day.
You found a Snoop.
I threw it away. Wait, did I throw it away or did I put back in the? I can't remember. Snoop Menace. It was back in the '90s, so it was the junk wax where they're. So it was like 900 out of 5,000. You know, like when they numbered cards out of 5,000, which is insane.
Now the highest it goes what, $4.99?
I have an Aaron Judge out of $9.99. It's ridiculous.
That's because he's 99. Yeah.
$9.99.
No, I know, but he's number 99. Maybe
you think that's what it is?
Yeah, maybe there's some connection there that you can get some more money having $9.99 for number 99.
Any snack packs lately?
No. I've been buying up Drake May. We were talking about the
Patriots.
Patriots.
6-7 those a day or something.
I was buying up some Drake May cards. I'm a believer in May. I think his market's going to continue to take off.
I think so too. Yeah.
So especially if they make the playoffs,
What's
they win
his
a playoff
MVP
game.
odds? Is he the guy you put it
He's
on?
10-1. No,
you put it on Baker at 350.
Yeah, so we pre-season. This is one now. I used it. It was a free. I do. It was a free bet though. I do have a receipt on this one, Dusty. We were texting earlier in the week. Baker Mayfield was 28-1 preseason. I do have a $10 free bet.
18-1.
28-1.
So what? Who cares if it's free or not? You made the bet. You put your money where your mouth is.
Mahomes is the favorite at 2-1. Josh Allen 3-1. Baker 3.5-1. Drake May, if you're wondering, Dusty, 10-1. It does feel like it's a 3-horse race at this point.
Where's Stafford on that list? Quietly
16-1.
I like that.
If he can stay healthy, that market will cut.
And they can win that division because Seattle's scary.
Where's Saquon Bark? Oh wait, this is the year he takes a step back. That's right. I forgot about that.
But
so 16-1 is Stafford.
If the MVP award was over this week, I would vote for Baker Mayfield, and Baker Mayfield would win. But it's a season-long award, and Patrick Mahomes and this offense is only going to continue to take off, I believe. So at 2-1, it's not as much value as you had literally 2 weeks ago when you could have had him at 10-1. Patrick Mahomes, that is. Baker's just been moving up the board every single week.
Well,
and if he can keep on winning football games and win that division, and the one seed matters for this if it's close. Like, it's not the end-all, be-all for MVP. But if it's, let's say Baker and Mahomes have very similar touchdown to interception ratio. Let's say they both win their division, and one guy is a 14-win team with the 1 seed, and another is a 12-win team with a 3 seed. That can be a swing for some voters.
Yeah.
And I think people, as we all see on Twitter every day with the Chiefs, people are going to lean towards Baker because they're going to view him as it's a fresh face and all this kind of stuff.
Where do you put Sam Darnold in sort of contention of having to put a flyer on him?
He's been great this year. He's been great. He's not winning MVP though.
Okay.
Not
even if they win the West and he's
he's 40-1 right
he's
now.
not sexy enough.
Here's the problem with him too,
because JSN can win offensive player of the year.
JSN has been awesome,
especially if
I
Puka's
think
out.
Bob's right. Like whether it's personality, it's not flashy enough for a lot of people if it's close.
Somebody's putting up points out there.
For sure. And I like Seattle to win the division before the season. I like what I'm seeing. But I think Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, Baker, you're telling me Sam Darnold's going to leapfrog all 3 of those guys?
No. I'm just saying, is there a chance that he could be up in there? But if he's 40-1 now, and that
could
offense is scoring, they win
could
the
he be
West.
15-1 in a month? Sure.
Okay.
Yeah. But it's weird because the MVP market, you're always trying to buy in at the right price. Right. You're always trying to find the value. So
2 weeks ago, Mahomes was plus 1,000.
Yeah. So right now,
your best value is probably the guy out in L.A. Stafford.
Probably right this second. Yeah.
Or May. If they win that division,
they have to win. That's the other thing. You have to win the division to win this award. Like, you have to, and maybe Drake May's in play for that. Last night, the guest I had on the show, I thought it was kind of crazy. He said Lamar Jackson still 50-1. He said, what if Lamar comes back healthy? And let's say they rattle off 9 in a row. I go, yeah, if that happens, but I also think they're way too flawed to do that is the issue.
Well, what if the Chiefs were sitting at 1-6? Nobody would be having these conversations. They're 1-5.
Yeah, they
for God's sake, the season's over in Baltimore.
They don't have a good enough defense
Why
to win 9 in a row.
Why don't people let that go? Why can't people let that go? Yeah. Baltimore's done for the year. Move on.
I agree.
You got Daden Hughes. What else you got today?
Yeah, we're going to talk a little bit more about Josh Simmons. Not him individually, but just we were all discussing, getting Worthy back and Rice and Brown. Like, they're going to have the full complement, and then
gone.
Nope, you don't have your starting left tackle. We'll discuss, the potential options that exist there, and then we'll get into the wide receiver room more. We all know everybody's excited to see that group, but I think it's the best wide receiver room that Patrick Mahomes has had
ever.
Ever. And we were even go back in Chiefs history. There's maybe one other room that you can even push back on in Chiefs history. Period.
Really?
Period. Yeah, we'll discuss it coming up to start the show today.
Hell of a tease.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Gold. That's Alex Gold from Cody and Gold. They'll come up next from 10 to 2. We'll get back into what Nate Taylor had to say to finish the show here about Josh Simmons on the other side. You're listening to 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City Sports.
This is Fescoe and Dusty. Tune in to hear from ESPN's Nate Taylor every Thursday at 8:20, right here on your home for Chiefs football. 96.5 The Fan. Fescoe and Dusty is brought to you by Golden Oak Lending. Do you need extra cash? Golden Oak Lending can convert your home's equity into cash in as little as 14 days. Let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues.
I'm McCall with Lee Summit Subaru, and it's time to make a big deal out of nothing. Announcing Lee Summit Subaru's 0% event. Up to 0% financing on select 2025 Subaru models for 72 months. And we have the largest selection of Subaru certified vehicles in Kansas City, starting as low as 1.9% for 72 months.
0% event and a lifetime warranty. Fall in love with driving again at Lee Summit Subaru.
Based on January 2025 through June 2025 Kansas City inventory listings.
Hello, Kansas City. Christopher Youngers here with Cafe Trio. The seasons, they are changing. And if you haven't seen Cafe Trio during the holidays, from Halloween, the Plaza Lights, and Christmas with all of our decorations, well, then you've missed out on one of the most seasonally spectacular dining experiences in town. Offering live music, very spirited holiday decorations, and farm-to-table fresh menus, Cafe Trio is the place to be for the holidays. 45th and Main, cafetriokc.com.
Discover the latest HVAC, plumbing, and trade solutions with companies like Honeywell and Aprilaire, and 20-plus other vendors at the Kansas City Wind Supply Group Vendor Showcase. Thursday, October 23rd, 3 to 6 at J. Rieger & Co. Distillery. Plus, enjoy complimentary food, drinks, tours, prizes, and networking.
Okay, I have to tell you, I was just looking on eBay where I go for all kinds of things I love, and there it was.
That hologram trading card. One of the rarest, the last one I needed for my set. Shiny like the
designer handbag of my dreams. One of a kind. eBay had it, and now everyone's asking, ooh, where'd you get your
windshield wipers? eBay has all the parts that fit my car. No more annoying, just beautiful.
Millions of finds, each with a story. eBay. Things people love.
I'm Bob Burke, founder and chairman of Burke America Parts Group, a family of brands that includes RepairClinic.com, an appliance and HVAC parts solution company that's grown into an international brand. Before AmericanEagle.com, we partially launched a new technology platform developed by another firm. American Eagle helped take our technology to a whole new level with digital marketing, software development, and business insights into our key markets, appliances, HVAC, and outdoor power equipment, and did so both on time and on budget. AmericanEagle.com has the resources, experience, and talent needed to produce solutions. Our new technology platform, developed by AmericanEagle.com, has produced tremendous results with higher traffic, conversion, engagement, and online revenue. If you have any home repairs you need to take care of, check us out at RepairClinic.com. If you need a world-class website or technology project, then I would highly recommend AmericanEagle.com.
Call AmericanEagle.com at 773-NETWORK. That's AmericanEagle.com, 773-NETWORK.
Now that I'm a dad, I can't stop thinking about what would happen to my kids if something happened to me. Like losing the house or not affording college.
Yeah, that used to keep me up at night too. It's why I finally got life insurance from Ethos. It's 100% online. No medical exams, just a few health questions. I got $2 million in coverage for around $2 a day.
I never realized it was that simple. Get your free quote at ethos.com/game. That's ethos.com/game.
Rates may vary. Billed monthly. Sample rate 10-year term life policy for a 35-year-old healthy non-smoking male.
If you are 50 or older, it is recommended that you get vaccinated against pneumococcal pneumonia, a potentially serious bacterial lung disease that can disrupt your life for weeks. If you're an adult 19 to 49 with certain underlying medical conditions like asthma, diabetes, chronic heart disease, or COPD, vaccination is also recommended. Talk to your doctor about vaccination today and learn more at lung.org/protectyourself. Furnished by the American Lung Association in collaboration with Pfizer.
Hi, I'm Becca, your friend and jeweler at Shane Company. As an in-house designer, I can't wait for you to see our incredible selection of stylish and stackable rings. If you're shopping for your wedding bands, we have high-quality designs for every style and budget, from romantic to modern. If you're looking to add to a stack, your options are endless. Discover styles with clusters of gemstones, sleek all-metal designs, updated cigar bands, and signet rings perfect for an engraving. Because a friend knows you like options. Shane Company, your friend and jeweler.
Having unexpected car trouble or just in a car accident? You need Jay's Southland Tow Service. They have over 20 years of experience servicing the KC Metro. They specialize in light, medium, and heavy duty, as well as commercial transport and construction equipment. Keep this number handy, 816-779-4869 or southlandtow.com. Use the tow service trusted by most local police departments, Jay's Southland Tow Service. There's nothing they can't do, so be in the know and use Jay's Southland Tow.
up on a Thursday here on 96.5 The Fan as we get set for Raider Week, coming at you on a Sunday with that noon kickoff right here on your home for Chiefs football, 96.5 The Fan. Our thanks to Alex Gold for coming in with a little bit of golden locks for the weekend and for your betting pleasure and all of this kind of stuff that you're going to do beginning tonight with the Old Man Bowl on what's that, on Amazon, I guess, tonight, right? Amazon is going to have the Old Man Bowl featuring Brett Favre versus Aaron Rodgers. I like it. Let's go. Let's get this thing moving in the right direction. I don't know why Brett Favre is on my mind today. I guess because we saw the Copper Fit commercial. I go,
that'll do it.
Why didn't Brett Favre? Can I ask you guys a question?
Eli's.
All lies, Eli's. You've been watching a little bit of the baseball playoffs, right?
Unfortunately.
Okay, how much did you watch last night? Be honest.
Zero. It was 13-4.
Okay, but did you watch any of the game?
No.
Have you watched any of these
Survivor
games?
night.
Okay, have you watched any of the baseball games?
I've got some of it.
Okay, so somebody help me out here. And I don't know if this is because of the box or if this is because of what's going on. Are you guys getting commercials during the baseball game telling boomers how to use a QR code?
No.
I got that box. That sounds awesome.
Oh, it's this old boomer pitching like a survival kit of food in case the world ends, right? In case the apocalypse comes. Doomsday. It's a doomsday kit.
Yes.
And if you order 3 months of food, you get 2 months free. Okay.
Okay.
So that's 5 months of doomsday food. Now they're the boomers on here doing this commercial, right? He's this old guy and he's stocking up on the food. You know how much food? You know how much those 2 months of food costs? Guess. But $600 for this freeze-dried food for this doomsday kit. But a big percentage of the commercial is them showing boomers how to scan a QR code to get this deal for this survival kit. Who else would be ordering a doomsday survival kit other than some boomer, right?
There's a lot of people talking out of their butt.
I'm going to go home now.
You asked the question, I answered with a clip.
You know he has a survival kit.
Bob, there's going to be a comet flying through the earth. That thing trajectory like Patrick Mahomes' arm speed. You never know, man. The world will be screwed.
So if anybody on the text line has seen this commercial, it's a guy like in a white T-shirt, and he's standing there like, remember that show you were telling me about with Ben when we were recording today, these people in West Virginia that are all inbred?
Oh, yeah, it's the Whitakers.
The Whitakers. Like, that's what I feel like I'm watching with this commercial. And this guy's telling these people how to open your camera, use a QR code, and order this doomsday kit.
620 says, I've seen that stupid ad. They also promise to teach you how to make lard for whenever everything goes dark.
I'm glad I'm not the only one getting this commercial. So just do me a favor, watch the baseball game for a little bit. This was early on because once it got to like 5-2, I was checked out. I was texting my cousin who lives in Seattle, like, this is fun. You guys, he goes, you jinxed us, man. I'm like, tonight maybe. But watch the baseball game just to see if you guys see that commercial tonight, okay? Just do me a favor. Text line, everybody else. Has anybody seen that commercial, or is it just me getting this thing?
He does sports.
I love it.
Use a QR code.
Yeah.
That was unbelievable.
Well, you remember that Super Bowl ad? It was just like 20 seconds. It was a QR code. It was like the most hit QR code of all time.
Oh, really? I don't remember that
Yeah, they just put a QR code on the screen. No, nothing.
What year was that?
2000 and...
It was recent.
It was the Chiefs Super Bowl.
Last 3 years.
Okay.
Yeah. I want to say
I miss that?
I don't know, but it was like everyone's like, "What the hell's going on?" And then like everyone in the room goes, "Scan it, see what it is." And it was like an outlet, something I don't know. It was like a online shopping or something like that.
Or was it like a Temu?
I don't know. I just remember there was a blank. It was a blue screen, and the QR code came up. Everybody goes, "What's going on?" And then someone in our group of friends was like, "Scan it, see what it is." Like, oh, it's like a warehouse store or something. I believe something like that.
Oh, kind of cool.
We had Nate Taylor on earlier today. I know the questions going around Kansas City is what's going on with the left tackle for the Kansas City Chiefs. The answer that I can give you is I don't know, but Nate Taylor had his insight on it.
I guess I'll share this. You know, Josh Simmons was listed as questionable with an illness before they played Jacksonville. I think that has to relate to his absence this past Sunday and ongoing. These things are related. And so I don't know how the Chiefs necessarily handled it hours before he played the Jacksonville Jaguars. And again, Josh Simmons performed amazing considering that what he's dealing with now could be in relation to what happened in terms of the team saying like, okay, well, he's questionable because he's dealing with an illness, which again, if you are, educated, that might infer you as to what might be going on. Again, I don't have all the details, but I was explained, or I was sort of told yesterday, that his blip on the injury report hours before kickoff in the stadium in Jacksonville is related to what he's dealing with now.
Then ask Nate this question. Do you think we have an answer by the end of the game on Sunday?
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay. Very quick. 3 times. Very quick. So time will tell. Support is something that came up multiple times in Nate Taylor's interview with us. If you missed it, you can go to the Odyssey app. You can find all of that.
He also said he believes it is a family matter.
Correct. And this was Mahomes yesterday speaking to the media, what he had to say about Josh Simmons.
I'll keep conversations kind of between us, but I mean, it's I'm always praying for him. I'm praying for all my teammates, so I'm always praying for them, and I'll just keep everything else kind of private to us.
So there's that. And Andy,
I'm not going to comment on it today. Veach is handling everything there, and we'll leave it at that.
It's such a throwaway line by Andy that he uses all the time, and people took that as some sort of, I don't know what yesterday. Veach is going to handle this. That's what Andy says when he doesn't want to talk about these things, right? It's his nice way of saying, hey, I'm out on this one. Brett's going to handle this one. And that's what he does. Anytime there's a personnel move or something like that, over the years, he has said that so many times. Brett's going to handle this. Veach will handle that one. We used to talk about it, Josh and I, all the time about, he doesn't want to talk about it because he's saying Brett's going to handle this, knowing very well nobody's talking to Brett because he's not going to speak, to the media. So, people are taking that one and running way too far with that one. And I do have a little resentment for that because if you've been covering this team, you know that Andy says that a lot when it comes to injury situations and roster move decisions. It's his way of not answering the question, which is fine. And he says, hey, Brett's going to handle that. I think with this process, guys, I haven't said much on this publicly about the Josh Simmons thing, and there's a reason for that because I don't have much to say publicly on this Josh Simmons thing. I think we all need to take that approach that Andy's and those guys are saying, just let it do its thing. Let it take care of itself. Let the time go. And going forward, we just got to focus on Jalen Moore being our guy as a fan, right? We got to focus. Jalen Moore is going to be the left tackle going forward now in Kansas City. You got to get into that mindset. And if you get Josh Simmons back sooner rather than later or whatever the case may be, that's a great thing. But I think right now, we just need to let Josh Simmons have his space to deal with whatever he's dealing with, whatever that is. I don't know what that is. None of us seemingly know what that is at this point in time. But it's clear he kind of needs to do what he needs to do at this point in time. And I think that's the right approach to all of this. For me, anyway, that's kind of the way that I view it for Josh Simmons.
And if you have a problem with either three of us, at Steven Spector at Odyssey.com.
Yeah.
So, and Spec will handle that.
Mm-hmm.
Tomorrow's Red Friday, boys. A more Red Friday. It's silver and black versus the red and yellow. We'll all be there as supporters of the team. I know that I'm hard. Can't wait. I'll be sitting next to Jordan Love's mom. You guys will be in the club seats and doing your thing with your pinkies out, making out with your wives and fiancés, and I'll be.
Now, Jen and I don't make out during games.
The hell you don't. If it's 35-0 at the end, you're tonsil hockeying it, baby.
I just want to win, Jen.
Absolutely. Hey,
it's a noon game. We get home early.
A nooner, baby. Go do something nice for somebody. You never know. It can change their day, their week, their month, their year. It's simply cool to care. Kansas City, stay kind, stay safe. Cody Golden Drew coming up next from 10 to 2. We'll talk to you tomorrow on a Red Friday.
Good morning, Kansas City. This is Trent McDuffie, and you're listening